Live. We are live on the cricket.com platform for yet another CDC Watchalong. Thanks so much for tuning in, whoever you guys are, wherever you guys are watching this particular 30-20 International. We're going to be keeping you company till about 10:30, 11. My name's Avnish Hegde. This is, of course, Akash.
Subramaniam.
Yes, Somesh Agarwal. And, of course, making his debut into our cramped up studio is an old friend of mine, Bishan Jeswant, of course, in the old India. Can I say old, 7 years old, Bish?
Yeah, it's one of my favorites actually.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good. It's good. It gives me that 2015 vibe.
And it's
the
the
World
lighter
Cup.
color that they've now brought back.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Similar. Anyway, so India, of course, winning the toss, fielding first. Three big changes. I don't know if you guys have been living under a rock, but no KL, no Virat because they're rested. And also Arshdeep with a back niggle misses out. Nothing too serious. Don't, of course, take a deep breath. But guys, thoughts about 155 to 215 overs? I don't know. These guys are having a blue ball already. Talk to me about what are the experiments tonight. I know Pant might open, but you think Sky is going to open? Som, tell me more.
I mean, if we go by what has happened, the last time when both KL and Virat was not around, I mean, it was Sky who opened, so technically he should open again.
Yeah.
But you never know. I mean, I really want to see Pant open, but going by the historic trend, we won't be surprised. We shouldn't be surprised if.
Wait,
Sky
last
opens.
time Iyer played, I think he opened
Oh,
against
did he?
West Indies.
It's honestly a game of musical chairs at opening slots, as much as the captaincy's been thrown around. But just to give you a little bit more team news in terms of the changes who've come in, we've gone for two pacers actually. Umesh Yadav getting the nod, and so is Mohammad Siraj. And not to forget Shreyas Iyer, who comes in as a batting threat. But still batting light, Akash, don't you think?
No, I think we have shown enough batting resources in the first two games that they want to take a risk and play one batter less, but like figure out who are their best bowlers. I think Siraj getting a nod here says that he might be ahead of others in the pecking order to go to Australia. So
Yeah.
it's India's opportunity to test their bowling more than the batting. That's why I think it's a perfect opportunity for them.
Is that the case, Bish, or is it they're picking in conditions? Because Indore we know is a run fest at times.
Yeah, no, I think we had to pick to test out our bowling, and
Yeah.
we had to pick the two quick guys to see who will replace Bumrah really. I mean, it's most likely going to be Shami, but that the shootout for that spot has to be for a quick bowler.
So it's almost like a dress rehearsal.
Yeah, because otherwise the options here are to play the really slow guys. You have to play Chahar along with Harshal maybe on a belter like this. If you don't get early wickets,
Correct.
they're going to go for plenty. So,
Are we still on with Shami?
I think it's going to be Shami, by the way. Let's see what happens, but I think they're going to pick Shami.
Right.
Instead
So
of Bumrah.
Bavuma, by the way, 2 balls, none. I say that because 7-ball duck was a match losing knock last time around because if Miller had those 7 balls or 5.
Just imagine. I mean, 2 ducks, one 7-ball duck, one
4-ball duck.
And South Africa ended up losing by 16, dude. So, I mean, you're talking about
Interesting
fine
Bavuma
margins.
stat.
Yeah.
I think they had the SA20 auctions,
Yeah.
right?
Where
Couple of
went
weeks
unsold,
ago. Yeah. Poor guy, sitting on 2 7-ball duck, 4-ball duck unsold in the auctions, and he's captaining his national team. Must be so embarrassing. And that run out that almost just happened, that's
Yeah.
from that nervousness of being on 0
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
can't afford to get out again. Therefore, he
And
didn't run.
just imagine if Quinton de Kock would have been run out.
Yeah,
They're just running out one of the more important battles. Like,
yeah, who's just managed to get back into some kind of form after
piling on the
months.
misery.
Now,
Yeah.
speaking of form, Suryakumar Yadav is definitely one to watch. 22 balls, 61 the last time out. And we have a first question with regards to Sky. In fact, this question came in half an hour before the watch along started, so we appreciate that, Subodh. And a message to all you guys to get interactive and involved on the cricket.com platform. Plenty of stats and banter, as you can see already. Subodh Chavan going on to say, is there a batsman right now in world cricket who can beat Suryakumar Yadav in terms of strike rate? We actually did our research. There was a Romanian lad, Taranjeet Singh, who actually has really good numbers.
It doesn't say Indian batsman. I mean, even if it says Indian batter,
Any
we
bat-
disqualify.
any batsman.
Yeah,
So we've
that's
just
all,
got
yeah.
any. So, but look, we've also checked out in terms of the last minimum. We put a little filter of 50 innings, and people like Fabian Allen popped up. When we look at the
Yeah.
Indian crop, Suryakumar Yadav has just a lower strike rate than Sehwag and Prithvi Shaw, who have 147.8 each, and Surya's 140. Minimum 50 innings in T20s.
Yeah, even Surya is 147. He's just losing by decimals.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
147.
no, this is an interesting development. Umesh Yadav is not taking the new ball. Then why
And Jitesh Sharma as well pops in there. By the way,
Yeah.
Jitesh, good old Jitesh.
have him in the team?
Yeah, sorry, you were saying.
Umesh Yadav is not taking the new ball. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
last I heard / saw, that is the only thing he's good at in
Yeah.
T20. So
Wow.
Yeah, no, but I
Bowled
think
exceptionally well for
That's the
KKR,
only thing.
right?
yeah, he
Yeah,
did
yeah.
with the new ball. But I think the shootout for that replacement for Bumrah is Shami or Siraj.
Okay.
And so they need to see
Not
Siraj.
Deepak Chahar.
Deepak Chahar, so they're doing like for like replacement is how the Indian team's been going about it. So if Bhuvi gets injured, Chahar comes
Agreed,
in.
but don't you think it's a tempting thought to play Harshal, Arshdeep, Chahar, and Bhuvi?
I can't imagine that.
It's
I
all
think
four in the
Oh,
same
what?
11 or in the
four
part of
the
squad.
same.
110.
Yeah.
if
no.
we don't get two early
Oh, it
wickets,
gets-
that's 200 runs for sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's 6, by the way.
Whew,
Fantastic, just
that's-
clip off the pads. It's in Indore and not too far away from beloved Bhopal,
Yeah.
which so miss from. Have you
Hey.
ever been to the Holkar?
I have after this.
Or you have?
No, I haven't.
Wow.
The
That's
one shot which comes to memory in terms of Holkar is that AB de Villiers one-handed 6 of Mohammad Shami in the IPL.
Mhm.
But Bishan has a tale to tell.
No, no. So when you said Bhopal, I have a very close association with Bhopal as well.
Okay.
I did my law from National Law University in
Oh.
Bhopal.
Oh.
And
Nice.
to link to your next question, during those 5 years doing law, I went to watch one game at the Holkar in Indore, where I have fond memories of the game. Was the only ODI double hundred I've seen.
Sehwag.
Sehwag at Holkar.
Oh.
So we made the trek from Bhopal to Indore, a 4-hour drive or something like that, and got to watch a double hundred. So that was thrilling.
I mean, I obviously I did plan to go to that game, but then I got a call and I had to meet this girl, so I chose.
Yo, you had your priorities.
But yeah, speaking of which, Darren Sammy was the opposition captain that day. We spoke to him about it. And in fact, he spoke about this indoor game where I
He
think
dropped.
he
Sehwag.
dropped Sehwag
Yeah.
as well. So he went on to confess that. And he was just like, it was a hot day in the sun. But yeah, share us your indoor memories if you're from there or not.
So,
But there was
The first
hullabaloo in
two,
getting tickets as well.
first two ODI double hundreds were both in MP. Sachin got it in
Gwalior and Indore. Yeah,
But I didn't know your Bhopal background.
I did 5 years in Bhopal.
NLIU.
NLIU Bhopal, 2007 to 12.
So that makes you like a patidar.
Huh?
You know, flying at state there, coming to Bangalore as well, doing wish things.
Patidar may make an India debut next week,
Next week.
Oh,
Yeah.
possibly. Yeah.
Well, by the way, one second. Let's just stop and stare at the screen right now because they put possibly every seam-up bowler,
Including Venkatesh Iyer.
including Venkatesh Iyer, who's a little military medium, but he sneaks in there. He has the
Wasn't-
best strike rate. No, he doesn't.
No,
Wasn't Kohli
Umesh
there?
Yadav has-
Hemant, the question in my mind: where did you pick up your Aussie
smack.
accent? Who's that for?
You maybe.
Definitely not me.
I don't have a
I
Aussie
have
accent.
no Aussie accent,
Yeah,
mate.
he
What are
has-
you talking about?
If you say he has an English accent, that's maybe like.
I agree with
yeah,
that.
Yeah, that is.
It's not. It's not. It's
quite
just
true.
like growing up in Bangalore. Everyone speaks like a lot more English than like all the other languages.
I think you're going
I
to
might
get
be
some
just putting my
feedback for
putting
that
my foot in
comment.
my mouth here. But why can't we just appreciate the cricket?
Hemant is just polished Kannada accent.
No, not at all. But Heyman, good on you. Thanks for commenting. Let us know if you have any cricketing queries as well. More than happy to answer.
That's a killer blow.
It is killer blow. By the way, was De Kock not out the last game with Miller?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
He was.
Both of them are not.
60
Yeah,
odd
he
or 40
seemed
odd.
gassed, honestly. Like it was a joke. But India,
He's never not batted that many balls in a long time.
Yeah,
They-
you know,
Yeah, but
long,
if
long
De Kock
back.
would have been his usual self,
You would have scored 100.
yeah, they would have won.
yeah.
honestly, it
Definitely
comes
they would
down to that Bavuma 7-ball duck.
No, I think even Quinton de Kock struggled at points in that game. So
No, it comes down to India having too much to defend. If we were defending 200, we would
They would
probably
have
still
lost.
have won. No,
Yeah.
no, I'm saying we'd probably still have won because you'd bowl differently, more
yeah,
commitment,
yeah,
different attitude, right? You know you have 240, you mostly can't lose the game. So they took it a bit easy. I mean, you don't do that at that level, but I think they did.
do you think that like Dinesh Karthik cameo at the right at the end was like a
That
killer,
was a telling,
yeah.
killer
telling
blow
knock,
to
yeah.
South Africa's hopes? Because 210 might still be like possible to
Yeah.
chase. After that,
Yeah.
it just
240 just seems like
too
you know,
much.
Yeah, South Africa probably wanted Kohli to get that 50 instead, which he missed out.
Oh,
He didn't. Did he get it?
49 not
Yeah,
out because
not
of the DK's last over.
His final
Yeah.
flourish.
Final
he said. I
techniques,
think he said that I don't want the 50. Just finish the innings off or something.
yeah, yeah.
By the way, all you guys watching, get interactive, subscribe, and not to forget, scan the QR code as you can see to visit our wonderful, wonderful website where you have people like him writing great pieces. He wrote one on Harry Brook. Funnily enough, England winning that series, coming back from 3-2, ridiculous, guys. That was just like mad. Is that a reality check in the sense that England are still one of the prime contenders for the World Cup?
No, I mean England's batting has always been very good. It's like as Som said like last week, right? It's
Go
their
for
bowling
six.
which is still
Yeah.
very dodgy. I mean, if they figure the bowling out, I think they'll still be one of the top sides.
When will Archer return for them? Is the question.
Even Archer doesn't know.
Yeah.
For Ashes next year?
For somebody as good as him who can predict things, even he doesn't know when he'll return.
But,
Well
this,
done, well
this
done.
seems like the last time Archer played was when? I know he played against India.
Yeah, I think that is the last series.
But like it feels like 2019, the World Cup where we saw him last, or the Ashes or whatever followed.
Yes.
From that England-Pakistan series, I just hope the takeaway is not 7-match T20 bilaterals.
Oh no!
I cannot bear the thought of sitting through 7-match bilaterals. This one finished 4-3, and it seems like that's the way to go. But I just hope that doesn't become the
No,
norm.
but funnily enough, that was actually a very interesting series.
It was a
except,
fantastic
except the
series,
last game.
yeah.
Except the last game, yeah.
Do they have an ODI leg as well? No.
No, thankfully no.
But don't they play the ODI leg in test like at some point in time?
Some point of time, but not like
Yeah.
India. I mean, playing
Okay,
ODI
yeah.
is like 10 days, 15 days before our T20 World Cup.
No, but talking about that,
Yeah, it's
right?
just
Try just
ridiculous.
explaining it to anyone. I mean, there's no sense there.
No,
But
that-
I want to see fresh faces in that squad.
No, see
Yeah,
the thing.
thankfully.
No, the thing is that we say that there's no point of that series,
Hmm.
but Anirudh Kasargod actually has a very valid point, which he's written.
But the
we've
point
written a
is
piece.
for South Africa.
Yeah, the point is for South Africa, of
Yeah.
course. And see, for India, ODIs doesn't matter because they've already qualified, right? Host
Yeah.
nation, so it doesn't
Yeah,
matter
so
for them.
at this point of time, and I mean, most of the viewers might already know that South Africa pulled out of a series in Australia because they had
They gave
to,
away 30 points.
yeah, because
30 valuable
they want
points.
to host their
SA 20.
But again, it's a
T20 tournament.
it's a big gamble from Graham Smith to do that.
Yeah, so that's what that makes
Yeah.
the series against India very important for them. They have
Yeah.
to win it.
And they're
Agreed.
going to face a B squad, so good for them.
Yeah, and a B squad which does not have Prithvi Shaw, so I mean,
That's not even a B
But
squad,
South
man.
Africa have really struggled in general in ODIs, right? They lost to Bangladesh at home as well, which
Yeah,
is shocking.
I guess they're very good at like when it comes to the short.
losing
Like,
against Bangladesh.
The
No, I
same
mean-
Bangladesh team that went and lost to Zimbabwe.
Yeah,
Just right after,
exactly.
right? 2-1 or
yeah,
something,
yeah. The snake dances.
Yeah.
Snake Charmers, maybe.
See, ODIs is the best format for Bangladesh anyway.
Yeah,
That's the only format they are
very
Yeah.
good at.
really good at.
Mm.
Avnish, that's why Hemant asked the question. No
Yeah.
one says snake charmers. It's the Nagin dance.
It's the Nagin
not
dance.
the snake.
I
Nagin
was
dance,
actually going
right.
to crack that Guwahati
Snake
snake joke. The snake joke
तो भी
that
तो
we
Nagin
saw.
dance बोल सकता है.
Where we saw, what was the player who first did it? The left armer from Bangladesh.
The
Was it
first
not
player who
left
did
arm,
it
I think?
was
Rubel.
Rubel was same. That is not left arm.
Actually, the first player who did it was this guy Gunathilaka, and they just copied him.
No,
Something like that.
No, yeah, no,
No.
he's right. He's right. That came up as a response to something
Yeah.
other team. I think Som's right. Yeah.
So it was a Sri Lankan who did it first.
Yeah, maybe I think, or maybe he tried to mock them, and then it
Mm.
became something.
Was it like
Gunathilaka was involved there, that's for sure.
was it 2016 or was it? I'm not sure. Was
I
it
think it
at
was
a
during
World?
the Nidas Trophy.
That's what I was confused because World T20 also they kind of celebrated against India, right? So I don't know which where it's at. Yeah,
lol.
that
was
premature
Bangalore.
celebration. Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine not being able to chase what 2 of last 4 deliveries in
Three
Bangalore.
balls,
Yeah,
they've cocked it up.
that's the
And
worst
that too,
possible
like
result.
bowling a full toss.
Yeah, I mean that too in Bangalore they couldn't
In
field it.
Bangalore. In Bangalore.
Oh, slow ball.
Oh, Bauma's off the mark. I agree with that.
Oh, well done,
Bauma's on 2
Timba.
now.
It's a
Well
leg
done.
by. It's
Oh,
still on one.
but he still got the one from before.
One
I
of
think.
5 is like
He's
way
got 1
better.
of 5. Yeah.
He's on 1 and the umpire's on 1 leg.
So, like how Bavuma is like literally a fish out of water in T20s, who the other candidates in the world we can say them in the same breath? Is Aaron Finch in that bracket now with his woeful
Yeah, if the
form?
ball is swinging, maybe. Otherwise, he'll just score a 30. You'll never even know. You'll never realize he'll
Kane
score.
Williamson?
Yeah, definitely.
I think Shreyas, who's playing today, sometimes can
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, can
In
No,
that
but he
boat,
ends
there
up
are-
scoring that 70, 80. Like
Yeah.
randomly, he comes out and
There are
scores
days
a
when
70.
it comes off, but there are days
Yeah.
when Temba and
Even
Finch
Shan
will come off
Masood's
as well.
Pakistan,
No, but
I think,
Temba is
is
never-
more.
Temba's T20I strike rate is 120.
Mm.
And this is 2022 that we're talking about,
Yeah.
not like 2016 when this still acceptable to play at 120. I mean, not acceptable, but they're still playing at that.
What was Sachin's T20 strike rate? Something like that, 117 or 118 or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, of course,
Here's
2007.
a question for Anirudh Kasargod. Please, dude,
Sachin's
help us out with
T20 strike
Sachin's
rate.
T20 strike rate.
My guess is 117. Let's see if that comes out.
Who would
I
have thought
think-
we'll be comparing Bauma to Sachin?
No, the conclusion is he's better because
I think it'll be more than 117 for sure.
Will it?
Right, so no back-to-back overs for Siraj
Interesting that Ashwin,
Ashwin
is, yeah.
coming on to bowl. And this series, he's actually bowled really well, but not got a wicket so far.
Only-
Very economical, I think.
Only 3 balls that spoiled his figures in the last game.
So this is the Miller.
And the
And
first,
spoiled is also, I mean, they have been harsh.
the first game, what he considered 8 runs in 4 overs.
8,
Yeah.
none for 8 and then none for 38.
Yeah.
So
And-
we have a tweet lined up for you guys in a tweet box.
Let's go for it. Let's flash that on the screen to see what we have. Write to us on Twitter as well, by the way. We will feature the best
At VR Cricket.
at We Are, which is our
R. Ashwin.
alphabetical.
R. Ashwin.
R. Ashwin, yeah, exactly. 439. Where's the tweet, chaps? Waiting for the tweet.
He's bowled 239 carrom balls. That means
They've got all our
that's his top
attention and they're
delivery.
not putting the tweet out. Honestly. Shocker.
That just sounds wrong. I really bowled 240 carrom balls
Yeah.
this year.
Oh,
Against
oh.
right-handers. Yeah.
Here we go. Akash Kumar Jha. A sad story. Any reliable Indian bowler, back issues. I mean, why did but that's just like
This
part
is
and parcel of fast
T20s.
bowling, right?
It's not T20.
Yeah, of course, he's not.
Oh, that's like a
flighted
cricket
hand.
22 edge that.
I mean, has he bowled
A
40
cricket
overs? Of,
22 edge.
Yeah, that
Carrom balls.
sounds incredible. I don't know, that number is mind-boggling.
there's something wrong there.
No, that's his top delivery. No, he doesn't bowl off spin at all.
240 carrom ball, that means he's
It's like
bowled
10 matches.
40 overs of carrom balls
Yeah.
to righties this year.
Yeah.
10 matches of carrom balls,
So,
essentially.
essentially, he's a very good matchup bowler because he can bowl carrom balls to right-handers and off spin to left-handers.
Like a Bishnoi.
Like,
Bowling googly,
like a-
googly.
no, or I mean, no,
Yeah.
Krishna doesn't have leg spin. That's a different case.
Yeah.
Or like a Livingston who can bowl leg spin and off spin. It's pretty much that, but an experienced version of.
Oh, God. But yeah, Quinton de Kock, quick CDC,
Actually, surprising that.
stat attack.
Look at the strike rate against spin. That's not something you'd associate with Decock. We'll like associate better strike rate against pace than
Yeah,
spin.
yeah. I
But
think
that's just
generally in
the
the
series.
I think
Yeah, I
generally
mean-
in T20 cricket, I think it'll be hovering around 140.
I think this series, I think maybe
Indian
he got hold
pacers.
of Akshar Patel.
Hmm.
And also Indian pacers are
See,
bowled
that's
really
another
well, so-
carrom ball.
Yeah.
He just bowled. I think he only bowls carrom balls to
He
right-handers.
plays carrom with the righties and chess with the
Yeah.
lefties.
Yeah,
Mm.
literally.
Nice. It's a
Literally.
60 move.
But this ODI series coming up, I mean, we're not doing watch-alongs, by the way, if you guys are wondering. And where is the screen? Why? Yes, thank you. We were just, the screen was looking naked at one point in time. We got it back on. You can see our
And
wonderful
Avnish
social
really
handles.
needs a screen on to hide his hideous pants.
My South Africa representing bands, Protea Power, honestly. Have you guys had dinner, by the way?
No, you are hungry, I know.
I'm absolutely starving. Need some food in my belly right now. But South Africa, 28 for none, 4 was gone. Anil
121
Kasargood saying,
Oh.
Sachin strike rate
Close,
in T20s, 121.
Better than
Vish's guess was
Babu Madhav.
117.
Yeah.
And he's here.
And when was Sachin's last T20? 2015? 14?
13.
2013.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Champions League.
Bauma, please learn from Sachin. He had a
That was
better
his
strike rate
last-
at that time.
I think Champions League he played, no?
I
Last
Yeah, he won that.
IPL, उसके IPL के बाद हुआ था ना Champions League.
That's
Oh.
the winning Champions League, right?
Yeah.
That was the year
Oh,
of
Cat's
the-
rally's
Oh!
gone. Umesh Yadav gets a
Wow.
wicket, first ball. And Rohit is blaming the floodlights, but he gets it one-handed nonetheless.
बबूमा का कैच पकड़ा? नहीं पकड़ना.
So 1 second, how much did Babuma score in the first T20?
Duck.
0 and 0.
First ball, no?
Oh,
No,
so,
no, first over, sorry.
His first.
First over.
so
the
duck,
Deepak
duck,
Sardin
3.
Duck, go for.
So that's
Duck,
3
duck,
runs in
Babuma.
3 overs this series.
Magnificent average of 1
Wow,
for the
wow,
series.
Shocking.
Terrible
Absolutely
timing on that.
Bro, I mean, that's
That's a 140, I mean, nearly 141, and he's not been able to get even half a decent connection on that. If it had got like a half, like even a thick inside
Oh,
edge or
yeah,
something, would have gone for a 4.
but that's a meme-worthy catch that I think there'll be a lot, like, you know.
No, I think
I'm
it's
feeling really bad for Babuma, guys. I mean, when you play club level cricket on the weekends and score a duck, you feel bad going back home, thinking about coming back the next week. This guy is now come to India, spent a whole couple of weeks
Yeah.
or whatever it is here, captaining his team.
average
Arvind
of-
KS going on to say, in what department is India lacking compared to the last T20 World Cup? It's not a department per se. I just think it's a mentality. I think the intent word which has been thrown around like
He's
No,
absolutely
but
lacking.
lacking.
Oh,
Because
I
last
think
time, yeah,
there's only one department which is mystery spin. We had to Varun
Yeah.
Chakravarti last
and
time.
Rahul Chahar.
why we have a Ravi Ashwin now? It's still a mystery.
I don't think so. Arvind, I mean, there's India is definitely a positive in every department compared to the last T20 World Cup.
Except death over bowling, I think now.
But now, I mean, it's the same thing, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that movie. I mean, Bumrah. Obviously, Bumrah is not there, so that is a. But that is, I mean, no
Very,
one
very-
can help it.
So they don't have an express pace bowler. They don't have mystery spin. And
There's
they
going
don't
to be Shami, guys. He's
and they
express.
don't have and they don't have a left-handed floating batsman. If you
He'll
want
just
to throw
take this
Ashkar in this, Mr. Miyagi's got his calls on today.
So they have Pant in the squad. I mean, if they want to play him, they can play him.
And Pant can play anywhere.
Yeah.
They've got him to open the batting, like so wants. Maybe will happen today.
No, I was still thinking if like Mohammad Nawaz equivalent for India.
Mm.
And who would that be? Could it be?
And even death bowler,
But India wouldn't ever persist with that. They wouldn't break the chain at that top 5 where you have Rohit, Rahul. Like even we saw the last time they batted for the first 10 overs and we were all contemplating, oh, will they send in Pant? They were like, no, fuck it, we'll send Kohli.
I don't
We'll
think
stick
Pant
with
is
that
in the
plan.
first 11.
And that's how it'll be even for the World Cup. I think, obviously, I'd love for Rohit and Rahul to have 100 partnerships every fucking game. That's not going to happen, right? Like, I think it'll just be Rohit, Rahul, Kohli, Surya, Hardik, and then after that, Pant and DK, they might shift out. Or obviously, one of them will play.
Yeah, I mean, when we discussed this last time, it's very tough for both of them to play.
It's very, very tough for both of them to play. And, oh, that's off the iPad.
Did they give that white?
No, I think he got away with it. Ashish Vaishnav going on to ask us. Thank you, Ashish. Do you think India will take Shubman Gill to the World Cup 2023 squad, considering the form he's in, despite the fact that we already have 3 openers in Rohit, KL and Dhawan? I think he spells backup opener. Because Rohit and Dhawan will play their potentially last World Cup together. They've been a fantastic ODI pair, so you're not dismantling that.
See, I think KL is now a middle order player in ODIs for sure. I mean, whenever he's made the captain, he wants to open.
At number 5. And he has good
but-
numbers there.
Yeah, but I think in the grander scheme of things, he's the number 5.
Yeah.
So I see Gill as a part of the squad, but his part in the 11 will depend on how Dhawan goes from here on till the 2023 World Cup.
See, Dhawan's preferred format is ODIs, right? Because
Yeah, but
No doubt it is.
But his strike rate this year is in the 70s, which is not acceptable in modern day ODIs.
Agreed.
Sure,
but
but I
again,
think over the last, say, 3 years or so, Dhawan has worked on improving his strike rate in T20 especially.
Yeah.
And it's not, I mean, to translate that to ODIs, I'm sure it's possible because he's really worked on that part of his game.
Yeah, I mean, Dhawan's spot is secure for now. I'm saying, I mean, lead up to it. His form and all will be.
I think
And
even in ODIs at top 3 set, you can't disperse that.
And Dhawan is arguably one of our best ICC event players.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
if he's showing reasonable form, you have to pick the guy for.
So then it becomes interesting, right? Like in terms of, okay, those top 3 are set. But then 4, 5, 6, you have guys like Sky, Hardik, and KL. Who you're going to play there? Because DK and Pant miss out, I'm guessing. Or Pant is still there.
Pant is there in ODIs. Yeah. I mean,
But if you're playing KL at 5 and Sky at 4, and then Hardik at 6, Akshar is 7 in the bowlers. Or Jadeja at 7 in the bowlers.
Yep, so it'll come down to choosing one between Sky and Pant. If that's the case.
Oh, Sky, no, KL and Pant, you mean?
No, Sky and Pant. KL will play. Why would they drop KL? KL has been exceptional in ODIs. I mean, Sky.
But KL will play only
See,
on the fact that you're
see.
taking he's a keeper, right?
No, not really.
Oh,
Why?
You're just batting him as a number 5 batsman.
Because
See,
that is where
there's-
he's done well. I mean, I know. I mean, not having Sky sounds very weird.
Yeah,
But he's not played ODIs as of
much.
now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying he might as well
But
come and pick.
they can
Pant,
still pick
but-
him on merit, right? Anil
Yeah.
Kasagod saying if Dhawan is in the squad, he's for sure the opener, which means Rahul bat at 4 and Gill will be the backup 3rd opener. Yeah, I agree. Rahul will bat at 5, right? With Surya probably batting at 4.
Yeah.
No,
Surya
Pant,
/ Pant.
Or Pant.
Yeah, Pant I think is better. I mean, Pant has shown in ODIs that he can play. So.
It's become
And plus,
difficult
look-
for us to think of ODIs.
No, but
How do you
Dhawan,
bat in
but
ODIs?
Dhawan, like, doesn't he always get the whole ICC bias going towards him? The fact that he has remarkable numbers in those tournaments.
Yeah.
And it's in India, so he's a home track bully. So it
Wow.
makes no sense to leave him out right now.
Dhawan is not a home track.
Yeah.
bully.
He's played
In
well in,
ODIs,
He
he's
pretty
played
much-
everywhere. England,
everywhere, but
Australia,
more so at home.
he
South Africa, everywhere.
basically earned his place playing well in Champions Trophy in
Yeah.
England.
Yeah.
And then he had a very good 2015 World Cup in Australia as well.
See, when they sent him to become the captain for that Sri Lankan tour, and then of course West Indies, and then Zimbabwe, and now South Africa. There's a clear plan that already in his contract you're playing the 2023 World Cup no matter what, unless it's a fucking crazy injury that you get. So Rohit and Dhawan settle in, and then Rahul just gets removed to 4 or 5. But yeah, good shout out there, Ashish. I know it's a long-term view. Let's tackle the first World Cup before the ODI World Cup. But yeah, it's riveting times. Actually, I was thinking about it. It's 18, 19 days away for India, Pakistan.
Yeah.
The first watch along. So get involved, get interactive, and of course subscribe and hit the bell icon. Pratik Kandari going on to say, what should teams look for in a series before the World Cup? Should they look for
Oh, that's a
momentum by
clean
winning the
connection.
series? Hold on, Pratik. Oh, that's a huge one. But the Holkar generally is a very small stadium, so expect to see so many more sixes.
that's
But that is
Sixing, yeah,
like
that was
80,
huge.
82
That
meters,
is
I
true.
think. Yeah.
And Riley is so missed out the last time because he went fishing in Kerala, if you know, you know. But he's now on fire. 8 for 15. Pratik Kandari going on to say, what should team look before the World Cup? Should they look at momentum by winning the series, or should they keep trying experiments?
See, I think you have to have done the experiments in the year and a half before.
Yeah.
Leading into the tournament, the 2 or 3, 4 games before the World Cup, I think you need to play your best 11, make sure that they're bedded in, they work with each other.
But
You
even
can't be
before the last
experimenting at
World
that
Cup,
point.
we were just winning bilaterals for fun. And then while the big tournament was on, we literally capitulated.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's an example to go by. Sure, there will be instances where that happens as well, but you have to play the percentages, right? What's likely to work for you? It can't be that you practiced well once and you failed, so don't practice.
No,
You
but
know, that
but sometimes momentum, at least, okay, in the IPL, I understand because games are thick and fast. But right now, even if we win the South Africa series 3-0, we still have those 2 warm-up games and all that. Those 2 warm-up games become critical in terms of building momentum. Not now, because
But unfortunately, warm-up games are not played in the same
In
fully
the same, yeah.
competitive.
I don't think India will feel the best in the warm-up game.
Yeah.
They'll just
and they play 14, 15
Yeah.
blokes across.
No, that's where it
play
gets
15 balls and retire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's where it gets tricky, right? Till how long you experiment.
Yeah.
Or like say if India figured out their 11 pretty much early in the this thing in the year, do they then stick with their 11 through, because then that take like say what happened to Bumrah.
Yeah.
There could be other cases also, say like Hardik, somebody who can get injured. So
Right.
that's the tricky combination that they have to deal with, because they
Yeah.
can't play the full strength team every time.
Yeah.
So experiments are going to be part and parcel of this format, especially in like
But I think-
with how it
Yeah,
comes.
just to answer his question, I think India, by now they pretty much know their 11 and everyone knows their 11.
Yeah.
Now the thing is,
But is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Do they? I don't know if we know the bowling. For
I
sure.
think
After
we know the
Bumrah
batting.
being ruled out,
I think we do. I'll just give my explanation on it.
Hmm.
Just to answer his question, the very fact that Rohit opted to bowl
Short.
tells me that they want to win the series
Okay.
and carry the momentum, because because clearly India would want to bat first as much as possible before the big event.
But they did bat like in the last game, no? So they
Again, I mean, because that's the only spot India are not that great defending totals.
we think that's the chink in the armor.
Yeah, and that's not only true for India. It's true
Yeah, I
for
was
everyone.
going to say it's
Yeah.
not really a chink because anybody would
Yeah.
want to chase in these conditions.
Okay, like you're
And yeah, my point is,
bowling.
like for example, even if if Bumrah is injured,
Hmm.
they have 3 pacers in the squad.
Yeah.
They have Bhuvi, Arshdeep, and Harshal. Now, and I feel that they will start with them.
Hmm.
The other option, like for example, there was Deepak Chahar. Now, if Deepak Chahar was part of the first 11, he was not. He would not have been in this ODI series.
Yeah.
Same goes with Mohammad Siraj. Mohammad Siraj is also in the ODI series,
Mm.
and Umesh Yadav is not. Neither he's played enough nor he looked good enough to
Threatening
be to
enough,
just walk
yeah.
into that 11. So I feel they finalized that at least in that India-Pakistan game they're going to start with Bhuvi, Harshal, and Arshdeep, subject to everyone being fit.
My feeling is 2 out of those 3 will play, and one of them is going to be a quick bowler because you need to have one bowler who's quick
And who's that
to be
quick bowler?
bowling.
Shami or Siraj?
I'm picking Shami, but it could be Siraj, but it's basically a template, and I don't think you can have 3 medium pacers bowling on flat Australian track.
And you never know, actually, Shami, by the way, sorry, the tweet attack has got us right now. Pankaj Tripathi doing Pankaj Tripathi things. Me seeing Siraj conceding boundary in the second ball. Yeah,
RCB
RCB fans would know. Thanks, Parag, for refreshing our memory.
Interesting fact is that last IPL he considered 31 sixes. That's the most in a single season of IPL.
Really?
And this is the guy we are going to take. I mean, no offense, but like this is the one who might go to the World Cup. So
The thing with Siraj is, like, he might bowl 3 dot balls in an over, but those 3 other balls will end up going for 6 or 4s. So
yeah,
he still goes for 14 or 16 regardless. So That's where really like, I mean, at least in RCB that was a trend.
But I think he's improved a lot in that. I used to
Yes.
find Siraj earlier consistently bowling length balls like it's a test match and a
Yeah.
T20 game as well. He doesn't do that anymore. He does change it up a bit. He does bowl the Yorkers, the bouncers. He has the slow ball as well. So
Yeah.
I think got him here.
Could be gone here.
No, just I went around the.
Yeah.
No, but because he collected it there.
Yeah.
So this would have been.
Yeah, tricky one that.
Sneaking his way through.
But yeah, I mean, like even if we're talking about Siraj, right? Even if he
Yeah.
makes it, he'll I think make it to the reserves and not.
Yeah, that's
Not
probably
into- yeah.
true. That's probably,
So I think like right now Shami will be the happiest person because
Yeah, but
There's,
it just seems
happiest
weird.
one.
Shami's not played even a single T20 for India in the last World Cup, and he's been, down with COVID all along. So
Yeah.
no match fitness and nothing, and just walking into the 11 in a World Cup and that too not a game against against Pakistan. So I found it very baffling.
Hmm.
But let's see.
it's for guys like him that the warm-up games will really matter.
shot.
Oh, played.
Wow. Again, another slower bouncer.
By the way, when you keep speaking about
Oh.
Pakistan, it makes me think about MCG as a venue. Who's it going to suit more, India or
Haris
Pakistan?
Rauf made a comment the other day saying it's his home turf.
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
Melbourne
he's
Stars.
confident of.
Yeah,
taking
but
them apart.
home turf matter. If it was been test match, then home turf. 4 over ही डालने हैं भाई. कितने
No,
डालेगा?
bigger boundaries. You think it's India?
No, even Pakistan. No, their playing style is more suited to running the.
Who starts favorites in that game?
India for sure.
No, I think Pakistan. Why is because the bowling attack is better.
But I
in those
think
conditions.
And it's in the batting
see
levels out.
Pakistan's
Batting
middle order was
way
already.
better.
Everyone was
Way
questioning Pakistan's middle order, and last game they really hurt them at a very wrong time.
No, that's I'm true that their middle order is like currently not in a very good state. But I'm saying like, say if Babar and Rizwan find their A game, right? Then it comes to the bowling attacks, and
Yeah.
Pakistan's bowling attack, as you said, right? That's probably the best, one of the best at least. I mean, if not the best, probably one of the best. So that's where MCG might be, because MCG is like a graveyard for bowlers. It doesn't have anything for the bowlers. So if you don't pick wickets in the power play, then you're as good as dead. So, and Shaheen can do that. So that's where India
Harshal
might,
coming into the attack slightly earlier in terms of Harshal, because normally he came in the 10th and the 12th over previously. Oh, run a chance nearly again.
I mean, have you guys noticed this thing that right now it's the 8th over, and we've pretty much seen like at least an over and half of slower deliveries.
Yeah.
So they're already gone defensive. They know that there's nothing on this track that can help them. Just bowl your death
Yeah,
plans and
not
then
just the track though. In Indore, it's the ground size as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
multiple factors with that, and then so they're just trying to bowl the way like they're essentially taking it as like a stretched death over
Mm.
and just going for the. See, even the first ball he bowled was a slower. I think he might go for a Yorker or something like that. Wow. Way off the radar from.
Wild ball. Surely.
But South Africa have a decent batting lineup. They can just go all in.
Definitely.
I think
And today
most
they have
teams these
strength
days
in that.
play like that.
Yeah.
Most teams play, except Pakistan. I think every other team really attacks all through.
Yep.
I mean, we keep talking about India, Rohit strategy, but everyone's doing it. It's not special to India at all.
India were actually late to that.
Exactly.
Yeah, true.
India, like until 2019, 2020, was still struggling to find that.
Oh, mid off.
It's cleared it. See, again, a slow delivery. I mean, we know that Sarshil, but
Yeah.
it's kind of what they're bowling at.
I really want to see Tristan Stops come out of bat, man.
Even if it's like 8 deliveries, just come
Yeah,
out and
yeah,
score a
because he's
25, 30.
him and Brevis are going to light up South Africa's world in the next 10 years. It's ridiculous. Bish, do you want some food? Because I'm planning to order from California burrito.
Sure, I don't mind.
Wow.
I can have some.
Interesting plug-in.
You want a burrito?
California burrito, guys, please sponsor us.
Otherwise, just suggest Mexican places. More than
Oh,
happy.
wow. Oh, you're not talking to California burrito, right? It'll be like that meme where you call Domino's and say, I need Pizza Hut's number.
There's something called a snachos. Snachos.
A snack. The snatches.
For a second, I was thinking I was reading Sancho's, but that's the United in me.
Let's not get there.
Let's not get there.
Let's not trigger.
If you guys are joining us in this wonderful Tuesday evening, 67 for 1 South Africa, the CDC Watchalong. We've been doing this for a while right now. And Rohit Sharma has, of course, won the toss and decided to field this evening, which is going to be good to see India chase something down to end the series in a high 3-0. And then, of course, like these boys were saying, They're playing a stupid ODI series, which matters more, by the way, for South Africa. If you know, you know. Let us know in the comments below how much you think South Africa would get tonight, knowing how Indore is smallish. It's a belter. What are your predictions? Because last time all your predictions were blown out of the water by Surya Kumar Yadav. Obviously, you won there.
Yeah.
How much you think this is going to be for South Africa? Keeping in mind there is, of course, Miller and Stubbs in the hut.
I think 194,
Oh.
around 193, 194.
I like
That's a
it.
very
I like
specific
the
prediction.
specific nature of that prediction. Now 194. Somesh, higher, lower?
Higher. I mean, I would want them to reach maybe 210.
210. That's optimistic.
That's
Bish?
the number I was going for as well. I was going to say 210 as well.
This thing-
Right, so everyone basically wants a good game here. Likewise, I think it'll be probably 202. So basically in between 194 and 210 to just
Yeah.
put the predictions
And
a
this
little
time
bit more
Avneesh gets only one
spots on.
pick.
I get only one pick. Last time I went for 250 because Sky and Kohli were honestly on fire. They had a partnership of 100 of 7 overs. You can't blame me. By the way, we've been throwing out some fascinating stats like confetti in the ticker below. Quinton de Kock and his little claim to fame right now because he became the second South African batter after David Miller,
2,000
remember?
runs.
Yeah, in the previous match, who scored 2K. So,
So
good
Quinton
up.
de Kock and Miller are doing their Rohit and Kohli.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
chase each
Yeah,
other
yeah.
down at one point of time.
How many IPL teams has Quinton de Kock played for? RCB, Mumbai, Delhi,
Delhi.
Now
LSG,
LSG.
now.
That's it.
Yeah, that's
SRH,
Quick quiz. Who's played for the
SRH,
most
yes.
IPL teams?
Oh, I don't even
SRH.
remember. We call playing.
Adam
like,
Finch,
Aaron
Partha
Finch,
Patel.
Partha Patel. Yeah,
6, 7?
Partha Patel. I think more than that.
Even DK?
Robin
DK is
Uthappa,
also-
No.
Robin Uthappa might be less than.
Mumbai, RCB,
Mumbai,
Chennai,
RCB, Pune Warriors,
RR, KKR,
RR, KKR, Pune Warriors. He played for Pune Warriors.
Yeah.
So Bhanu Pratap asking, what about Umran Malik as a surprise package? We're not having quick fast balls. I agree, Bhanu, but I think it's too late for Umran now. I mean, he should have been playing this series if at all he
Yeah.
was in contention to play that World Cup.
He was in action against, of course, in the Irani Trophy.
Saurashtra, yeah.
And
very
Unadkat were
Saurashtra.
taking him to the cleaners. But Umran Malik on Australia pitches, is that a match made in heaven, Bish, when you just think about the two entities separately?
Australia pitches are not what they were. I think I said this the other day. I think the Australian pitches are the best place to bat in the world today.
Misfield.
And will it be more so because it's an ICC event and they have a say in pitches?
Yeah, but the pitches have anyway been flat in Australia. Whether even test matches, they're the only country in the world now where batting is easy in test matches. It's very tough in India. It's very tough in South
True,
Africa.
but chasing
England,
is not
wherever.
always the norm in T20s there. I mean, BBL
Yeah.
suggests otherwise, right? So
Yeah.
I don't think, I mean, will pitches be roads like we've been seeing in India and Pakistan of late?
No, I don't think it'll be as road as India or Pakistan.
We just saw a glitch there. Was that a Gurkirat ghost moment?
No,
Maybe,
he's
maybe
he's
not.
on. He's on. The guys are
GG.
trying to add him.
Yeah, but Banu, I mean, good question. Lots of Umran Malik videos about our experts saying terrific things about the lad. He's eventually going to be an all-format bowler, dare I say, for
Eventually.
India,
I'm not sure.
or
I
no?
think
Right
it's too
now,
early
I'm
to
not
say
sure,
that. Yeah.
It's too early
Maybe
to say
I
that?
think the next person who will be an all-format bowler is Prasidh Krishna. That's
Oh, true. And
Ah.
here we go. We have the man, the myth, the legend. The man,
And the cliche. And
The-
the cliche
the-
from Avnish.
the cliche as well from me.
So while he's on, maybe
I'll take a break.
You go and order food.
Yes.
Yes.
And
yes.
also upload the Den Western episode for everyone.
Oh, shit. That is a crucial thing.
And please increase the
We need
volume
to
on that
do
so that we can
We need
increase the volume on that so we can
Oh,
hear.
that's a reverse sweep
Gurkirat's-
6, boys.
Wait, switch.
Wait, I'll adjust the volume.
1 second, Gurkirat, we're still like figuring out technology. I know it's 2022, but we're still bad at it.
Say something. We want to hear you.
Can you hear us, Gurkirat?
Yeah, he can hear us.
But we
Yeah.
can't hear him.
We are trying to lip read what Gurkirat is saying. Let's try doing that for some time now. So, what do you think of India's start? I mean, or South Africa's
We're really
start?
trying this.
Yeah, let's do that. No, we
He's
still
decided
can't.
to ignore you now.
No, he's. I think he's also now figuring out technology. All right, till we get Gurpreet on and his audio on.
Yeah, can you
So
hear me now?
this is where we stand at in this game.
Can you hear me now?
Quinton de Kock has really taken off. He's just smashing sixes for fun. Is it because of smaller ground, or do you think just him picking form?
Yeah, we've just
No,
got.
Hang on a second. So Rage going on to say 200 is
Oh!
And we
That's
also
missed
wants to
opportunity.
put one question to both you chaps. Why can't India produce good fast bowlers?
I think
We don't need beef.
no. I
Can
think
you
it
hear
has
me
to
now?
do with the history and everything, right? In Pakistan, they grow up idolizing all these like quick pacers and all of Wasim Akram, Waqar Yunus. So it makes it easier for them to become pacers. India have not had any until like long time. They've not had any. I mean, Kapil Dev was one example, but they've not had any pacer that they can look up to.
Fair, but I don't think this question is fair today. Like it was only like 2 years back that we were touting the Indian pace attack as the world's best pace attack.
Exactly.
When there was Shami, Bumrah, Umesh, and Siraj bowling
in tandem.
Yeah, 4 fast bowlers, and we were like, these are guys, all 4 of them bowling 140 plus. Is this the world's best pace attack?
Exactly.
I mean, from there, how did we come today to saying why does India produce fast bowlers?
I still think that this question is limited to T20s or maybe like a white ball. This thing, white ball, maybe India have not yet like clicked in that terms. But in red ball, I think they still have the best.
And I think even in white ball, we are picking guys, pacers, who have specialization in say bowling in the death, bowling up top. You know, guys like Harshal are specialized, Arshdeep are specialized bowlers. So while they may not be bowling 140 plus, we are picking pacers who have the skills to bowl. I mean, guys like when Arshdeep and Harshal play, guys like Umesh and Umran are sitting out who are bowling 140, 150 plus.
Exactly.
So I think we have all kinds of bowlers. We are choosing to play bowlers who we think will succeed based on their variations or specialized
based
skills.
on different conditions. But again, Pakistan's, I think, what do you call it? Like mode of operation is that
modus
I mean, in simple.
By the lawyers in the house.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that has been on like heavy reliance on high pace. So they don't care about like who's going to bowl accurate and all of that, because Iris Roth is just pure pace, and that can rattle batters. So I think that's their mode of operation. In India are more like we're just going to pick clever bowlers who can do the job. Oh, that's another good pickup. Is it? Yes, that's Peacock's 50 there.
I have a feeling if India.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, finally.
Yes, sir, finally.
We can hear you now because you started speaking now. We could always hear you. We were just on the phone.
So गुरगेज पाजी एक बात बताओ, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अगर इंडिया को पहले से भनक होती कि बुमराह नहीं खेलने वाला है वर्ल्ड कप फॉर व्हाटएवर रीजन, they would have actually persisted with Umran Malik from the get-go. What do you think?
No, I think they would have probably persisted with someone like Siraj. I won't actually judge any bowler on today's game. I mean, this ground is a graveyard. Even if you say come off with figures of 42 runs in 4 overs, I'd say you have bowled well. I mean, these are no boundaries. I think.
ऐसी सब बातें मत करो यार.
No, but
this is like a New Zealand kind venue in India.
Yeah, this is probably India's Eden Park. You could say that.
Yeah. So I think with that regard, South Africa right now 20 runs short. Then the ball should have been.
Yeah. So I after Bavuma got out, I said that if Bavuma has to play in this South African 11, he has to play like a collapse arrester. He has no business opening the batting because
so basically like a Steve Smith.
Yeah.
उसको पता है क्या करना चाहिए, पहली बॉल देखनी चाहिए, बॉल मूव कर रही है तो मेरा रोल है, पिच एकदम फ्लैट है तो स्टंप आउट होके आ जाओ सेकंड बॉल पे, कि आज मेरा काम ही नहीं है.
But it doesn't work. I think
no, either way he'll get out. No, if the ball swings, he'll get out in second ball.
But at least he shouldn't get out duck of 7 balls. No.
Or maybe
This reminded me of the batsman retiring concept, which we saw in the last IPL. It hasn't really picked up. I thought it would really pick up once you see a couple of teams doing it.
It won't pick up because there's a lot of stigma attached to it.
Yeah.
Because
but that's a matter of getting over it, no?
Ashwin getting over the stigma doesn't count as, cricketers in
Yeah,
general
exactly.
getting over a stigma.
Yeah.
Ashwin is
no.
far ahead in that regard.
What has more stigma? Run out at the non-striker and backing up, or retiring out?
I think
Retiring out for sure.
Yeah, because batters,
sure.
I think, still have their, I don't know, I can't call it ego, but something like, how can you do that to me, sort of thing that still goes on.
Yeah.
We can take a few comments. I see a few comments around the fielding bit.
Lots of comments. I don't know where to start. We'll start with Fayaz.
Fayaz
Yes.
says, why the hell is our fielding so freaking garbage? The aspect will let India down, if not others.
This aspect.
I mean, Fayaz, we put out a graphic where India's catch efficiency in the past few years is worst only next to Bangladesh. And fielding has been difficult. I think Rohit did something suggesting that floodlights is creating an issue, so maybe that's that what hurt Siraj there. But I mean, fielding has to lift up. I mean, we've already lost pacers, and if now we start catching like Pakistan, then
we might as well play like Pakistan, unpredictable cricket.
And we'll have to be mercurial to win the World Cup.
So do you think India can win this World Cup?
Yeah, any team can win except I think maybe Bangladesh.
Except
would you say India in the top three?
I think I'll count West Indies out as well. The decision that they're making.
And
they replace him with Shamar Brooks.
Yeah.
I mean, Brooks is in good form. I mean, that's a separate thing, but he's not a finisher, definitely. Yeah. No. Sorry, Gurpreet is about.
Is India in the top three for you, Gurpreet?
It's difficult, but there's one thing that I keep saying to people when they ask me about India's chances. I tell them that India more or less have the same chance of winning the World T20 this year as much as they had in 2007 or 2009 or 2010 or 12 or 14 or 16 or 21. The reason why I say that is because this format is an extremely fickle one, and because the duration of the game is so short, that once you are behind in the game, or if you have that little slice of luck, then it's very difficult to make a comeback. I mean, if you just look at how the battle between QDK and Ashwin has played out today, Ashwin could have very well had QDK in his first over when he got beat him for flight, and he edged it for a 4. And then from there on, QDK has just opened his arms and got to a 50 with, and while surviving another dismissal. So this is that kind of a format. If India have some amount of luck, I'd say if they have some luck with the toss and they get to bat second at most venues, I'll still say that India can go the distance. At the end of the day.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
I'm just saying a t-shirt बनवा लो पाजी, आप जिस पर लिखा हो T20 is a fickle format. बार-बार बोलना नहीं पड़ेगा सबको.
नहीं वो बोलना पड़ता है ना, because so now someone was saying that it looks like it looks like that Rahul and Rohit don't have a plan B. Now I'm like, how do you have a plan B when the players that you back, they don't perform, and 2 of your most important players get injured, right? Bumrah and Jadeja have been ruled out, and it's not like that they got ruled out 3 or 4 months before. They've been ruled out quite close to the tournament. They chose to back Pant. Now you can't criticize them for backing Pant. You can't criticize them for backing Avesh Khan. Now these 2 players haven't done well. Then they chose to back Chahal post the IPL. Now again, to say that they shouldn't have backed Chahal after the IPL that he had, where he had the purple cap, is unfair. Again, Bhuvi has started to lose form. So I'd also say that both Rahul Dravid and Rohit Sharma to some extent been unlucky as well. Not that they haven't made mistakes, like how Sumesh said, that why they opened with Pant in only those 2 games in England and not continued that experiment in West Indies when they didn't have Rahul as well as Kohli is something that I don't have an answer for yet. I just think that they should have continued with that. So they have made their mistakes, but at the same time, a lot of things that they have tried, which have merit on paper, they haven't actualized on the field, because just the players that they've chosen to back haven't turned up, and I don't think any captain or coach in that regard can do much.
But
plan A और plan B तो दोनों ही बुमराह थे. Plan C आवेश खान था, तो A B C तो यही चले गए.
No, but like,
उसमें भी बीच में हर्षल को इंजरी हो गई.
So
So everything
A
has
minus भी खराब हो गया plan.
I have
Hudda's injured.
something to say on T20 being a fickle format. It's the reason why I didn't enjoy watching T20 before. But over the years,
मैं तो अभी भी नहीं करता, but ठीक है.
No, I say over
That
the
makes
last-
it interesting, I think.
no, see, it is no doubt a fickle format. But the point is, over the years, it has become less and less fickle. More and more has come down to performance and tactics.
Mm.
And toss.
And toss.
So much is making it very difficult to say. But fact is now, I would say that 2007 India team that won the World Cup, then that won't happen again.
Yeah.
Right? That won't happen again because
No, that
there
did
was
happen. Australia also, I don't think they are favorites. They're not
they
even
were
like.
not favorites, but
They
they're
had
not like
lost
India
five.
who made a joke of that tournament by dropping everybody and playing some bunch of youngsters.
Yeah, that is true.
So
That is true.
So Australia got very lucky with tosses given the condition. And I mean, both semis and finals, they won the
And-
toss. I think they won the toss against England as well, if I'm not wrong.
No, the only
So
game that they
the
lost
toss.
was the
Yeah,
toss.
that's the only
Yeah,
toss they lost in
yes.
that tournament. Yeah. Yeah, Gurkha, you were saying something.
Yeah, I was just saying they had a lot of luck with the toss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
तो इसलिए तो बोल रहा हूँ ना कि टॉस खेलो और घर जाओ, मैच खेलो ही मत.
Now Sufyan is giving an interesting comment. They should not have played Bhuvi and Harshal at all, considering they are very average bowlers and Australian conditions does not suit them at all. There is some merit to this, but again, it's not easy dropping someone like Bhuvi or Harshal after the performances that they were giving, right?
Yeah.
Bhuvi was very good at the death in this IPL. Harshal once again took a lot of wickets, and both of them were a part of the Indian team even before the IPL. Bhuvi still has the most wickets in the power play in this year in T20 internationals. So dropping such players out of nowhere doesn't make it easy. And then if you drop Bhuvi, you didn't even have a ready replacement in terms of Deepak Chahar,
Chahar was not-
who also was
yeah.
injured for a long time, and Harshal himself was injured. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of injuries also haven't helped Rohit or Rahul a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just add something to it. I mean, I don't really agree with anyone saying that Australian condition will not suit Harshal Patel, because one of the bowlers that has done well in Australia is Nathan Ellis, and essentially because he has so many variations, that's the reason why he's done well. And same applies to Harshal.
No, but I think Ellis is a very
Daniel
different
Sam-
example.
Yeah,
Why?
I mean,
No.
because he has
No,
his
why I
stop
would
ball
say
has
is-
more pace.
No,
Maybe
yeah,
that's why.
yeah, because he has that ability to hit 150s or like both
but
those
the
Yorkers.
second reason is given the boundaries in Australia are going to be longer.
Yeah. No, that's
beating
why
Harshal-
that's why Daniel Sam makes a better
Yeah,
case
maybe.
because
Maybe.
But
So-
again, one thing, like one interesting like fact that we're like looking at all of this, right? Should India, like we see all these teams, I mean, like what West Indies are playing against Australia, and then there is England also, I think, playing Australia before the
Yeah, England are playing, West Indies are playing.
against Australia.
in
Yeah.
Australia.
So would it have been wise for India to play a match in Australia? At least
that
a
is
series.
that is what given the cloud that
Could they have done like a 4-team tournament
the-
sort of thing?
the amount of planning that they do, it is just baffling that India have not played a T20 in Australia since the last World Cup.
Yeah,
They've kept on playing bilaterals at home.
What is the point of it?
Yeah, one of these series could have very well been Australia.
And Australia would have happily like
Yeah, why not? I mean, for
accepted
them,
to
it's-
host.
I mean, revenue wise, I mean,
Everything makes sense.
Everything makes sense. So
Yeah,
that's one.
that
And-
is there.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll just come back to the last point about Harshal. I mean, we keep on forgetting that Harshal is a capable batter as well. I mean, think of a scenario. Even if Harshal has given like 52 runs in his 4 overs, hypothetically in the first innings, India chasing their 7 down, they have Harshal in the middle with 13 needed of the last over. I mean, Harshal Patel can actually go on to score those runs, which might not be true with someone like a Shami, Siraj, Umesh Yadav, and Prasidh Krishna and
Yeah.
other bowlers that we keep talking about.
We saw that with Pat Cummins for KKR, right?
Yeah.
Even though he was conceding a lot of runs, they still backed him because he could bat and could get those runs. So that's something that I think India are also backing.
I personally feel that Pat Cummins and Shardul Thakur should actually try and become batting all-rounders in T20. I don't think both of them can sustain as bowling all-rounders, because if you are slated to come in at bat at number 8, you should be a 4 overs lock, and both of them struggle to be a 4 overs lock in T20. So they should actually try and improve on their batting and become number 7s rather than be number 8s, because at number 8 it's really difficult for teams to get that balance with both of them struggling to bowl their quota of overs.
I think that's where Australia are blessed with people like Maxwell, right? Who can just bowl 4 overs and give away like 13 or 20 runs and get away with it. And they can play that matchup card as well because they have a leg spinner, they have an off spinner, and they'll have some medium overs from like medium pace overs from Marcus Joiners, Mitchell Marsh, whoever can bowl. They have like at least 6-7 people who can roll their arms. So that's interesting with Australia. India don't have that, obviously.
I feel this shot is going to be close.
Yeah, I
It
thought
looked
it was out
close,
when I
yeah.
saw it, honestly.
I think it might be sliding down.
No, I think it might come out to be umpire's call on height.
Okay, if a wicket falls now, should this? I mean, I think they should promote either Miller or Stubbs.
Or Pretorius.
I mean, anyone with Markram maybe because
Anyone can come. I think all three of them can. But ideally, if I was in the South African camp, I'd send someone like Stubbs to get some batting time.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, no, like it's the same case with Dinesh Karthik. Would at this point India send Dinesh Karthik even though his role is like primarily a finisher,
But
right?
is it the same thing? Dinesh Karthik, I mean, because India have other options and Stubbs has not been really tried by South Africa. No, the situation is very different. By now, India have a clear idea what DK can do.
Yeah, that's missing.
Missing
Okay.
altogether.
Yeah, that's true. But again, like if you look at it, right, Markram is just playing a series after some time, like because last time he didn't play against India, he's out with
He looked
COVID.
pretty
I
good,
think.
Nick, in the last game though.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So giving the middle order, say Miller, Markram, a stretch of this thing might be because a player like Stubbs can just come in and smack. That's how his game is. It doesn't matter who the opponents are. So maybe that could be the.
Let's just take this question by Sufyan.
Yeah, sure. So the question says, should Bauma give up captaincy or at least drop himself?
So Sufyan, I mean, before we answer this question, I'll just encourage everyone to just watch the 4th episode of Wrong Ones with Western, which will be uploaded in the next 5 minutes. We have actually gone on length at discussing captains or liabilities and other such conversations with him. So I mean, you'll get an elaborate answer there. But for now, Gurkirat, I mean, chip in.
See, if he drops himself, then it's not that Hendrik Klaasen can come in. Riza Hendricks will only come in. And at this point, I don't think that Riza Hendricks will do poorly, right? I think he might even he'll only do it better. And the only thing is that I don't think that there's probably Keshav Maharaj can lead, but one thing that people forget is that after what happened in the last World T20, wherein that whole controversy took place of Quinton de Kock choosing not to take the knee, and then everything that happened, I thought that Bavuma led the team quite well, not just in terms of the optics, but also tactically. I thought he was very good as a captain against that game versus Australia in Abu Dhabi, where they had to defend a very low total of 118, and his bowling changes were a part of the reason why the game was stretched till the end. So Bavuma is a good captain, but he's not adding any value with the bat, and I don't think that him as a captain alone can play in this format. So like I said, if he has to play, then he has to play at a position where he's only coming into bat to arrest a collapse. Maybe he comes into bat at number 7, because him batting at the top is not working out. He's averaging 24 in T20 internationals, and his strike rate is 116, 117. So even if he bats long,
No, one is that, and talking about captains, right? I mean, not to spoil this. Gone. That's gone. Talking about captains, David Miller has done really well for Barbados Royals. So he is a very good option. He is also tactically very nuanced. He knows the game very well. He's well experienced. He's been playing this format since ages. So maybe they could still go with Miller as a captain because he's done well otherwise as well in franchise cricket.
Yeah,
I think there was a period when there was Miller's commitment to internationals wasn't 100%. You don't know if he was always going to be in the squad. But now over the last year or so, I think things have changed a bit. And Miller is a sure shot name on that team list. So, like you're saying, it does make him an option. But I don't think it was the case till fairly recently.
Yeah. I mean, after IPL.
Maybe Bavuma can just sit out and captain like how England team does, no?
Give that placards
4D,
2E, 4D, 36C,
like the random bus numbers in Bangalore.
But I think Gurkirat's point that Bavuma's been a statesman for them as well.
Yeah.
And there is value in having that kind of person to keep the team together. A team like South Africa that tends to fall apart at the smallest opportunity of players to play in England or play in franchise teams across the world. So South Africa can't think of it as a captain for the T20 World Cup. South Africa has to think of it as a captain to keep cricket in our country in one piece. So while we can analyze this from a cricketing perspective, the answer is not a cricketing answer for them, unfortunately.
That's what I was heading to, because is it a case of something beyond cricket as well? Because if they drop Bowma, they don't field as many. I don't know if it's still applicable in this format.
If Bowma is dropped, then they can only bring in someone like Reza Hendricks into the 11.
Exactly. They'll have to do it that way.
Henrik Klassing coming in doesn't solve the problem because of that quota that they have.
Exactly.
But here's the other thing.
And your wishes.
We're going to get more comments after that. I mean, it's a tough catch, to be fair, but
so the other thing that I like how Akash mentioned, there is a sort of parallel, if you will, but you have to see Bavuma like how Darren Sammy was for West Indies, right?
Yes.
Now Darren Sammy
not really a tough catch.
Akshar.
DK.
No,
DK.
that's Dinesh DK.
Yeah,
so in the 2016 T20 World Cup, Darren Sammy bowled only 1 over and he went for 10 runs, and I think he only scored 10 runs in the entire World Cup, right? But such was the situation and everything that if it had not been for Darren Sammy, then just keeping that team together wouldn't have been easy, because they had so much of fighting with the board and everything that was happening. Because I very clearly remember after West Indies had won that World T20 that Darren Sammy was very animated. He said that we didn't even have sponsors for our jerseys. We didn't know even if we are going to come to the World T20. Now, the situation with South Africa is not as bad, but a little while ago it was, getting quite out of hand with so many players choosing to take the Kolpak route. So yeah, it's a very tricky one. You could numerically and statistically, it's difficult to justify Bavuma being in the T20 squad, let alone being in the 11. But there are some qualitative things that you can't really explain with the help of numbers unless you are a part of that South African cricket ecosystem. It's very difficult to explain that and be able to give a very holistic viewpoint, I feel, on that issue.
But the big difference here is Sammy's presence was not hurting the team per se, because he was batting lower on the order and he was the 6th or 7th bowling option for them.
That's what I'm saying, which is what Bavuma probably needs to bat as a collapse arrestor. Say if three wickets are down in the power play, right, or 2 wickets are down in the power play, he just needs to be there for the 3 or 4 overs and then find a way to get out if he can. Or
either that or just start swinging from ball 1 and just take him as just play as a.
And I'm gonna come back in on that moment.
What is a cricketing version of
come back here? Sorry, lads, if you guys missed me, all the 27 people watching. Tristan Stubbs is in, so am I. I was just uploading the Dan Weston video, which is going to be a fantastic post-match view. I say post-match because it's a 1 hour. It's a tuck-in and watch what the guys had to say. Gurkirat, of course, features on it, and these guys have spoken about him. Spoken about Weston, about Australia, about captains and whatnot. This is why I wanted to see Tristan Stubbs come to the party, because he's been, honestly, one of the guys to watch. And like Introspect said, Stubbs in from South Africa's perspective. By the way, I've ordered some banging Mexican food. I've sent you just of a lowdown of what's to come.
Also, a note, guys. I think Avnish is just talking about Stubbs because he's playing with him on career mode.
Yes,
I don't think he has anything else with Stubbs. He doesn't care about Stubbs.
Fascinated by Stubbs. I don't know what bat manufacturer does he use. I don't he's think like a Nasi Van Dusen SS.
Throwing in all the plugs in.
Oh my God. Vipul Anand going on to say, according to many experts, replacement for Bumrah is Shami. Why hasn't the team included him in the series squad after even COVID negative now? Is that why they're looking at Siraj? It's just touch and go.
Can I just come in here?
Yeah,
sure.
With all due respect, I want to know from Vipul who are these experts who think that their Shami is a like-to-like replacement for Bumrah. I don't think there's any like-for-like replacement for Bumrah. in the Indian cricket ecosystem. I'm not even sure if there is one outside of
In
Indian
world
cricket
cricket as well.
ecosystem,
Yeah.
right? So whosoever thinks that Shami is a like-to-like replacement for Bumrah, whether that cricket expert is an ex-cricketer or a renowned journalist, I'd have to say
I
very
think Gurkeerat,
harshly and bluntly.
the point there is you can't replace Bumrah with Chahar, who's a swing bowler. The thought process only you replace Bumrah with a pacer, an out and out pacer, who can bowl reasonably quick. Because in
But
Australian cricket, I don't know if you want to have guys who are bowling slow balls and cutters and a team full of that. You probably want to have someone who can bowl reasonably quick, and therefore Shami, Siraj, etc. become options. I guess that's the thinking as opposed to
No,
yeah,
but
but
like maybe not exactly like for like, but
Rushing the batsman.
yeah.
no, but if you look at Sydney Sixers, right, they have won how many? What, 3 titles in the last 6 years or something?
Mm.
And their team, I don't think, except Sean Abbott, I don't think they have a out.
But that's
Out
also
and
about
out
Sydney
is-
as a surface. I think compared to the rest of the surfaces in Australia is kind of more slow and low. Or do you?
No, they have big crickets elsewhere as well. They played
Okay,
games elsewhere as well, right? So I think there they
Yeah,
perfectly
maybe.
have the. So it's not like you need. And also I mean, always in this discussion we are forgetting that Hardik Pandya is somebody who can
Yeah.
bowl at 150 or 145, high 145s. He can also bowl that hard length. We are forgetting that there is a bowler like him.
Correct.
So his importance is going to be more and more like pronounced in this World Cup. He has to bowl 4 overs basically.
Yeah.
And that's where we are like discounting that fact. We are just saying that okay, somebody can replace Bumrah, when ideally there is, I don't think there's one replacement for Bumrah. You have to replace him by like say stages of the innings. Like this stage 1 over you should get from somebody. This stage 2 overs you have to look at that way and not Bumrah as like just a bowler.
Oh, 100% agree. I mean, Gurkirat, like, I know there's no particular replacement for Bumrah, but right now the choices pick itself, right? Bhuvi, Arshdeep, and Harshal. Knowing how the Indian team management think, do you think they will pull out a rabbit out of the hat, so to speak?
my feeling, my gut feeling was that if Siraj has a good game today, then maybe he could be someone who replaces Bumrah in the squad for the World T20. I know he had a very bad IPL 2022, but in IPL 2021 and 2020 he was quite good. And this IPL 2022 was a very peculiar one for Siraj. He was hit for the most sixes, I think 31, 32 sixes, but at the same time he bowled 40% of his balls as dot balls. So he's somewhere
Exactly a point that I was making, because me as an RCB fan, just seeing it, even if he bowls good 3 dot balls, the next 3 balls are going for either 6-6-4 or 6-6-6 sometimes, or 4-4-6. So it's just
So-
still fucking up his figures.
and it's not that he can't bowl Yorkers. He was bowling some very good Yorkers. It was just that he was losing his way somewhere in between. And that can happen to anyone in T20 format, because sometimes your good balls, like if you've bowled a wide Yorker, a batter can edge it and it can go to a boundary, or sometimes he could take a wild swing and it can go to the fine leg for 4. And a lot of that also happened with Siraj, which actually spoiled his figures. I'm not saying that he was bowling very well. He obviously had a few horror games where he just was bowling all over the place, when Livingston actually hit him for quite a few runs in Brabon in one of the later games in the league. But he's not as bad as those numbers in IPL 2022 suggest. And I personally feel that he can be a better T20 bowler than Mohammad Shami, because he can bowl those Yorkers. And one other thing, I don't know how many people have noticed, Shami rarely bowls the bouncer in T20s, while Siraj does. So my personal feeling is that yes, Siraj could be a better replacement, because he can bowl both both at the top and at the end. But with Shami, what you will get is only overs in the power play. And I'm not even saying wickets in the power play, because we've had this conversation before where I said that his strike rate in this IPL in the power play was 21.3, and the maximum number of balls anyone can bowl in the power play is 18. So that is where that is what I think.
Yeah, I mean, good question by Vipul there. Sorry.
No, to make the point, I said this earlier, but I think Gurkeerat and you weren't on. Out of that, those 3 people you said, Harshal, Bhuvi, and Arshdeep, I think 2 out of 3 will play, and I think also only 2 out of 3 should play, and the third person there should be a Siraj or a Shami or whoever it is, because otherwise the sameness in the attack is just too much, and the pace is just very similar throughout. And unless you get the early wickets, the sameness in the attack is going to cost us. So I really think only 2 out of those 3 should play.
That is true. By the way, as we speak, sorry, just to cut you off there, lots of fireworks going on in Indore in terms of 6 hitting. So focus on that, and obviously here as well. Pratik Kandari going on to say, guys, can you give us Aksa stats against left-hand batsmen? I'll tell you what, just watch cricket.com decoded episode 50. We've compared Akshar and Jadeja in terms of how they bowled left-hand batsmen and right-hand batsmen. But if you really want that, you can either check out cricket.com, or we will ask, as we speak, I think the guys have put it out.
This series.
This
If
is
you
just
want,
the
you
series.
want, you can even tag Anirudh Kasargod on Twitter and us
ask
and
him.
ask the question, and he'll also be answering your question during whenever he comes on and be part of this show. Right? He will note all these questions down, and then he'll give you all the numbers. I mean, coming back,
Yeah.
just a short thing. Like coming back to the Siraj point, my only concern with Siraj is that he's a very confidence kind of player, like Pant, right?
Yeah.
If he's low on confidence, or say he has a bad first over, I don't know if he can recover from that. He's never shown that in at least white ball formats that he can recover from something like that. See, even the IPL, once he started conceding those sixes, he's like, I don't know how I can recover.
Yeah.
He just went for 4-6, 4-6.
How's that gone for 6? Speaking of sixes, and Vipul Anand has replied to Gurkira, by the way. In my question, experts were Sanjay Banga, Gautam Gambhir, and Sunil Gavaskar in an interview.
That says it all. So I don't think we'll have to take
I
that.
mean, look, Gautam Gambhir has been a friend of the channel, so good on you, Gigi. We really like you. Sanjay Banga, no offense because you've been part of the RCB. And Sunny G, just respect you because you're a vet. But look, I'm being really diplomatic right now, but you know my thoughts.
So I am surprised that Sanjay Bangar said that, because Sanjay Bangar was with the Indian team in the last World T20, and Mohammad Shami played all 5 games and he had 4 bad games. Even against, I think it was Namibia, he went for 39 runs where India only conceded around 132 runs. Against Afghanistan, when India actually wanted a big win and they wanted a disciplined bowling effort, Shami went for 32. Against Pakistan, he went for 43. Against New Zealand, in 1 over only, he had given some 13-14 runs and didn't get the ball. He only had one good game, which I think was against Scotland, where I think he took 3.
Going down. Yeah,
where I think he only conceded 12 runs. And like I keep saying, you need to look at Mohammad Shami's. There's a reason why Mohammad Shami hasn't played enough of T20I cricket for India. And the reason is that his IPL numbers also haven't been that impressive for the Indian team to select him. It's another thing that he's played 2 T20 World Cups without even playing a T20I game in the lead up. But Mohammad Shami
and it may happen again.
Yeah, I mean, he's an IPL winner. Maybe the victim because it's just the fact that he's won.
Yeah, it could happen again. And as far as Sunil Gavaskar is concerned, I just want to say he gave KL Rahul the man of the match in the last game, when it could have either been Surya Kumar Yadav or David Miller. So
it's not even could have been. It should have definitely been.
Should have.
Yeah, it's not good anymore, I think.
Yeah, I was leaving something for you to come in and say.
Did you guys, Sunil Gavaskar the other day, get upset about the fielder at third man throwing the ball at the stumps? It's one of his pet peeves, and he goes at players for it. But in that instance, the batsman was actually out of his crease, but he never makes any.
He nearly Mankad's him.
That's very good.
Ravi Ashwin's watching as well. He's on the same field.
Look at Rohit. Rohit is like, अब तो press conference पे answer देना ही पड़ेगा. अब तो कोई तो पूछेगा इसके बारे में.
We have to have a chat about this, guys.
For sure. We have to. It really beckons a chat. But by the way, just sorry, Gurkira, do you need to go somewhere? Because I think the producers in my ear are telling me that you need to go.
And he's answered with the 6.
Unfortunately, Gurkira needs to go. But we'll see you soon, Gurkira. Thank you so much for joining us in the CDC Watch Along and answering all the fans' questions. Lots of them yours. So really appreciate it.
And we'll see you soon.
Right, so 1 second, a couple of things has just happened. Deepak Chair honestly taking the piss maybe, but literally marketing and he spilled his coffee as well.
Yet again.
Ashwin ko captain kisne banaya?
And by the way, South Africa 160 for 2, 15.1 overs. They might really rate India's score the other night. And Deepak Chair is bowling in the death. He bowled 1 over the last time around. He's conceded 8. hopefully it really does do some magic of the death. But that conversation about Mankading Bish,
Yeah.
talk to me. Yes, no, for it, spirit of the game. Yes, 100% no.
I am for the rule, okay, but we must remember what the intent of the rule is. The intent of the rule is that the non-striker doesn't get an unfair advantage.
Agreed.
Okay, and there's no question, right here. If he's getting an unfair advantage, he deserves to be out.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, but the question is, the non-striker is of course waiting for the bowler to bowl at his regular pace, regular action. Now, with this being legalized, right? I mean, it was always legalized. Now being given legitimacy, let's say, right? Now, bowlers will be incentivized to modify their actions slightly.
Yeah.
Make the action slightly slower.
Yeah.
Right? Jump a little bit higher, whatever it is. Now, you cannot expect the batsman to predict that.
Correct.
The Deepti Sharma example the other day, I really thought she came in and her bowling stride was slower than her normal pace. Right, but the batsman.
But she's generally also that kind of very slow.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that it's
he's
slower
saying
than her regular.
Correct.
I'm
yeah.
saying it's slower
Oh,
than
it's
her
a no
regular.
ball.
He's not talking about the delivery. He's talking
See,
about
actually,
like a stride,
I'll be honest,
bowling stride.
I somehow agree with you that at some point of time when this becomes a norm, there will come a time when a few bowlers will actually run in with an incentive not to bowl, just to run the non-striker out at that particular ball.
And we've seen it in under 19 World Cups.
Yeah.
Alzari Joseph.
Yeah.
Like
And we've seen it
Come on.
everywhere.
Which is actually not wrong. We are not saying it's wrong. I mean, it's
No,
in the
so-
rule, played by the rule.
So just to finish it, I think the point is when a run out is made in that manner, the third umpire needs to take a call on whether the bowler was bowling his or her regular action.
Which is a very tricky, like
Right?
it's a
It's
very
a subjective
gray area.
call,
Yeah.
but so many things in cricket are subjective,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So you need to take the call on was it a regular action?
But I think the
Like in this instance, obviously Deepak Chair is already kind of telling himself when he's running up the ball, he's not even delivered the ball.
Yeah.
Right? But how often do you see a bowler like how England were defending it is the fact that they didn't warn her, but then India said we warned her 72 times. I don't know if that's I think you should just warn the non-striker, or some people might even say don't warn them and they should know the rules, right?
Yeah, you don't need to warn anybody. You don't need to warn the person as long as that person was taking unfair advantage.
Yeah.
Right? But you can only determine that if the bowler was in fake bowling. Fake fielding is an offense, right?
Yeah.
So fake bowling shouldn't be permitted.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be able to come and do some weird stuff with your hand, an extra rotation while the batsman thinks it's going to come out, but you've done an extra rotation here. But you can't do that.
I think the only solution to this is, non-strikers everywhere will just have to learn how to just keep watching the bowler and watch the ball when it releases. That's the only way, no matter than what.
But that's not a fair ask on the non-striker to focus on what the bowler is doing. And if you look at the rule actually takes it into account even today, where it's only where the non-striker, the bowler's normal release point, the natural release point is what is relevant. I mean, maybe Anirudh, you can give us the exact wording, but I think it's the natural release point or something like that, which implies that the bowler shouldn't be able to mess with the batsman. As long as it's reached the natural release point.
Yeah.
I think in cases that we've seen, which has been well documented over the years, I think it was just the heat of the moment, like Ashwin Butler for sure. I think even many would say the Deepti Sharma thing, because the game was on the line, they're just like, we're doing anything to win. And sometimes it's not the worst thing in the world, but sometimes people will be obviously mentioning that S word with spirit.
No, but again, why? That's
spirit.
Yeah, I mean,
what's in that cup, so?
How is
he's very spirited.
Spirit of the game when batsman is trying to steal the run? Like
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's
exactly. And I mean, see, if that's the case,
steal.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the case, you should allow the bowlers also one for the over where they can overstep and bowl. I mean, that should be the case.
Batters should not steal runs when they convert to 2 into 3s.
Because runouts are what? It's like by an inch or two, right? That's all it takes.
Or they should not score on free hits. They should leave the free hits. Will a batter do that? No. Then why should a bowler just sacrifice?
1 second, I'm just going to check out the cricket.com app, which you guys should download.
Well done, the plugs.
In terms of the bowlers who have overs left, right? 2 from Siraj, and then there's Umesh who has 1.
Oh, wow. That's going to be rough.
Yeah, it's going to be
2 of Siraj and 1 of Umesh is
and
already rough.
One Harshal.
That's...
Was
it a wide?
Four overs. They actually could breach
2 overs from Siraj, 1 from Umesh, RCB's finest, and 1 over from Harshal. Full RCB death over bowling attack.
And we know RCB's Jator royalty, which is
This is sad. Honestly, I'm trying.
Guys, our 210 looks like it's going to get surpassed.
Hmm.
The highest of our.
So Deepak Chahar has 1 over. Mohammad Siraj has 10
2
balls.
overs.
I mean, after this. A good ball there.
That's
Not
a wide.
No. Look where he's standing. Yeah, it's a dot ball.
2 dots. Siraj 2 dots.
Ravi Ash bowled out, none for 35. So in the series, none
very
for
good.
71, off for 12. I mean, that's under 6 again. Well done. Umesh has 1 left, actually, 1 for 34. Harshal has 1 left, none for 34. And Akshar has just bowled the 1 over today because we have 6 bowlers.
Akshar is not bowling anymore because
No.
Rosso is playing and then Miller is.
Yeah, he's not
follow.
bowling anymore.
Avnish.
Pratik
Siraj's
Kandari.
bowled is 2 dots. What's going to happen now?
6.
Oh,
3.
No, but
Okay, 3 good
it'll
balls.
still be
3
it'll
good
be
balls.
South Africa's over on the high.
So that's why I mentioned. We've
Yeah,
said
so
a
it'll be
couple
a
of
4 for
times on
6,
the
yeah.
show now that when Siraj bowls 3
Three
good balls,
balls.
What's it?
we
Both
see.
of you guys have been to indoor. What's the size of the ground? Is it
tiny.
Chinnaswamy
32.
like?
It's I think it's smaller than Chinnaswamy. Actually, some boundaries are. No?
Sorry, what did you say?
Nothing.
Can the microphone pick that up?
The golden words cannot be repeated. Rewind it. That's the beauty of YouTube Live.
Chota hai,
Our producer have heard it, so they'll put that comment out.
They will. But thanks, Pratik Kandari. And any of y'all getting interactive tonight, please do, because we're having lots of random chats about cricket, best T20 strike rates to Mankading to South Africa's woes, lots
4
more.
good balls.
Oh,
Avnish.
and all
4 good balls.
All our predictions are really kind of not coming to the fore. Maybe can still come true. You never know.
And
I mean, we are actually going.
Yeah, Siraj is
No,
making it happen. Siraj
no,
is
but I
making it
just
happen
still
this
feel
over.
with Miller there, there's a short another 20 runs.
And rest assured,
Still
we don't need,
210 to
we don't need Weston to bust this myth, because it's not a myth now.
If you know, Mythbusters. By the way, Weston is out. I potentially need to check my laptop.
I mean, Weston's episode is out. Don't say
Yeah.
Weston is out.
Yeah. Weston, the wrong ones with Weston episode 4 is out. Like I said, post-match viewings on the cards tonight. Unless you guys are football fans in the Champions League as well.
No, it's either that or like a pre-tournament listen.
Yeah, that's
Pre-tournament.
Champions
Just line
League
it up.
Barca's playing tonight?
I think
Tomorrow
tomorrow.
night.
Yeah.
Was that a dot? Oh, wide.
He's listening to the Watchalong when he's in the Watchalong. Good on him. No, I think he's got away with another win.
No, they called it wide.
I don't think the episode is up yet.
Oh, it's not up. Then YouTube needs to be questioned. We'll be back, boys and girls.
I
See the
can't.
Shadil Thakur look like.
I can't wait for the last 2 balls to
I think
either
it's going to
say
be a
well
4
done
or
to-
6.
Oh my God!
That's a
gone.
It's a no
That's
ball.
a no ball.
It's a no
Definite
ball.
Even
Yeah.
Umesh knows it. It's like, what is the point of
Avnish,
catching this?
Avnish, it's happening. 2 runs
He's
of 4,
bowled a no
2
ball.
runs of 4
Yeah.
balls. 2 balls left. He's going to still go 14 runs in the over.
And this would have, I mean, slightly better contact, and this would have been a no ball 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good old days.
Or a bad fielder. If Siraj is there himself
3, 4,
fielding, it
5
would
or
have been a
4
6.
balls. 2 balls to
5
go.
or 4 balls. So far, so good. Can't complain about 5 or 4 balls.
Yeah, definitely not.
Last
But,
2 deliveries is the question.
I'm waiting for Avnish's prediction on this to come true.
225.
You get only 1 this time.
I mean, every time you should just get 1.
2 bites of the cherry.
What is this? I think most of like the. Oh, is it a hit? Oh, what?
The batsman stepped on the stumps.
Something very
I have
weird
not
happened.
seen that before.
Yeah.
I guess it just gets called a dead ball.
Something very
Should
weird
it?
has happened.
Yeah. But should it be called a dead ball?
Yeah,
But
because
the
it
ball
was a
is-
free hit. So he can't be out.
That would not have been out anyway. Because
It's not even
Okay.
stepped. It's like. Oh, just kick.
what was he doing?
Kick the.
I've never seen that before. It's incredible.
And Siraj is like, that was a wicket for me. Had it been any other delivery. So the free hit still.
Was that intentional?
No. Why would he do it?
Just to put Siraj off?
I mean, Siraj is anyway off.
It's freaking 69 meters. It's the longest. Do you think it's T20?
Yeah, 32C, 69s. It's all
But it's
happening
batsman. It's getting a
here.
bat. It's always been a batsman's game. It's getting even more as a batsman game. By the way, the Western episode is out now. It's on the app as well. So guys, go check it out.
And bold Siraj.
There's a 4. Oh,
Oh,
that's a very
great
good cricket.
save!
Dinesh Karthik,
Auxiliary sweeper.
another RCB represent. Oh my
1, 2,
God.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the overs so
They should have
far.
played Shabazz Ahmed as well, but no, there's no Virat.
No,
There's
then
no
they'll
king.
choke for sure.
The king isn't there.
Too
today.
many RCB represents. They'll choke.
Is Hardik play? Oh no, Hardik's not playing till the World Cup.
Surprising. There's only one CSK represent. Only one.
You know that question that came earlier on the show about who has a better strike rate? Who do you think could have a better strike rate than Surya? I think within a game, my pick is Hardik.
Within a game?
Yeah. Because, I mean,
I think
let's say if you have to pick 2 batsmen who you think could score at
Brilliant Yorker.
fantastic.
Potentially KL Rahul.
A world
No, no,
over
no.
or just India?
No, world over. And the world over, the 2 batsmen I'd pick actually are Surya and Hardik. Let's say you give them 20 balls, you want a 250 plus strike rate. Who are the 2 batsmen you'd pick?
I would say
top
Livingston Butler.
Yeah, top over.
over.
Avnish, I think you need to say sorry to Siraj right now.
Apologies, Siri.
See, I wouldn't pick Livingston because his there are weaknesses and bowlers know about it. If you keep wide to Livingston, he doesn't really have options. So maybe Butlers for sure.
One name we are omitting is Maxwell.
Butler and Salt.
Maxwell. 7
But
balls,
Salt
32.
is a very small sample size,
Yeah.
but sure.
Maxwell. 7
Maxwell,
balls.
Maxwell is an
he
option.
has the potential, just like
Yeah.
KL Rahul. I mean, KL Rahul has,
he's definitely
has the
better
potential.
than Rahul. It's not like it's hit his other leg.
Yeah,
and
but then whenever left arm
So do they-
spinners come,
So they consider the first
Yeah.
impact,
First
right?
impact,
So
yeah.
that's definitely way out.
way out.
Outside leg stump. Oh,
It's
they
like,
reviewed it.
Yeah. Rohit is like.
What about Tim
yeah.
David?
Tim David definitely, but again, not
Yeah,
in
Maxwell and David.
Maxwell
Andre
and David.
Russell?
But you want to
No,
give.
no,
I'm
amongst,
saying
like,
20 balls.
current
A
cricketers.
reasonable innings. I don't know if Tim David lasts 20 balls in most games.
But even if you say 8 balls, he's scoring a 30, 28. That's
No,
enough.
but I'm talking about a solid
Minimum
innings. I
solid
want
innings.
a
Okay.
solid innings from the batsman, not what DK does. I mean, DK could do the 20 ball knock as well.
Then I think Maxwell's definitely a pick.
Maxwell
The
is an option.
Western
Sure.
shows live.
See, if we only look into lengthier innings, then I'll pick KL Rahul, Butler as the 2 who might even outscore
There's
Sky.
one other surprise name, which is Moeen Ali. On his very
Yeah.
good day,
Mm.
he can strike at as we saw in the Rajasthan game, he can just go ballistic. But on his very good day, so take it as it is.
Okay, so Ravi Ashwin becomes the 3rd Indian bowler after Harbhajan Singh in ICC.
And Varun Chakravarti, who is
To be
now
wicketless after
forgotten.
bowling after
Wicketless after being 10 overs or more in a series. Okay.
Wow.
That's 7 balls without a boundary in a match that's
Riley
going at 10
Russell's
plus
just
an over.
quietly crept on to 80 of just 39 balls. A century
Yeah, quietly
beckons.
for us because we are watching on mute. but
Yeah.
It's not been that quiet.
No, this stat is interesting. Would you consider this series a failure for Ashwin, or
No.
would you consider it like he's been very good defensively? He's not considered runs because his role is again wicket taking role. Is not you should not view him as a defensive bowler because then you're saying
he was
Akshar
bowling
is,
to lefties as well. Yeah.
yeah. So
It's unfortunately played into his image of being a defensive bowler, which is not what you want from him. But I mean, he's done that job reasonably well. Sure, he went for a few in the last game. But when the asking rate was
That's
much
a good
more than
ball.
what he conceded, so I think he did a decent job in the last game as well.
Yeah. I think the way I see it is the 3 aspects to it. A bowler either has to be a wicket taker or not leak a lot of runs. The great ones are good at both. But if you have
Naren,
to,
Rashid,
if you have to pick between economy and taking
wickets.
wickets, then I would rather go for economy.
Yeah, I
because
mean, if you have to
no
pick,
point
yeah.
a
So like
spell of 50
Ashwin.
for 3 in 4 overs
No, but
Like
that-
an Ashwin.
No, but that makes sense if there is a wicket taking option in the team.
in the team.
If there is say a bunch of bowlers who are not capable wicket takers, then you can just play that guy out and then smack the others.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't.
But do you think India do not have wicket taking options right now?
I mean,
In this team, no.
Siraj is definitely not like a.
Siraj, Harshal, yeah, maybe. I mean,
Umesh
But to
is
be
also
fair,
not a
they
very
bowled
good-
actually really well in the last 10 balls.
It's 9 balls without a boundary at this stage.
Yeah.
Do you think Russo's feeling the 100?
feeling the 100. Oh, you're talking about 100, not the.
No.
Okay.
Century.
Century.
He did well in the 100, did he?
I don't
I
think
don't know. I
he
didn't
played.
really follow him.
This season. Last season he played.
Riley.
Last season he was the top scorer.
Yeah, T20
Lead-
Blast also.
leading run scorer.
T20
Did he
Blast
play
he
for
did well.
RCB?
Yeah, he did.
Riley Russo.
Yeah. That's the only reason you would remember him, I think.
Yes, there's another RCB represent tonight.
Can we end this
RCB
game?
to RCB.
Can we end this game already?
He got it 100 when De Villiers scored that, what, 150?
Oh, it's a shot.
That's a Kajaria 6. Is it?
That's basically out of the Sky manual.
It's not even a
Well
Sky.
done.
I don't think Sky even plays behind the.
No, he does.
No, he does.
No,
played-
not this straight.
Yeah, no, he
Yeah,
played
not
one
this
not
straight.
this
Right,
straight.
not this
in his
straight.
in his innings last time out. He played.
No,
exactly.
but
that was a
that is
miss hit.
fine leg. That is not as straight. This, see, look at this. It's hitting the side.
There was
screen.
one which went just bam. 90,
This is like proper
90
Dil scoop.
degrees.
This is
I'm
proper
sure he's played a
Dil
90-degree 6. Vipul Anand, thank you again for coming back to us saying, is there any difference in captaincy style under Virat and Rohit? We were winning series, but the issue was not performing in the bad match day. Do you feel taking away Virat
Shot
captaincy was
4.
justified now? Somesh has led India multiple times in multiple formats.
I don't really
From
get
the
question,
armchair.
actually.
No, the
The
question is, I
armchair
think,
critic.
in terms of difference in captaincy style, is it helping India? That's, I think, the takeaway of this question.
I think it. I mean, it's
To paraphrase that one more time,
Hmm.
will Rohit's captaincy improve India's big match play?
Yeah.
yeah
I mean, see, so far
stats.
the data doesn't suggest it because the only big match that India played were in the Asia Cups and we did not win it. So
Yeah.
I mean, so far it has not been good. But see, the thing here right now is, I mean, with this team, with Dravid, the coach, it's very difficult to actually identify is it Rohit's team or Dravid's team.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Dravid has a personality. He has an aura around him and a following. So I mean, what I feel is everything that has happened with this team is attributed more to Rahul Dravid than Rohit Sharma.
Yeah, but I
So
don't
it
think
is
there'll
very
be that much of a differences between the two.
In terms of Rohit
In terms
and
of philosophy, in terms of how they want to
No, I
differences
think there's
between
a
whom?
things.
Rohit and Dravid?
Rohit and Rahul. Dravid.
Yeah. I mean, obviously they are on the same page. That's
Yeah,
the
that's why
reason, yeah.
Yeah, but between Rohit and Virat, I think there is, like, if you look at Rohit, right? I mean, whatever you will say in terms of results and all of that, the team has sort of like backed certain players. Say like a Dinesh Karthik, they know that he's
Yeah.
a finisher. They don't care about the numbers. They don't care if he's scoring 200 runs, 300 runs. They just care about what his role is
Yeah.
and can he like pull it off.
But
That's
why are
pretty
we
much.
saying that the Kohli team did not back players? I think they did as well.
No, I
to
don't
be fair.
think. Okay, name one player that they backed to the tilt in terms of
Rishabh Pant.
in terms of a role. In terms of a
I
role.
mean
But
that
Pant
is
is
actually
similar
true.
role.
I mean,
No,
if you
in white ball.
look at the last World Cup, the spin option that we had that actually played
Akshay.
were Rahul Chahar and
Varun
Varun
Chakravarti.
Chakravarti. Now,
But they played him only in one game, then dropped him.
this is precisely the point that he's
Yeah.
making, right? I
Yeah.
mean, they were not played in the build up to the tournament.
And then
I-
they didn't
fair,
play once
fair.
they
And
played
once-
badly.
See, even
Yeah.
that 2019 fuck up with the number 4 and Raidu.
India are
and
1
all
over
of that.
behind, so
And right now, even Avesh Khan was given a decent run. Then
He
DK,
was.
yeah, DK has been given full flexibility. The only thing, I mean, Rohit has not been able to solve is the Pant mystery.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what to do with him?
That's
And that
partly Pant's fault. as
Yeah.
well.
exactly
Yeah.
that is more to do with other players. I mean, because everyone has performed.
And they have a certain role now, like very specific role
Yeah.
that they just have to go out and
Yeah,
execute.
there would have been a very big headache for them if, let's say, Virat had not got that 100 against Afghanistan, or would have failed in that game, and subsequently also he would have been slightly subpar. Then they would have had to make that tough call whether to pick him in the 11 or Pant. But thankfully, Virat is back to scoring runs again.
Yeah.
So even that headache is
Mhm.
resolved.
That is a huge headache because ultimately you want Virat, I mean, someone like of his pedigree and ilk to come good before the World Cup. So, thanks for that question, Vipul. Really good one. Ashish Vaishnav going on to say, do you think it's the ground or our bowling is again exposed? It's a combination of things, according to me. I don't know what the boys feel. I think it's the ground. I think the fact that South Africa did bat exceptionally well but didn't cross the line. They have something to prove in this one. And they know that they need 200 power. I don't know. These boys have watched games in indoor.
Yeah, but I mean, see, they bowled well. Last 3, this is the third over in the running, and there's not been a 6.
Yeah, it's 152 for 4 after 15. So technically, they have curtailed the runs compared to their normal death bowling.
I think
standards.
India's bowled well. They've not fielded well.
Oh,
that's
as
a
we
huge
say it, smoked for 6.
Four, I think, one bounce.
Because that Stubbs catch was, I mean, was an easy chance.
Yeah.
But do you think
But this
fielding
standard-
actually is something that India need to pay more attention to,
I mean,
especially in
they would-
Australia?
They have to.
They would already be. I
But
mean, it's
especially in Australia.
Yeah, in Australia it makes
How
for a
many,
better case.
like, think about our outfielders. They're not all lightning quick.
No, but I don't think outfield. I mean, like catching has been a problem. I don't think outfield
Yeah,
per se
yeah,
has been a
catching
problem.
has
The
been a
catching is a problem, but I'm saying in terms of athletic fielders, now that we don't have Jadeja, I can only think of Kohli and potentially
Suryakumar
Yadav,
Yadav,
Sky.
KL
Hardik
Rahul.
Pandya.
Rahul is also very good.
Hardik also is, I mean, tentative. Right?
Rahul is decent. I mean, Rahul is not
No,
very good. I
as
mean,
an outfield fielder, he's not. I mean, Surya is
I
also
don't
very
know.
good.
He doesn't strike as someone who's a very good fielder. He's a
Very-
good fielder. He's
yeah.
a safe fielder.
Yeah.
I don't think you need exceptional fielders. You
Yeah.
need
No, you need exceptional.
I
fielders,
think you
but
just
don't
need lots
a team
of
full of
runners and
exception-
lots of legs.
I think you need good catchers for
Yeah.
sure.
No, but
See,
like
when someone becomes a liability in the field, it becomes an issue. But our team is reasonably fit. Everyone is
Yeah.
fast. No one's
Bhuvi,
no one has
Arshdeep,
to be hidden.
no, that's what.
Bhuvi, Arshdeep,
No,
Ashwin.
the point is that you don't need 11 exceptional fielders. You need exceptional fielders. You need like one, say like a Jadeja or a Maxwell sort of that we have in Pandya. Pandya can hit the stumps from some 70 meters even.
Yeah.
So we do have fielders. We just pick them and then like field them in the right spot. I think India
Yeah.
will do well. I mean, catching is definitely a problem. That's
Because DK is going to be out.
See
in the
again,
field.
talking about good fielders, Iyer is a very good fielder.
But Iyer is not going to be in the 11. Hopefully, he won't be in the 11.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
And
yeah.
DK once he's in the 11 keeps.
Yeah.
So that's no problem because obviously Pant and DK might not play the Australia. I mean,
I
the
think
World
they
Cup together.
might.
They might.
They think they might.
It could be that door which is still slightly open.
You're seeing Pant and DK play in the 11?
Yeah.
We discussed this a few times, but how?
How? I mean,
How
yeah,
is-
that,
how
that
is-
was my
how is
question.
it?
How will
Question
they fit
is-
him?
I mean, like more. I think
Like
it's
today.
like no. I think like say a specific match, right? Like say Pakistan. I think Pant might be better suited given that there are.
Okay, but instead of whom?
That's the question they'll have to figure out.
I don't
No,
think
there
they
isn't-
will.
there
I
isn't-
don't
there
think they
isn't
will
a
go
spot.
down that path.
No,
Because
that's-
you just go through the order. You have
No, no.
KL, Rohit, Virat, Surya.
You'll have to
There's
play
no
with
moving
just
those.
then one spinner.
That will
and then-
actually be the difference in the captaincy
Oh.
style of Rohit and Kohli. That now
No, but Rohit is also a very data-driven captain, right? You've seen that even though like Chahar.
true, but I mean, just being a left-hander doesn't mean that
No, but
it
if
should
say
be slotted in, right?
that's true, but like just because a left-hander was there, Jayant Yadav was slotted in.
That is different.
That they dropped a
Bowling.
they
see,
dropped a wicket taker, but for a guy who can just bowl 2 overs just
see,
for the win.
I think bowling and batting are two very different things here. Bowling is like
That's-
they just swapped a spinner for a different spinner.
But again, that's just a role-specific spinner, right? He's just gonna bowl to the win. That was his role.
That is what I'm saying.
But Rahul Chahar is somebody who's
Dhawan and Pant, to be fair.
yeah, but they didn't bowl him a lot against Pant.
Pant.
They just used him against.
And that's
Dhawan.
100 for Riley Russo, just by the way.
48 balls.
It's taken a
48 ball,
Who'd have
100.
who'd have thought he would return
Ridiculous.
and then 96 and 100 now this year.
Man, South Africa, actually, think about it. They have some good players, but like they need to get some of them as well. Like
That
Bavuma
100
needs to go.
takes away Riza Hendrick's opportunity of getting into the 11.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that was his.
Riza Hendricks
No,
needs
Reza
to
Hendricks is
fighting
again
with Bavuma, but
an opener,
Bavuma's
right?
captain,
You
yeah.
don't slot
Can
him in the middle order.
3. Riley Rousseau's batting at 3 usually.
Yeah,
He'll
but
be in
he's
the
a
top three.
left-hander and
Yeah,
he can play
fair.
spin well. So that's
I
the
think they
case.
can open with Russo.
They can. That's a very good because he used to be an opener. So that's something they can do. But would they want to do it?
Yeah, that's the question. That is the
Because
question.
Quinton de Kock is already there. 2 left-handers, meaning Ashwin will open the bowling.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Deepak Chahar to bowl the final one, and that's out.
Imagine dropping this. It'll be. I mean,
Tristan
What?
Stubb has to
Talking
go,
about liabilities in the
and I
field.
think David Miller will come
so I
out
say he's not
and
on.
have 5
He is
balls.
definitely-
But he's picked
Four.
this.
like he's big
4
face,
balls,
but,
sorry.
Like
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
just
4
thinking
balls.
about it. Chahal, him,
And Killer Miller.
Arshdeep.
Okay.
Pandya.
I think
Pandya is a very good fielder. I mean, he's talking about
I
like.
think
Bowling option.
No, he's talking about Arshdeep.
India's
like,
first 11
fielders.
will have more liabilities in the field than live wires.
Yeah, for sure. That's the
You
point
think
I
so?
was trying to make. About, yeah.
Liabilities in the field. Who are our liabilities?
Who are, I mean, live
the
wires are
first
just
11
Virat.
Yeah, Virat and Hardik. That's it.
Yeah. But,
First
Har-
level.
but
Like
Hardik
Surya
also is
maybe.
not
He's a very good-
100%, like, especially when he's
No,
chasing
no.
a ball to a
That
boundary.
is different.
That
I mean,
is-
because
yeah.
he knows there's no point running behind it. It's
Yeah.
four.
But from like in the infield, like and then throwing those like direct.
I've never
hits.
really liked that idea of players just risking their shoulders in 6 months just to save 1 run.
in a bilateral.
Do you
Yeah.
think
No,
the
but in a
guys you're
World
calling
Cup,
liabilities
100%.
today would have been called liabilities in the field in 2015? Just
Yeah.
to
I mean, game has changed, but I mean,
Maybe, yeah, but-
who are you naming as like liabilities?
See, today, I mean,
Bhuvi.
I'm just thinking about the 11 that will play in the World
Bhuvi.
Cup.
Yeah, yeah.
Bhuvi,
Okay.
Arshdeep Chahal.
Bhuvi, Arshdeep Chahal.
I mean, Harshal Patel, I mean, I don't know how good a fielder he is. I mean, I'm not counting him as a liability.
Okay.
So 3
Akshar?
liabilities. Akshar is decent.
Not
Like
liability.
Rohit
not-
is a, that's why. I mean, so 3 liabilities, only 2 live wires.
So Rohit's not liability.
He's a decent catcher. So
Yeah.
at least he does something right.
And he never fields on the in the outfield.
And
so-
actually, DK is a liability keeper.
So
I mean,
KL
honestly.
No, DK, I think even as a fielder, he's
KL?
liability.
No,
He's a
he's
decent.
not a live wire.
Decent catcher.
I think he's like a 80 or 90 kind of a fielder.
Yeah. 8 sixes, 7 fours, rivalry, so 100. By the way, all of us have got our predictions wrong because South Africa are definitely going to go in excess of 210.
But it's pretty close to 210,
close,
I think.
It's close. Close,
unless-
but no cigar. I think a couple of people in the comments got it
Hey,
right.
Oh, no
come
ball.
Oh, it's a no ball, this.
Okay, it's not close to 210.
That's gone out.
Oh, that's out of the.
out of the.
Jesus.
Okay, guess how many? Like, I mean, we
Oh
know
my
it's a small
God.
ground, but how far do you think this 6 would have traveled?
95.
90.
Yeah,
And my
Gopal the
food
guy.
has come. Ab boss, kidhar ho aap?
Is this another tragedy?
Half. First floor.
Oh,
floor.
man.
aana hai.
I think this is 95.
So this is what they
90
want to
meters.
trust
Full
Chahar with the
brigade
depth.
center.
He did well in the last game.
Uska baaju
but-
wala building, glass
But again,
building.
even Dhoni doesn't like
Full
out of
brigade
all
center.
people. Even Dhoni doesn't
Because
trust
he
him.
has other options. That's the thing.
He's Bravo.
Okay, need to go get
No,
my
Bravo
food.
is-
91 meters.
Bravo is a very good death bowler.
Hello.
3 years ago or right now?
I mean, even last season he was very good. Just
And
this
he has
season,
yeah.
Jordan as well. Talking
that
about
was
death
just
bowlers.
that is just this season. Last season he had Hazelwood and Bravo. I mean,
Yeah, Hazelwood and Bravo. 214 already, and 3 more deliveries.
That was
So-
a no ball. Huh?
Is this Dew playing a factor, or is just
Even
batting?
last match, if you see, South Africa bowled a ton of no ball,
19
full
no balls.
tosses to us.
19
Yeah.
full tosses. Yeah.
Right, we have a
In-
question from Harshaib Singh. The question says, because India is playing so many matches, we are noticing that there are many drop catches. We have played 40 odd matches in the past year. The next is 28 by Ireland and 27
Okay,
by
I
West
mean
Indies.
to answer Harsaib. So Harsaib, we are talking
Oh,
about
there was another six.
6.
we are talking about percentages here and not actual drops. So even if India have played a lot of game and the percentage of drop is high, that is even more worrying.
Yeah.
So India's catch efficiency this year in T20Is has been 75.8%.
Which is, I think, dropped down further today after
Yeah.
2 drops.
So it's not just the absolute number of drops, it's the percentage drops as well, which is very high for India.
And percentage is often worrying because it's like a repeat in pattern.
Yep, and you can get all these stats on our Twitter page.
Please follow us there as well at We Are Cricket. As
2
we
balls
have it.
to go. So 210 is now made to 220.
That's
220.
6. Oh, that's a 6.
Come on.
Talking about drop.
Fourth
This
drop
is
of
another drop
nine.
catch. And
That's
Chahar
casual.
is,
That's very, very
Chahar
casual.
is showing him the eye.
I mean, here I would have been okay if he would have just stopped the 6.
yeah. Like swatted it. But this is like,
He
I mean-
thought he was well inside because he didn't need to swat it.
and that's what? But how would you not know? I mean,
Maybe India need R. Sridhar back, if not the entire coaching staff.
this is like, I mean, this is what we talk about fielding, right? Game awareness
Yeah.
and spatial awareness. This is, I mean, the worst example for. Okay.
Anybody wants to
Next-
guess what he
Yeah,
said
I know what he did.
Did he say Chawanprash?
there?
227 it is.
So 227 it is. India will
Are
need
we
228.
taking a break, lads?
I think we should.
Yeah, we should. And then get some food and as they come back when the first ball starts. Got the Mexican
23
cuisine.
of the last over.
Oh, wow. It's already done.
Yes. There's
Miller,
another
I
drop
told
catch.
you 20 runs minimum from Miller. He's a joke, honestly.
there's
Strike rate of
There's
400.
another drop catch from Siraj.
Again?
Yeah. I mean, this
Wow.
is
He
even.
caught it, but stepped on the line.
Most times conceding 40 plus runs in a calendar year in T20 internationals. Harshal Patel. He's had stinker after stinker,
So
honestly.
he's the next person to be trolled on Twitter.
Yeah,
I mean, I
potentially.
think it would have already, the procession would have already started. People saying that he's a worst bowler that India have ever seen in 28 years of whatever.
Yeah.
Random
Here,
stats.
I think I would like to look at percentages.
Yeah.
Games played versus.
but then also it will be. I mean, if you're considering like 7 out of 20, it's still a decent 1/4.
25%. I mean, but I am
Yeah,
pretty
it's-
sure
Yeah,
that
but
there'll be
point
other
is
bowlers.
maybe
Yeah.
Mankad did 6 out of 8
8
games.
games.
Yeah,
10
but he
games.
plays
Yeah.
in Ireland. The
That's
grounds are like 40 meters. 50
Right. So
meters.
are we taking a small little breather?
Yeah, let's take
Yeah.
a breather.
So let's
and-
take a small little breather. We're back in about 15 minutes. So join us in that time. Go get yourself something to eat or drink, or smoke. I don't know. It depends on what your vices are. And we'll catch you guys soon. So, of course, Shweta, Sean, needless for me to say what you guys have to do next.
BRB.
BRB.
Unmute.
Oh, what just happened there while we were out
Ah.
eating? Rohit played on.
Is out fishing.
He's out fishing. Oh.
Yeah, inside
I'm
edge.
actually very happy.
That
I
Rohit
want
is
to
out.
see the. No, I don't care about Rohit. I mean, I'm a Rohit fan and all that. But I really want to see the others score some runs, get time in the middle to bat.
एक ही निकलती है उसमें से.
Lucky
it.
draw.
No.
No, go for it, go for it.
No, but the dismissal is what was very worrying because he tried to like tentatively push and inside edge and then crashes some.
I can't. Early in the innings.
Yeah, I know, but like, I mean, that's what they say. No, if you're throwing the bat, throw the kitchen sink sort of thing, just go all out. But he just went like.
He threw the drawing room curtains.
Carefully.
Oh, Pant is opening. That's news.
No, that is not news. Who else will open?
It's Sky.
No.
Then why did he open in West Indies then?
That's yeah, let us try everybody. Iyer open, Pant open. They're like, okay, let's try everybody. So essentially,
short ball incoming.
Oh, that's two openers, Indian openers, future Indian openers, Iyer and Pant.
Delhi Capital.
This is the problem with having Iyer in the team. When he comes into bat now, you know that he's not going to go from ball one. You know you have to score 230 runs.
So he gets out. See, I won't say he's thrown it's like it's a very frustrating.
So Harsaib Singh asks, what is the purpose behind Pant opening today? We are trying to figure that out ourselves.
Just for more memes, I guess. More entertain. Pant be like entertainment. Let's see if he scores runs. That's pretty much what we all want from him right now.
But I think the idea is just to get him back into form, get him to score some runs.
That's the question.
A real option.
If he scores like a say 50-70 or something quick fire, does he still make it to the playing 11?
No, he doesn't, because that's not the role that he's going to have to play at the World Cup.
I know about a playing 11. I mean, it's just. I think this is now we are looking at post this World Cup scenario.
Even in this World Cup, you want someone who has confidence to bat. He may score 70 today. He'll be out of the team, but should someone get injured, at least you get a confident guy.
That's what the thing is, right? I mean, I agree with your point that it's not like, I mean, he's opening and all of that.
Yeah.
But Pant is a player who is based on like confidence, right? So if he gets going here, and he's like an X factor player, you would want to play him based on that confidence. You know that he'll take that risk and he'll try maybe scoring runs based on the confidence.
But you can't do it instead of DK, who has scored runs whenever you have asked runs of him.
That is where the issue is.
Yeah. I want to hear from you.
Yeah.
You're like pushing for Pant's inclusion, but where will you play him?
Yeah, that'll, I mean, weaken your bowling. See, where possibly can you play him?
See, I don't see in today's world you can play you can play with 5 bowlers. I think that's not an option. You have to have a 6th bowling option. There's no other way.
But who is your 6th bowling option?
Hardik.
Oh, whatever you see it as, either Hardik or Akshar.
Hardik is, I think, 4th bowling option.
So even Akshar. And who?
That's what I'm saying.
See,
if you're playing Akshar, you need a second spinner in Australia.
So you're saying just play 4 bowlers and 4 bowlers and 1 spinner.
1 spinner.
Your spinner is Akshar and your 5th bowler is no other 6th bowler. And then you're batting.
Yeah. Go just the batting route. I mean, you don't have enough bowling resources. See, you can field players for the sake of it. But if you don't have the bowling resources and don't back them, just go for the kill.
This might not be a bad option. Although it's very risky that if there is an injury, then there is absolutely no one. You'll have to go with Kohli then. But I will go with this approach only if and only if KL Rahul and Kohli can give this in return, that they'll change their approach to just be gung-ho from ball one.
Otherwise, the number 7 guy won't get batting.
Yeah.
And you've sacrificed a bowler for nothing then.
For nothing.
Or get back that Surya Kumar Yadav leg spin that he was practicing in Middle East and get him to bowl in Australia. I mean, again, like spinners like Surya Kumar Yadav can get away in Australia because of the larger boundaries. So maybe they can do something like that, but it's just not a wide.
We keep saying larger boundaries, but the sixes that are getting hit most of the time.
This is why people like us are called armchair critic. Yeah. I mean, all of a sudden, World Cup, we'll say Surya Kumar Yadav will bowl and longer boundary will work. I mean, this cricket doesn't work that way.
I know, but like last time, even in Dubai, he was practicing.
I mean, last World Cup, forget about it. I mean, let's move on from that. There is an 11 decided, and I think they should not just, whatever Pant does, even if he scores a 30 or 100 today, they should not force fit him.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. who is India's X Factor player?
No, but
Many. Sky. Hardik.
Sky is the
Yeah.
only one.
Yeah.
Hardik.
Or Hardik.
Hardik.
DK is an X Factor.
And really,
We did not have
KL
a-
also is when he gets
We
going.
did not have someone like a DK in the
Yeah.
last World Cup.
That's
was-
plenty.
yeah.
DK, Sky, Hardik, and if you want to call KL as well. When he gets
I
going.
mean, that's all. I mean, circumstantial, because even Kohli is that way.
Yeah.
He can. But this is what Pant's numbers. This is why he's dropped. That's the right term, I guess. He's
Yeah.
been dropped.
Yeah, he is dropped.
Yeah, so not a very good number thing. But again, like I saw this interesting stat while writing a piece on Pant. Since his IPL debut against the pace bowlers, his numbers at the death, his strike rate is 200.
Okay.
This is something that people like won't know a lot, but
then
he's very good against pace at the death. The question is, why have India not
But-
used him like that?
Yeah, but the point here is what we have to see is that the case when he's sent at the death or when he's already set? Like there are two types of players. Like one is
True.
Virat Kohli.
Mhm.
He's also exceptional at hitting pace at the
Yeah,
After
death
he's
true.
batted for 10 overs.
after he's batted for a while. And then
No,
there
true.
is someone like a DK who can actually spank pace from ball one.
So this comes from this comes from Pant's best season when he is smacking Bumrah, your Mitchell McLennan, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, and all of them at their peak, right? So I mean, must not like at his peak, but like so this comes in when he comes out to bat at 13th over or 14th over, and then he goes guns blazing at the death. Because his role has been now changed at the Delhi Capitals, he's in like top order batter now.
Yeah.
I think that might have been like this thing, but otherwise he has that potential to hit pace at the death.
So actually his role with Delhi Capitals and India are pretty different, right? I mean, Ponting wants him to bat slightly higher up in
That's
the order.
gone. That's gone.
Gone.
And Nair is
Iyer
done.
gone.
He's going for the review, I guess.
No, that's out. Just keep walking.
But he looks very like phased. He's like that's
Pant is saying sliding down. That was not sliding down.
okay. Interesting. They go upstairs.
Parnell was like convinced.
Parnell
Parnell was celebrating like
yeah.
it was bold.
I have not seen someone celebrate an LBW like that.
Oh, Broad?
Broad.
Broad, fair enough. Yeah,
It's a celeb appeal.
yeah.
Pitched in line. Okay, umpire's call, I think.
Umpire's
at
call,
max. Yeah.
Can be umpire's call on 2 points on pitching in line and clipping top, but it's definitely
Pitching
not going.
also, I think it's pretty much on. I don't know if has it like moved in, sort of.
A little bit.
It's pitching in line. It's
It
okay. That's plumb. That's middle stump
Okay.
and leg stump. That's gone. And another one bites the dust. Virendra Sharma. Very good decision from him. That's an Indian doing well.
4 for 2. So this reminds me of where South Africa were in the last game. No?
Last
Yeah.
They
game,
lost their
yes.
captain for a duck and then one more wicket after that.
And that's a celebration like he's won the World Cup. Are they
What was
sending
that?
off Iyer? Interesting. But I mean, like, not from the batting perspective, from the bowling perspective, imagine being Chahal. You're frozen out from the World Cup and then you performed really well. You're like, say, out of everybody is saying you're the number one spinner India has got, and come to the World Cup, you're once again warming the bench.
Basically, life coming full circle for Chahal from the last World Cup as well. I mean,
Yeah.
he just lost his spot very close to the World Cup.
And again,
It's happening
very,
now.
very close.
I mean,
And after
He may yet play.
yeah, he
may
might
play.
He might start against Pakistan
Yeah.
because they are sort of right-hander
heavy.
heavy.
But then again, do you think the management is like more into data? And I mean, as the game improved to that level, that now it's data
I think so.
dictating
I
stuff.
mean, it's clear, right? I mean, they've chosen to play with Ashwin in this
Yeah.
games against South Africa, who are left-handed heavy. There was no other reason.
And
Oh,
DK is
DK
being promoted.
Okay.
I think it's
DK and Pant, it's a face-off.
yeah.
Because I mean, it's a fair call because there's no spinner per se. There's just the Maharaj.
Maharaj,
Yeah, no leggy, no.
Markram.
Yeah, but off spins. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but it's very
Harsaib
interesting.
Singh asking, with all his batting troubles exposed worldwide, do you think there is a future for Iyer given he continues like this?
In India, maybe.
It's actually a good question, and I mean, even we were surprised that he's in the reserves and all, because I mean, Sanju Samson has done equally well, and the ceiling is higher for him than compared to Iyer. But I mean,
not only is the ceiling higher, he can bat everywhere.
Yeah.
Whereas Shreyas can only really replace someone like a Kohli.
Yeah,
he cannot replace, correct,
and play like Kohli. I mean, he can't play like a DK or a Sky.
Yeah.
Whereas Samson can actually play like multiple players.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
shocking
there are few questions, I mean, which are unanswered, like where is Prithvi Shaw, even in India's B team? So I mean,
that's where I think that
it's not like this management is getting everything right. I mean, it's far from it.
No, but that's where the interesting point is, why is there no transparency? Why is there no press conference?
But that is just how, I mean, it's just a reflective of how this country is run at the moment.
Yeah, that's why it's a terrible state, right? If you don't explain the reason behind, out of all countries, you have like I mean, Australia, you have Bailey coming out and saying we will have to pick Tim David because he's the X factor, and then you have India who don't give out even statements, nothing. But they would rather give out like these kind of cheeky remarks or cheeky inside information to some publications.
Who's basically the ones running it are actually banned from doing all of it.
Yeah, so why? You can just do it on your own. If you want to sell content on your own. Why do you want to sell it through platforms? Just come out and say this is why.
Just like how BCCI have TV rights, they should also take all the written content rights.
Exactly, like how Cricket Australia does it. Just do it on your own.
It's unbelievable the amount of
content
that BCCI can sell if they want to. In terms of past cricket, you can have so many wonderful documentaries that are made,
but they don't want to.
It just doesn't get out.
But I think recently they've done like fairly well, because they're now putting out clips on Twitter, which is
that's a start. I mean, we can't say
no. I'm saying like the fairly well as in like this is like a 50% jump in terms of improvement. Even though it's only one clip they put out, it's still that big a jump, because they have not done it for. I mean, they've never done it. Forget ages.
Just when I was about to say, are the slips very far behind?
It went even
it went even higher and beyond the person at third man.
And Bauma is quite thrilled by this bowling. I mean, he should.
Looks like a different pitch that they're bowling on now.
This actually feels like the 2019 World Cup semi-final. Dinesh Karthik walking at what? It is same. It is 3 wickets, right? 8 for 3 or 9 for 3. Yeah.
And then it became 10 for 4.
Oh wow. Yeah, but I think the only way for us to really manage to win this game is for Shreyas to have got out there.
Out there as in okay. Like
that's got
we needed him out.
Yeah, makes sense.
Can you please elevate yourself to the red chair, the red hot seat?
Red hot seat.
Next to Mr. Miyagi. I'm just returning from a burrito high. Burrito bowl, that is. Wow, what a meal that was. Did you guys enjoy the carnitas pork? The chicken quesadilla?
Thanks,
the spinach papu, which is not at all Mexican, but
not even.
By the way, Bishan, this inside office joke, we call him spinach papu, because one fine day it was an SRH CSK doubleheader. I think RCB playing RR in the night, and he's ordered spinach papu with paneer popcorn.
Well,
it's one
for home,
and for which I still. I have multiple names in the office, because then
this is the one that stuck though.
One second, Dinesh Karthik is out there batting.
Yes,
what about the whole 15 over rule?
And Pant open.
Oh, what a shot that is! That's prime Lara Evanston.
This is a throwback to 2019 World Cup when DK walked in similar situation.
Yeah, throwback. And then
Amish had to check twice to make sure it's not his burrito brain.
Yeah, burrito brain fade.
Burrito brain.
This like I mean,
but if India pull it off from here, guys.
Look at this. Woo! Me eating Watchalong versus.
Yeah.
Not actually. I mean, if you've seen the previous Watchalongs, we're all eating like monkeys on the Kerala banana chips went down swimmingly well with Som.
Where are they?
In the stomach. It had digested already. One of the sewages in Bangalore, to be fair. But 228, is it too steep? We're asking you that tonight.
Does this sort of exposes India's new ball bowlers today?
It does.
But would you say that? I think
But there's an element of luck as well.
the
to
first
be
2
fair.
wickets, I think, was fairly like straightforward.
Dinesh Karthik
Terrible
in
judgment from the
next mode
batters.
there.
Rohit again inside.
Rohit Sharma, after
Shreyas.
watching bowling of Watchalong, mentioned Siraj Deepak Chair.
Mat karo.
Bas karo, bhai.
You know, in fact, Akshar conceded on that episode of Breakfast of Champions, and he said that Rohit Sharma, like, you know, curses and swears a lot during the game. Like, you know, truth, yeah, man, truth, all of that.
Yeah, of course.
But
Evident, yeah.
after the game, he's just like, I'm sorry, guys, don't take it to heart. It's just
Yeah.
on the pitch.
Would you think that Kohli says the same
No.
after the
He's
game?
like, take it to heart. That's exactly
That's what I
meant.
want you to do.
For sure.
Or it hurt. No,
It
yeah,
hurt.
I meant
It
it.
does mean
Yeah.
Is that Dinesh Karthik's one hair popping out of the helmet, or
But imagine this, dude. Like, now both of them are like literally fighting to play for the
Yeah.
World Cup.
I
And
don't
now
think
this
there's
is
any
the-
fight.
I don't think
This
there
is
is
the
any
addition.
fight. Truth.
That
I know, but like, say Pant, if he really has to push his case,
look at
if
this?
he plays a blinder here, 95, 40 ball 95 or something, takes India closer,
Look at how he gets out.
then people can't drop him. I don't
yeah,
think
but we
people-
just discussed that. But that's
Yeah,
not going to
I
be
was
Pant's
hearing
role.
that, yeah.
That cannot be his role in the World Cup. So how can you get picked for something you're never going to do?
Yeah, but it's sad, man. I mean, even the fact that we don't have left-handers,
Short
I thought Pant
DK.
was always
But the
gonna be
issue
there.
is
Yeah.
Siraj's role is also not that. But you're going to ultimately pick him to replace Bumrah.
Hmm.
He's not a wicket taker. He's not like a X factor bowler. I
Yeah,
think
but that's
RCB
because there's nobody else who's better than him to play there.
Yeah.
Here we have DK who's better than Pant to play
that's there.
there.
But
Not,
again,
not
like,
better than Pant, but who's performed better than Pant.
yeah,
Who's-
in his role, he's
Yeah.
That's why I think it's something that like India couldn't find out the perfect role for Pant. That's extremely worrying because somebody like Pant is like
But do
as
you think-
Western
okay,
said,
fine.
right?
But that's natural, right? I mean, if you think outside Pant for a while, I mean, India have not even able to find a place for Samson in the squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, a guy who should be in the 11.
No, I'm saying like
is
cricket-
not even
No,
in
but then
the
it comes
squad.
down to exactly like you guys are chatting about role definition. RCB and Dinesh Karthik, when they signed him, that was the role, and then he's flourished in that role, and
Yeah.
India just like copy paste.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, see,
But
Australia,
with
and-
Samson,
and-
you can't.
He
and-
just wants someone to say, well done, RCB.
RCB.
Well
And
done,
they're
RCB.
not doing it.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, if you think about it, this is a role that India was missing right
Yeah.
now. Pant, basically, Pant doesn't solve anything.
no, that's what I'm.
Yeah.
That's an argument actually I had about Kohli.
I'll
Before
tell you
the
what.
Asia Cup,
Hmm.
I was of the opinion that Kohli doesn't bring something on the table
Which is an X factor,
which
like,
is
differentiates him.
different than
Yeah.
what the others bring in.
I would
But,
agree
What do you
with
mean?
you
You
then.
just said it
But
a
then-
while
yeah.
ago. He's a live wire.
but then, yeah, I mean, see, obviously, if you look at his whole career, I'm not able talking about tests and ODIs. I'm just talking about this T20I team
Hmm.
and his T20I
Yeah.
manner of batting right now. But then he defied his definitely me and he remodeled his approach in the Asia Cup, where he
Was
sort of
aggressive.
was aggressive against spin. He was using
Yeah.
his feet and all that, which he didn't do in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So that is where he redefined himself, and now he's a lock-in.
No,
Where
that-
I
Whereas-
wanted, instead of Kohli and KL, just like you, I wanted Sanju and Ishan Kishan to play.
Wait, one minute
Maybe
before
not
we
Ishan
get
Kishan.
that.
I would still
Did
say
you see the
someone else.
visuals? Harshal
Yeah.
Patel was padded.
Yeah.
Harshal Patel. So I think I don't know what they're trying to do. Maybe like a pinch hitter sort of role.
Yeah.
Another thing is with Australia, we've seen right. Like they wanted to fit in Mitchell Marsh.
Yeah.
For the longest time, they couldn't find a role for him because he's not a finisher. They couldn't find a role for him.
But Cameron Green is a Mitchell Marsh in disguise.
No, but at least they've found a role for him.
Yeah.
That is open and just go.
Go.
But they didn't have something for Mitchell Marsh until the last year, where they fielded him at number 3, and the
Correct.
results are like this.
Yeah.
So maybe could India do something on those lines
And that
to
too
punt?
was just like 2 series before the World Cup, right?
Yeah,
They played the
West Indies
series.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And he had a worldie of a series.
I'm getting at is, can India figure out a role for punt where you just say that this is what we want you to do. We don't want you to score a 70. We just want you to score against a
No,
certain
but even if they
bowler.
figure out a role for him, then
Who
The-
goes?
No,
yeah, the trade-off
after-
is
ultimately
ultimately
comes
After the World Cup, I
After
think,
the
I
World
think
Cup-
if India really want to have him in the, if India want to plan
a future with him.
a future with him, I think the best position for him is number 3,
Number 3, okay.
basically
and that is
taking
where he should
Kohli's
bat
spot.
for Delhi as well.
And I think that
they can
in
push
all
Marsh
likelihood,
to four.
that's what will happen, right? Once Kohli departs in the T20 scene, then Pant automatically is a replacement. You're getting a left-hander in the mix as well. Who knows? Like Ishan Kishan could be filling in for Rohit, because all these guys will there will be wholesale changes.
No, but
So
at
for
playing,
this World Cup as well, I think it's important that Pant scores runs because he
Yeah,
can
yeah, of
replace anyone from 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah,
If any of them are injured,
Yeah,
out of
sure,
form,
He's more flexible
Pant
than the rest.
fits
Yeah.
in all 4 spots.
yeah.
And you never know about an injury. I mean, if you talk about 2019 World Cup, Dhawan fractured his finger during a game.
Yeah.
Now, I mean,
It can
anything
happen
can
anytime.
happen.
Yeah. But again, like if you play Pant at number 3, does it then bring his Delhi DC form, the current form that he goes with, where he gets into this?
Because that's his
restrict-
ideal place, right? I
No,
mean,
but he gets into this restrictive where he doesn't score runs, and then
But
he gets
that's
in
an
an
knock-on
awkward
effect that
position.
Captaincy's had in
I
all
don't
of
think
them,
for
right?
Delhi this year he was restricting himself. He was actually
No,
over
but-
aggressive.
Yeah, he was over aggressive, but he didn't bat at number 3, right? He came in at number 4.
Four.
Yeah, Marsh was batting at number 3, so
Yeah.
at least that cushion was there. But if
Yeah.
you like hand him responsibility and say you're batting at number 3,
Shot.
Shot.
What a shot
yes,
that is.
that's a
He
very
held
By
good
the
the
way,
pose
guys,
also.
if you're watching us, subscribe and do spread the word. Like this video as much as possible as well.
And do ask us
Uh,
questions because that's what we love to do.
Yeah,
here.
we love your
Answer-
questions. I know it looks weird because these two seem like they're in, like, economy seated flight, like
Yeah,
these
yeah.
two. And then I'm sitting in first.
These
in
two business.
business. All these guys are on a bus journey somewhere. Like, look at how they're
हमको
sitting.
खिलाया भी मैदा का पराठा खुद खाया एकदम.
Tacos. But yeah, Pant's looking hot. Honestly,
Okay.
tweet us as well.
That's not what we would have expected you to say.
No, as in like, oh god, guys, shocking.
Third eye. That looks like an eye when they move the.
Yeah.
See, is
what
that
do you think
hair?
of? That is his hair. You're right.
Yeah, I
Right
thought there was a little
spot.
camera plugged in over there. Oh, hello. It's taking
ये
it
तो
right,
पक्का बॉल देखी नहीं उसने.
It's a
right
nutcracker.
in the stomach. Oh.
Nutcracker.
What do you think of our new kit, guys? Do you like it?
Too light for my liking.
It's like the India.
No,
blue kid
too
from
light. I'll tell
Challengers
you is
Trophy.
which one was the 2007 edition. Both the World Cup and
Yeah.
the T20. That was too light.
I actually
But that
like
is
the lighter
lucky.
kits. I
Yeah, yeah.
like the 7 kit quite a lot.
You didn't like the darker 2009 away to New Zealand kit.
It's not my favorite. Let's say that. I'd put the lighter kits above it, including the one I'm wearing right
I
now.
think the 2009 World Cup also they wore the dark kit, right?
But what happened to going back to
Even the
retro?
2009 Champions Trophy. they
Oh,
wore
that
the
was a
dark
good
kit.
kit.
And 2003.
No, that's a good
Slightly
kit.
darker than 2007.
Minus the big sponsor.
Oh,
Shot.
shot.
That's a
Overmidon
helicopter.
for 6.
The MPL sponsor, wasn't
Yeah,
it? The big
it was
MPL
this
sponsor.
big.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
without, not without that. Of course, they can't do without that. But
Which has been our best
having
sponsor over there, I think.
Sahara.
Yeah,
Sahara.
either it's good old Sahara or Four Wheels,
Four square, you mean?
Four Square.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Four square had a classy logo, so always looked nice.
see, he's pulled out a Dhoni,
We had
except
another
he's
one
not
as
finished
well.
off in style.
Star. He's wearing a star.
Star by Jules.
Oppo.
Oppo. Yeah.
Oppo. Yeah, Oppo
Oppo
also.
was there.
won. Yeah,
2019,
Baiju's replaced Oppo when they
Yeah.
pulled out after the
Yeah,
China
but in
issue,
terms of
right?
all-time
Not they pulled
jerseys,
out, they
nothing
were
can beat the
ejected.
Australia Travelex or the South Africa Castle Lager, the good old ones.
But the way they used
Sri
to,
Lanka's Dilma.
no, the way he used to
Dilma,
do those banters with this thing, right? Like when Gilchrist used to
Oh yeah.
utter these words and they had to mute this thing and then they could sledge the opponents.
Oh, my
and-
god.
One more.
And
Talk
our
about-
prediction is coming true.
Talk about playing in the Wii, guys. It's literally a joy to the eyes. This over has just been down the ground not once but thrice. 21 of 12. Is this the Rishabh Pant we all want to see?
Yes.
But again, he's
No.
flourishing in a position.
Not as
But,
much.
but he's flourishing in a position that we not normally want him to.
No, that's what we were saying like before you
The Adam
walked in, no?
Gilchrist watershed
No,
moment.
the thing is like Pant is a confidence player, so it
Yes.
doesn't matter where he plays as long as he gets his confidence back. You can still bat him at number 9 or open the innings, he'll still come and play with the same intent if his confidence is high.
I have a question. Name one player who's not a confident player.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, but no, I'm saying like see some players.
Scale down. I mean, no
Yeah.
matter how he's
No,
scoring,
no.
he's always underconfident.
Ah,
Oh, cut away for 6, is it?
Sick-
oh my God.
Good grief.
sick,
20 of 5.
somebody
That
like,
had back foot flair like Lara cutting.
Who plays
Brett Lee over
back- who
foot point,
plays
Trinidad
well?
2003, if you know.
Virendra Sehwag.
When okay, fair. I think
Sehwag.
that's a fair call.
Sehwag didn't have a very good technique also. I mean, just his like
Who had? Sorry.
no, he's asking who had a very good technique against these kind of shots.
No. I meant no. I thought Sehwag was the answer to who's not a confidence player.
Oh,
Oh,
Which
no confidence
Because he
no.
was always high on confidence.
What?
He,
Yeah.
Basically,
Which
Virendra
makes
Sehwag
sense,
is like
yeah.
opposite of KL Rahul.
I mean,
True.
Warner is in the same mold. I mean, you don't need Warner to
and
be confident
every
because he just
cycle of
keeps scoring.
Sehwag
No,
has
but
been high
you
confidence.
saw Warner when he was
Yeah,
not
I mean,
confident.
I don't
So
think
that
I
is
don't think there has
extra-
been
external
there has
issues.
been ever a batter like Virendra Sehwag.
Oh, is it gone? No, it
Oh, you
is.
jinxed him.
We've all put the mockers in Rishabh Pant, and it is my cricket 22 batting man. Tristan
It's a
stops
slower
catching
ball,
him.
and Nungi Engedi strikes.
And 45 for 3 India. Remember, they're batting light today, so they really are relying. Who's walking out of bat next?
Harshal Patel. Oh no. Or Akshar Patel or Harshal Patel.
Surya?
One of the Patels.
To quote Mirzapur,
Surya's not batted yet.
No.
To
He's
quote Mirzapur,
walked out.
He's
Surya's
walked out.
walked out.
Surya's walked out.
garam karke aise hi chhod diye.
Yeah. Yeah. If you know, you know. Pankaj and his wife, and
He is dismissed
This knock had so much potential.
Yeah. And he dismissed his Delhi captain.
But then the catching between the
captain.
two sides.
Your man, Avnish, Stubbs.
I thought you were going to say Dhoni.
And again, it's like these cheeky shots always get him in trouble. When
But
he's
it's a very good knock considering.
And it defines
What-
intent.
Yeah. I mean,
it's. I mean,
it's
I
a
think
decent knock.
Decent knock. It's not a very good knock because
No, but
two
some of those
down.
shots were like.
obviously
pretty
with Rishabh
amazing.
Pant, you're gonna get that.
No,
But in
not
terms of,
always.
if
You're
If
not
you had
got
to,
that.
if you had to make a statement today, you should have.
This
Serve
is
up at
his
least
chance.
20
This
more
was
balls.
his chance. It was set up
Okay,
for
it's
him,
my
honestly.
time to eat dinner, guys.
Oh,
Be right back.
Is it spinach, Papu?
No,
it is.
definitely not.
What have you ordered, son?
Hello.
He's not going to tell us. It
I'll-
is spinach,
I'll
Papu.
move to the slightly more comfortable seat in the economy class.
Premium economy.
Yeah.
Just put this away on the side. Get that out of the way. Just looks more like pleasing.
Sky.
Happy anniversary. You can see that. I don't think it's total waste playing Pant as an opener because he can be an opener backup and his confidence will improve.
Yeah.
But don't we have more candidates already in that mix?
I think,
Gaikwad, Kishan, Shaw.
I think if it comes down to during the World Cup, if at all India need a backup opener, I think they should just push Kohli to open and have Pant at 3.
He is the backup opener for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
This World Cup, Virat is
Yeah.
100%. And Suryakumar Yadav, Rohit said in the post-match presentation the last time around that they didn't want to play him at all till the 23rd because he's so.
And they shouldn't have. I mean,
Oh, is
that's
that gone?
gone.
Oh, it's a little
Inside
thin
edge.
edge. Wow.
yep.
Guys, that's just ridiculous. Now it is going to be either Miracle from Surya and Dinesh.
But they've got the
DK
run rate
Sky.
somewhat back on track. It's 9 and over.
Oh, yeah.
55 and the power play is not terrible. Sure, 3
No,
wickets
but it
down
was
is-
similar to what South Africa were doing in their chase, right? In the second T20. If you start slow, you always play catch-up cricket. And we don't have a David Miller on the back
This
end.
is the last recognized pair, guys.
Oh, short.
After that, we are into Akshar Patel,
Short.
Deepak Chahar, Harshal Patel.
Bro,
And
Who's
he
number
can bat.
6?
Those
Who's
he
the
can
number
bat.
6?
Akshar Patel today.
Akshar's number 6 today.
Today, yeah.
Akshat, Chahar, and Harshal all can bat.
All can bat, but they are primarily bowlers.
You sure?
And target is not 128, it's 228.
I know. But 228 still.
I
Like
mean, for 128, even Bhuvi is a T20 player.
okay, fine. So having said that, you ideally want these two to be there for till the 14th over or more.
Yeah, 14th at least.
Because I think De Kock and Miller in the previous one were there till the 20th, but they still couldn't chase it down. But Dinesh Karthik
Shot,
looking
boy.
absolutely gold. I think he's just exploiting the power play. Remember, three balls still to go.
Don't say that. Last time we said that Panthers.
Oh,
Out the
what have
race.
you got for dinner? He's got a
Roll pasta.
Faso's
Oh.
roll.
And they don't have anything called spinach papu.
Oh, okay, a spinach papu roll, maybe.
Wow.
Maybe. That'll be slightly like wet, I suppose. But 55 for 3. How much are you expecting? Like, what are the expectations we have with Dinesh Karthik, the batsman during the World Cup? Now, do we just assume that he's going to finish off games in a chase or batting first? Are
And
you?
that's his role.
Yeah, but like, what's the expectations you're having? Like to deliver 4 out of 5 games? Oh wow, 6 more. 6 more.
Sure.
Jesus Christ.
The,
These guys are
the
fire.
expectation of him is very, very high because whatever has been thrown at him, he's
Yeah.
always had the answers,
That is
which naturally means that there will be expectations of you, and they should because he has the ability, he has the temperament to do it in that particular situation. This is a new challenge for him. It's actually quite fun to see him bat in this
true. It
situation.
is, and
to
he's,
build a whole
and he's
innings.
embracing it by the looks of things.
He's playing the way he would play at the end. It's working out so far.
I just want to see his approach if he does survive this power play, touch what he does. And then how he kind of rotates because it's not like grounds where you can get 2s and 3s.
Yeah,
So
but I
it's
mean, see,
boundaries which are the name of the game.
again, if you look in the grander scheme of things, this is just a proper good net session for him. Because
Oh,
he wouldn't have to do this in the
Yeah,
World Cup unless India are like 8 for 4.
3 for 4. And that could happen. You never know.
I mean, if that happens, then I mean, it's not DK's job to bail India out
Yeah.
anyway. Yeah.
That's not his role. It was his role a few World Cups ago
Yeah.
when he came out, which
But
he couldn't pull off
when he-
because he
when he-
never had the chance to do it
When he
before
came
that.
ahead of someone who actually played the entire World Cup,
Yeah.
and they still chose to
Yeah.
be there in the dressing room and send the pawns first.
that's ridiculous.
More and more of his hair is emerging from his helmet as with every passing
What's his
boundary.
highest T20 international score, do you think? Dinesh Karthik. If you have to put a number on it.
60. I don't know. Do I remember 60? No. But
Yeah, same.
Maybe how much did he score in that Nidas final?
No, that was just some
that was
35.
28 of 7,
One over,
8 or something like
yeah,
that.
I mean,
35 or 13 or something.
No. It
That he
was,
ended up.
but
my
he-
guess is 28 of 8 is what
yeah,
Nidas
maybe his
was.
highest score is in the 40s. Maybe Anirudh can tell us what is
Anirudh can
DK's
tell us.
highest
Anirudh, I'm saying
T20 is.
28 of 8 balls.
No, his highest T20
The
is.
highest T20 score.
40s.
Okay, we want to know both his Nidhiha score and his highest
Both.
T20I score.
I'm going to check out the cricket.com app right now, which is taking quite a while, unfortunately. At times, you just got to go to enemy territory, don't you? If you know, you know. Dinesh Karthik. T20. 55. No, wait. Yeah, 55. In T20s, that is. I don't know T20 highs.
Must be right there. Where did I leave my phone? Great
Yeah.
question. Oh, great. Thanks.
There's your phone. Right, so can India pull off something sensational? We've not seen Suryakumar Yadav open his account yet, and Dinesh Karthik is going gung-ho, and there's going to be spin introduced, and understandably so. Akshay just pulled the 1 over today, boys.
Yep, and now imagine if Pant would have been around
Exactly.
to counter Kesar.
Exactly. Now, that's the thing, right? Like Rishi Pant was playing with fire, but that's what happens. Now Dinesh Karthik, we'll see how he really plays this game
This
perfectly.
is literally the game.
And to be fair, at times, I know he's not coming so early in recent times, but there were times in RCB season where he got a majority of overs to bat 9, 10, and he did that beautifully well with Shabazz. So we've seen Karthik kind of not just play the finisher's role, but
No,
also,
and remember that he plays for Tamil Nadu,
Yeah.
and he's a top order batsman for them. So he's done this many times at a
Exactly.
fairly high level of cricket. So it's not that he can't do it. It's a question of can he do it at this level.
correct.
I think the answer is yes, but we just haven't seen it happen.
So this is a bowling type that troubles even Sky. I mean, not troubles in terms of wickets per se, but he definitely scores way below his usual pace.
Which right-hand batsman thrives against left arm spin?
That's a good question.
Because every time we talk about matchups, we talk about left-arm spinners having the edge over right-hand batsmen.
That's probably true.
Does anyone play? I mean, apart from AB, I'm guessing, but AB also struggled against
Jadeja, Maxwell struggles against them a lot.
Yeah. Butler
Oh.
was short. That is the
Take a right-hand batsman who likes it.
I mean, South Africa bowled 19 full tosses the last time around. That's 3 overs. They bowled, 1 now, and that's Perish for 6. So,
Yeah, maybe again
Game of
another
fine
one of those
lines.
stats that Anirudh might need to pop in to tell
Big up.
us.
but what a start this is.
Anirudh's
Even though India have lost
working
3
overtime.
wickets, you don't normally see 72 Bish on the board once
Yeah.
a 3 down, especially. I know they're chasing 228, but still. Dinesh Karthik, he's having fun out there, boys.
Is it?
Woo!
Yeah.
Honestly, 78 for 3.
Oh.
And there is a match on the hands here. Do
Be
not
nice
switch your televisions off. Do
to
not switch
just
YouTube off.
Get to 10 overs
Yes.
without losing another wicket. The runs, it's okay if you don't get too many.
No, but now 10 overs as well. They have, 20 balls left to get to potentially 118, 120. And that's 108 from 60. On a given day, T20 cricket, you see those equations. But I know the wickets in hand. But like we spoke about, the 3 bowlers who can bat can surely be able to handle a 10 required per over
Yeah,
than a 12, 13.
10
I-
required per over for 4 overs maybe.
Yeah. Oh, super shot for just none.
I'll take 95 for 3 in 10 overs.
95, bro. That's
I know, but
that's still
but 100
that's a runner ball from now.
I know, but 110 for 4 is not good enough.
I would say, oh my
There
good
we go.
grief. Dinesh
I
Karthik.
was actually just about to say that how good Karthik has been all along in playing calculated.
Dude,
slow
Rishabh
but
Pant
proper
and
power.
Dinesh Karthik have given us appetizers, but they're like, fuck you, you're not
Yeah.
getting main course today. Ridiculous, guys. Right, sorry, chaps. Right, I don't know why it's someone's funeral right now.
So it's Akshar at 6, Harshal at 7. Who's 8 today?
Deepak Chahar.
Deepak Chahar.
Not bad.
Ashwin.
Deepak Chahar at 8.
Ravi Ashwin.
Yeah, but still, it's a mountain. It's honestly a mountain.
And
Let's just see
Ashwin,
170, 180. Yeah, I'll still have it. Unless Surya.
No, I wasn't thinking about this match. I was just thinking of in terms of a bowling attack to have a, even if your batting lineup is short, we could work with a lineup like today's. If you can bat with Ashwin at 9.
Agreed. But
With
it's actually
only-
good. It's maybe a blessing in disguise that Akshar's getting some time out there in the middle. Hopefully, we're not jinxing him as well because we've jinxed Pant and DK. And look, I'm really thinking, what if it's just Sky's night? He blazes another one of
I
those.
mean, what if it's Sky's night for the 8 games that India is going to play in the World Cup? I mean, it is what it has come down to now at the moment.
Yeah, at times, but I mean, come on. If he does pull off like 100,
It won't be surprising.
Yeah, he's essentially done that.
Yeah, because he has like
7 of
4
the last
more
10
batters
games.
to follow who can stick around.
So, in terms of the T20 pantheon of great batters, where does Sky sit?
He's not done it for long enough to be called a great.
Yeah,
but
he's just beginning. But I mean, he can be the greatest of all time by the time he ends.
Better than De Villiers.
Maybe, I mean, because De Villiers for RCB maybe, but
we
what
just
for
need
South
Surya
Africa?
to win one World Cup, right? And he'll be better.
That question will always exist with AB de Villiers, right?
Wow.
His contribution to South
AB
Africa
fans,
cricket.
Shubh, if you're watching,
I mean, a
bhai ko bol do bhai.
truth is the truth.
Harsab Singh has a question.
Yeah, we need to cut him some slack for setting the tempo of the innings for every team. Yeah, fair point. Guys, are we even alive in the following room? If you guys are taking questions, not having dinner.
Yeah, so Anirudh Kasargod has actually told us that his 55 against SA in 2022 was the previous highest score for DK. He couldn't surpass that.
55 against SC.
Anirudh,
2022. Oh, earlier this year, basically.
Yeah, which batter, which right-hander thrives against slow left arm?
Slow left arm.
But please look at someone with a big sample size. Not
Yeah, minimum 20.
Don't come up with a
something like
Manpreet
that.
Goni, please.
Yeah, that. Or Taranjit Singh from Romania. Highest strike rate in the world. Pretorius, first game for him on this tour. And he's been, of course, guided by the MS Dhoni milk and honey treatment.
Yeah.
But do you think he's a definite starter for South Africa? No, right? Because would you play Parner? Would you play him? Would you play Fake Tukwayo?
Petlugayo, I don't think he's in the squad.
He's on the squad? I think surely as part of 15 he might be there.
Even Petlugayo went unsold in the auction.
Yeah.
Pretorius has shown everyone that he can get wickets
Is
regularly.
Marco
which makes a
Jansen in
big
this
difference.
category or does he fit in the Ngidi?
Who did you ask?
Jansen. Or
Jansen.
Shaw 6.
I don't know how he plays this shot. It's incredible.
I think he plays it
Slower
so
ball
late.
and still he manages to get the power.
But when they say slow, it's still coming at 110. So technically,
Yeah,
he
no,
still
but
has
it's not about the pace of the ball. It's the timing adjustment that you have to make.
Yeah. And the range and premeditation. Like
Sky
it's
has
just
no
a joke.
limit.
This is a slow one as well. Just an off cutter.
Wow. That was something like
See-
the ball shot he played to get off his T20 career. Right?
Oh, he's nearly
Yeah.
passed there.
So we were discussing earlier that Shreyas Iyer is not suited for this sort of a run chase. But the way others are playing, I would have taken him just being at one end and let others do what they're doing right now because they're way above par in terms of runs scored. But lost at least, I think, 1 wicket too many. Considering we have a
one
long
wicket
tail.
too
So
many.
now would you take
Considering-
110 for 10 overs?
I mean, now since you're 4 wickets down, sure, I take it.
Yeah.
But that's Not the ideal situation to be in. Oh, Surya.
Which time the 2 is he? Yes! We've put the fucking mockers on him. It's a joke. And Tristan Stubbs, beg your pardon.
Huh.
Again, Surya.
But then, difference in catching between the two sides. They're not dropping anything.
Guys, honestly, like it's just turning into bad to worse for India.
So there goes the game.
They're checking the catch, but the soft signal's out.
Now it's up to Harshal and Akshar to win this game for us.
Yeah, Harshal, Akshar, Deepak Chahar.
There goes the game.
Ashwin.
Oh, Ashwin's there as well.
Yeah.
So Gurkeerat
That's
told me before the game began that he feels South Africa will bat India out of this. And actually he prophesized it really well.
Wait, think about it. Umesh can bat too. We saw that for KKR.
Oh, that main.
And what about Siraj?
And Siraj as well. So this is actually India's lengthiest ever batting.
So you think even Ashish Nehra could bat?
No.
So Siraj can bat Ashish Nehra?
But Siraj, we've seen potential.
Where have you seen it? Tell me.
There are times when he tries to play the ball to cover and it goes to point. With Nehra, it never went to point either.
Yeah. Okay, that's the potential we're talking about.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We'll be back soon. No, we won't.
Oh, he's talking. We're probably talking about the India team.
The India team.
And they will be back soon. They will be playing a game day after. With India team, they are always back soon because they're playing somewhere or the other.
In that ODI series, who do you want to see feature? Shabaz, Rajat Patidar, Rahul
Tripathi, yes.
Samson, Kishan. Gaikwad, I think.
We need Samson to score a truckload of runs in that series.
I wish Samson scores 2 double hundreds in that ODI series and
makes it impossible to drop him.
Will India continue this high approach in high pressure games in this World Cup? Rohit mentioned after the last game that they would stick with this approach even if it means that they'll lose a few. So, I mean, there is your answer, Saib.
Yeah. Bish, you concur with that?
See, there's no point of coming up with a template to play the game if you won't play it when it matters, right? You have to trust it. There's no point of playing it when it's easy and when it's in a tough situation, you say, let's do something else. You have to play it. There's no other way.
Yeah.
And that's why they've been trying to play this style for now a while now. It's been a year and a half. They've been playing this style. So I guess you have to back it in all situations. I mean, there is a line between being aggressive and foolhardy, which you have to draw. I think what DK did today with that reverse sweep, that's not how he's been scoring his runs.
Especially after getting 14 runs
which is
in the
why
last
I added,
balls.
that's not how he's been scoring all his runs, right? If he'd got out playing a pull over mid-wicket, nobody would have said anything about it, but not that.
Yeah, I agree. Something funky which you normally don't see in DK's.
I think a template of playing is more when India batting first, batting second. You're chasing a target, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you go back to the 2019 World Cup,
yeah,
England had a template that they were targeting 450 every game.
Yeah.
But when it came down to the final, they were essentially chasing what they had to, and they had to face a proper grind to chase it. It was not, the template was not fit for the final.
And what were they chasing? 240.
Somewhere around 240, if I remember correctly. So that's the thing. The template is predominantly for first innings. Here, though,
put it down.
Put it down.
And he's run himself out as well. It's all happening.
Where QDK was going to him to celebrate,
boy.
Probably.
Oh, did he? That would have been hilarious. That would have been hilarious.
I think so, but
yeah, why was he there?
I mean, there was no
it didn't make any
reason.
reasons. Doesn't make any sense why he was there.
Wow.
Okay, we've got one of our dropped catches back.
87 for 5, 8.4. Honestly, you see these
watch DK.
Scores in like rain curtailed games. They've taken some.
He was going to celebrate.
Where was QDK going there?
And he was still out. Parnell could have also run him out actually.
Vikram Mohanty says too many experiments in the team.
Oh, he's gone for 6. He's got 4 though.
Has spelled the downfall of teams. Also, our fielding and coaching this year has not been good at all. Fielding and catching, sorry, not coaching. Yeah. I mean, ground fielding has been decent. Catching, not at all.
Oh,
agreed with Vikram, but I think
is this Avnish
it's not fair to be angry in this particular game. The series is already done. Key players are rested.
Is it Avnish doppelganger?
Yeah, maybe.
Me.
Well done.
So, I mean, we have a stat for you, and it's slightly counterintuitive. Among all Indians, Yuvraj Singh had the worst average and the worst strike rate against slow left arm. This is
What Yuvraj had the best.
Worst.
Being a left-hander.
But so Anirudh, who has the best? I mean, worldwide, which righty Not a lefty. Let's screw the
But at that
lefty.
point in time, who were the potential left-arm spinners Yuvraj would have faced?
Samit Patel,
This is T20s he's talking about.
T20I,
Random over.
Bandam over.
Suleiman Ben,
Everyone from Bangladesh.
Everyone.
Xavier Doherty.
Xavier Doherty. I don't think he played a lot of T20Is.
He didn't.
Not a lot. Only one World Cup.
Shakib.
Shakib.
Yeah, Shakib.
Shakib has been years.
I think India will have to follow this approach because of their bowling.
Yeah, but I think India will have to follow on in this game.
Follow on in this game indeed. But yeah, thanks for the stat, Anina. Really appreciate it. All you guys watching, subscribe, tell a friend. Cricket.com is the one place to be for the World Cup as well. We're going to be doing multiple of these watch-alongs, and we're going to be feeding you lots of data. In fact, pitch maps as well. Remove the comment from Prateek before we show you more of this pitch map, because it will tell us that Indian bowlers in the last 5 overs in this T20 International and their lengths. What does this tell us, Som?
31% full tosses. So they were trying to nail the Yorkers, but it didn't go as planned. I mean, surprisingly, the slot deliveries had a strike rate of only 83.
Yeah.
So maybe they should have bowled more slot balls.
Maybe the batsman also positionally.
But the slot on this pitch map seems like a very wide range.
Yeah.
Is 6 meters
Yeah,
slot?
2 to 6 is slot usually, because those are all over pitched deliveries.
Yeah, but I
Even
think on this pitch map you'll see most of them are towards the shorter end of the slot.
True. 1 second. Let's just try to get ourselves
See, I mean,
until the pitch map
the only
is
thing
on
this
here.
tells me is
Just
because the
move
length balls and the short balls had a high strike rate, maybe the shorter square boundaries were
Fair.
well targeted by South Africa, and
We can leave the pitch map on till we just get the settings accordingly. Oh, what a pitch that
Out.
is. It's an edge. Pretorius has an appeal, and De Kock is thought he's got a wicket. Honestly, what's happening right there?
Let's move this a bit.
Right, the economy class of Air
We are
India
back.
being arranged
back,
right
yeah.
now.
we can
Spinach
move
Papu's done with
Yeah,
his
the-
Faso's role.
We are the air hostess from Air India.
But yeah, we're back. We're back. The gang is back.
Everybody wants to
Pretorius-
know what was in your role though.
Yeah, what was in your role?
Cheesy melt paneer.
Cheesy melt paneer. Oh, he's driving. He's driving there.
Fishing.
Wow. So 92 for 5. India still chasing that 228. Honestly, South Africa, it's just compensation really after being 2-0
This
down.
was soft dismissal.
And Tristan Stubbs taking 2
This
blinders, but also dropping a sitter.
Was it him who dropped it?
I think it was.
Yeah, the throw came from him, I think.
And then he had the chance to run Harshal out. But
Mm.
dude, I'm just thinking about this batting lineup. We have Deepak Chahar to bat, Ashwin to bat, Umesh and Siraj. Dude, like no one can't bat.
Technically, on paper.
But Siraj is still like he gives you confidence as a tailor and I'm like, okay.
वही मतलब ना आरसीबी की सपोर्ट करने की एक हद
Yeah.
होती है
Last-
एक लिमिट होती है
I don't think
He's
even
trying to say among the number 11s in the world, Siraj is the best.
Where does Siraj
Yeah.
stand in the number 11?
number 8
when Ravichandran Ashwin is batting in the 90s, that's the
Yeah.
only time he's given us confidence. There's no other. No, but like,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That's-
but would you take this approach from India? How many times like,
अच्छा
would you take this out of 10? This approach, even though they have
Six.
lost wickets, they are
Six,
still
six.
6 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'll take it
What does that
10
mean,
out of 10
Avnish?
at least it's
What do you
an approach.
Yeah.
What are those 4 times when you won't take?
Akash will you
Akash,
take this
you do
question?
the honors.
Many times, home ground where we're going wrong.
And just to set some context, tell me who
Yeah.
this fine gentleman is.
is my dad.
Yes.
Experienced players many times in a home ground. I mean, it has to do with
It's a good question.
not understanding the format well. I think that's what they have done right now. They're still understanding the format well because the batting we've seen right in the middle overs.
but
The
should,
approach.
but should we judge the team based on this game? That's the first question, right? I mean, they actually
the
they
question
went
is,
with a very
no. The question is, should we judge the team by bilateral, like their home series or bilateral series? Because it doesn't make a difference. It's all about like the approach that they're trying to take.
But the
which is good.
approach they're trying to take right now is purely because of the 228
yeah,
sitting there.
because there's
Wait,
no
I-
If
point.
it was a 170 thing, it wouldn't have been 95 for 5.
No, that's what I'm saying. So I would take that approach 10 times out of 10
Correct,
because that's the way to.
All
bat.
I'm trying to say is they're not going to be 95 for 5, they're 170, right? They won't take the same approach. I would love to see them take that approach, but they won't.
I don't think we should say anything is going wrong. We just played 2 series against 2 top teams,
Yeah.
Australia, South Africa, and we won both 2-1.
No, but that's
We are
at
not-
home. And
Yeah,
Australia were not a odd, like they didn't have
Yeah,
the
they didn't play their
players.
best
Yeah.
11. A couple of players were missing, sure, but we did win against 2-1 against two top teams.
That is
So I don't think we should be too critical of this team. And we are losing now, but we're
and-
losing a game
And
where they're
actually,
experimenting.
let's not talk about Australia not having the best 11, because if they had their best 11, Cameron Green would not have been
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But still, like Weston said, the best 11 is really up to choice. There's Smith, Cummins, Finch, all these guys are just
Inglis.
passengers
Yeah.
in T20s.
Oh, you're saying that way. Yeah.
But they won't have the balls. At least cricket, Australia won't have the balls to drop these poster boys.
yeah, India essentially played this game as a warm-up game.
Yeah,
The 11 that they fielded, it's lopsided.
With Akshar at number
plus
6,
it's been
PK coming into
It's
bat at
been a
number
proper
4.
warm-up game where everyone's got time in the middle as well, even though they were like short-lived innings. Like even Sky, we put the mockers when you're eating a cheesy fast.
Yeah, but that's not why they got out. Don't
No,
worry about it.
I know why they got out, because moments before they get, like, all these three got out, right? Anish was like, they're in good form, they're going to get a big, and then
but I'm still
minutes
saying
later.
that's not why they got
We'll take another CDC stat attack below from Anirudh Kasagod/Shweta.
That's the stat we wanted.
Among full member nations,
Oh.
right-handed batsmen to bat 50+ balls against slow
Okay.
left armers. Finn Allen of New Zealand is the
do
best
you
striker.
recognize this batter?
Yes, of course,
The
RCB.
One you have never played
RCB, of course. In fact, Phil Allen was one of my career mode choices.
again.
Anirudh, I mean, just throw other batters there as well, no? Who
Yeah.
145 plus, 150 plus, apart from
Allen.
Finn Allen.
Finn Allen is very, I mean,
And
I
Finn
think he has
Allen
to-
plays Santner on the nets for fun. So,
yeah,
Yeah, for breakfast.
for breakfast.
with champions.
That shot that Surya played to get out. What a shot, though.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
a shot
to
that
get
is.
that
To
connection.
open the face really,
I think
almost
he
hit a
timed
6
it too well.
really.
He just timed
Yeah.
it too well.
Yeah.
But that catch was, I think, more spectacular. The
Yeah.
way, like, it was dipping,
Yeah.
and then he timed it perfectly.
Guess the score in 10 overs. That's the 95 I wanted.
Except-
That is
Except-
95 for 3.
Except,
the
yeah,
wickets have derailed us, but still a healthy run rate. Yeah, so Anirudh, just a
I mean,
reminder.
now though even run rate is not healthy because it's like subpar.
mm,
Yeah.
See, even after attacking this much, India are like behind the
Yeah.
run. So that is why they had to attack. There's no option.
Yeah.
This batting lineup was not meant to chase this target.
But that's the question. You have strengthened the bowling, and this is the result. Where do you go
Not
from
really
here?
strengthened the bowling. They
I
just
mean-
played 6 bowlers, but they played the wrong bowlers.
No,
I
but
agree
that-
with
I mean,
you.
the
See,
wrong bowlers.
But
as
I'm
in, I
saying
mean,
if
that's
Rohit
the
had
only
some sort of
option.
start, then it could have been different.
No, but think about this.
Yeah.
Think about this. Out of the 6, 5 are, like, I think, top options. At least, like, considerable options for T20 World Cup, right? Maybe say only the doubt would be on Siraj,
Umesh.
and Umesh is definitely out.
Yeah,
I'm saying he's not even in the plans.
The others are
Sure.
there.
Yeah, the others are definitely in the
Woo!
plans. So if that is your first choice team,
Yeah.
and you're playing at home,
See,
the
the only
difference only is Hardik would be number 6, Akshar number 7. Then that's the batting lineup, you're okay.
Yeah.
no,
No,
Right.
but
I'm saying in
he's
terms
talking
of
about
bowling.
bowlers also.
Yeah, no, I'm saying pick those two of your bowlers, Hardik and Akshar. Then you have to pick the remaining
See, I
4.
think my biggest takeaway from this series is maybe jumping the gun on Ashwin is not viable because
Mhm.
India, a series against
Really?
left-handed heavy side, he went wicketless in the entire series. So maybe
And Asia Cup.
again,
Asia Cup,
he
I
did
mean,
very well against left-handers there. But I mean, that's the question. Do you see him just purely as a matchup bowler?
A defensive
see,
bowler.
Yeah, that's what. You have already Akshar Patel to do that. You need some wicket taker in the
Yeah,
middle
but
overs.
you need a guy who brings the ball back into someone, right? I mean,
Akshar Patel doesn't spin the ball. It's essentially going into a right-hander.
no, I'm saying I would have Ashwin over Chahal.
yeah, but then okay.
That's the debate.
Ashwin and Akshar instead of Chahal and Akshar.
But then who are your wicket takers? That's the thing, no?
Shane
Remember that weakens the
Watson-
batting as well.
Shane Watson is the second.
Yep. So
striker.
Finn Allen, then Shane Watson. Shane Watson is
Who remembers the 5 6s against Jadeja?
Shane Watson, in
Yeah.
fact, he's
Yeah, I do
185
as
against.
well.
He's
Paul
185
Roy.
against Bangladesh.
Roy.
Was probably against all Abdul Razak and all those guys. Right?
No, yeah, even against Jadeja when he smacked that 5 6s,
Yeah.
he's just
So who else is in that list? Shane Watson,
Phil
Phil
Salt,
Salt,
Phil
Kyron
Salt.
Pollard,
Kyron. That's again interesting because
Jason Roy.
he
Yeah.
he struggles against spinners, and then if this is struggle, then I don't know what is.
Yeah, but I think that's only leg spin.
Yeah,
Because off
that's true.
spin, though. Yeah, whenever I talk about off spin, I just remember one name.
It's
Sehwag.
just Sehwag.
Sehwag.
Uh,
He doesn't.
He treated
consider
them as non-bowlers.
yeah,
He
I was
doesn't
listening
treat
to.
them as cricketers, I think.
I was
Yeah,
listening to
the-
some.
Ashwin.
Yeah.
I think Ashwin said that. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ashwin said it, but
You
I
just feel garbage.
I don't
he'll
know. I
hit
just
out.
got a. I don't know how I landed there, but there
Shot,
Shot.
dude.
This is why
Shot.
Harshal Patel should play because of his batting. And not-
Harshal Patel,
and not
take
his
a
bowling.
bow. Take a bow.
Yeah, no, sorry.
No, I was
You're
just saying
saying,
that I don't know how I landed on it, but I was listening to this conversation between Butcher and Matt Pryor,
Okay.
and Matt Pryor actually said that Sehwag is the only player who used to laugh when Graham Swan came out to ball.
Imagine
Yeah.
how, I mean,
I think
honestly.
he's played Harbhajan so much that Swan is the least of bothers.
But
me.
apparently the only player who troubled Sehwag was Murli. I mean, according to Viru himself.
Mm.
And that was an off spinner, so this makes
No,
it
but-
all-
Yeah,
but he was a
yeah,
wrist
he-
spinning
he's a
off
wrist
spinner.
spinner.
Yeah.
And he was a proper mystery bowler.
Oh, he's talking about finger spinners
Yeah.
or off spinners.
And I mean, every
Wide.
other off
Wide.
spinner we know
Apart
is
from
a
Murli,
finger
he's a
spinner.
finger spinner.
Yeah.
True.
I think that's where Ashwin's statement, like comments, are very. This thing.
Not necessarily. I think
Just feel
Ravi
garbage.
Bishnoi also is an off spinner. Which is googlies.
So essentially, then Ashwin is a leg spinner.
Yeah. With his Karims, 240
Yeah.
Karim balls to
Yeah.
right-handed batsman.
Yeah.
That data is wrong.
That is
I
flawed.
don't
I think it's
trust
it's 24,
24,
and they've just added a zero
Zero.
mistake. Star Sports.
No, we can check it. I think that's
Among the
available.
lot, Jason Roy and Phil Salt are the only two batters. Hold on your
Shot.
horses. It's
Out.
6.
Out.
Gone.
So it's gone.
End
Wow.
of a cameo.
Are the only two batters to average 40 plus and strike at 140 plus.
Nice.
Wow. That's a
So
Basra.
Jason Roy, I mean,
Basras.
so with Jason Roy around, you can't start with slow left arm thinking that
Yeah.
it's a right-hander.
Because
we'll get away
it's
with
obvious.
it.
choice.
That
He
actually makes
started
me.
the
That actually makes me. I want
pacer.
to ask all you guys a question. When you're talking about any batsman in T20s, are you judging them? I mean, or rather, is the best way to judge a T20 batsman through Basra, which is
no.
average
No,
strike rate?
no.
Not at all.
No.
Why?
It depends on where the batsman is batting.
Yes.
You
Correct.
can't judge an opening batsman by Basra
So what
saying
should
he has
what should an ideal opening batsman Basra be?
you want him to at least have a
To
forget the Basra. You want him to have a
175.
reasonable average
Yeah.
Okay.
along with the strike
What is
rate.
a reasonable?
For me,
average?
the reasonable average I think is 25.
For an opener, I would say 35 and 140.
35 and 1. Yeah.
But someone like Shaw is like a 24, but strike rate 170.
Yeah,
That is also
fair.
25
That is a
onwards is
trade-off.
acceptable. Yeah,
That is
but
a trade-off.
if it's 225 strike rate, but average is 10, that's
Yeah.
not good enough.
Yeah. Because he won't
Like,
face us.
like Sunil Naran.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Sunil,
Yeah.
maybe.
But Sunil Nair is a very different case because
Why is
he's
his head so big?
Pratik
That's
Kandari
unusual,
going on to
right?
say, but I feel that Ashwin necessary in the side because of other bowlers and how bankable and then aggressive options open up like Chahal and
no,
Umran.
that's the thing, right?
But then who's there to pick wickets? Like we saw in the last
Exactly,
game, South
exactly.
Africa lost
Arshdeep,
only 3
Arshdeep.
wickets.
No, but
And
again,
this game also they
how
just
many
lost
overs?
only
You can
2,
only
3
bowl
wickets.
4
Hardik,
overs of
Hardik.
Harshdeep. You can only bowl 4 overs of Harshdeep. And with Hardik, out of the 3 or 4 overs that he's going to bowl,
Hardik,
like 15 deliveries are going to be short deliveries.
Yeah, more than that.
Yeah. So that way they'll be prepared for it. But you need a leg spin. You see, in Australia, you need a spinner who can throw it up
Yeah.
and ask the batter to take a risk. That's often work.
You know,
That's why Zampa takes a lot of wickets.
Our guys, Chahal, Hardik, their style of bowling is again suited to the bigger grounds.
Yeah.
Harshal.
Hardik's short balls could come off.
Yeah.
Chahal's
True,
wide of
true.
off stump balls, which now batsmen know are coming on a big ground, is still difficult
And
to hit.
actually, look at game by game. Pakistan batters struggle against the short pitch stuff.
Yeah.
That is how
That's
England has
why-
targeted them.
That's why I think, okay, fine, Ashwin might have the nod over Chahal, if anybody. But like you said, Bishnoi could be a real X factor if they'd taken him.
Yeah.
True, but I mean, it's too late for that discussion now. I'm saying against Pakistan, at least India should start with Chahal.
No, I think again.
No, because you
all
were asking about
opposition.
wicket-taking options. Apart from Arshdeep being one and maybe like Hardik on his day, there's no one else.
No,
And Bhuvi is the new ball.
even Deepak Chahar is a wicket-taking option. Today, they sort of split his overs a
But
bit.
Deepak Chahar is not in the conversation in the first 11.
Okay, wait. Let's clear.
But then Bhuvi
Let's
Bhuvi
clear
is your
the
wicket-taking option. at
Chahal
least up
debate.
front.
Like
Up
Anirudh
front.
Kasaragod, if you're watching this, just a simple stat. This IPL, Chahal against left-handers, what is his number? Against right-handers.
We actually had this discussion in the
Yeah,
last
we
one.
did.
Okay. Which
And
is
economy
and it's
7.9.
shocking.
okay. The wickets average,
That we have to.
because that's what the no see. I mean, his numbers economy is going to be worse because he's attacking, right? He's attempting for the wicket.
That is
But
true.
if say he's picked 15 wickets against left-handers, then you don't have to worry about those matchups.
Yeah.
You can bank him to bowl.
Yeah, I mean,
But sometimes Chahal won't bowl his full quota for so worry.
Why? He should.
I know he
There,
should.
I don't think there has been times when he's not bowled 4 overs when he's played.
Yeah.
Unless like the opposition chasing like 80-90, which has never happened.
I think
No, also
I think
can-
Pratik, India have 2 fewer wickets remaining for Ashwin to retire out.
That is true.
I can see Chahal not bowling his quota on a pitch that's helpful when the power play is bowled by quicks and the next 2-3 overs are bowled by quicks, which means you cannot start Chahal before the 8th, 9th or 10th over. Then there's not enough time for him to finish his quota because you will have the quicks come back at
No, but
15, 16 again.
If you remember the Rajasthan season, even then they used him at 16th over, 17th over, and they bowled him out.
Yeah,
So it's a very
he took
possible
a
thing
hat
to
trick,
do.
right? And
Yeah.
that was, I think, 16
Shreyas, it was against KKR.
Yeah, but
Shreyas Iyer.
that's
But it's
an
very
aberration, right?
unlikely.
You won't keep bowling your leg
Yeah.
spinner in the 17th
No,
over.
but in Australia you can afford to do it because it's longer boundaries. And
True.
it's like equally sized. It's not like one
And
side
now
is
more
short and the
so
other side is
knowing
Oh,
that
so then
Bumrah
there
is
is your
out
boundary
there.
dimension. It's
63 and
60
60.
plus.
Now knowing that
But then-
Bumrah is
see,
out there,
Chahal-
Chahal, yeah.
So
and picked up a wicket
the-
every 18 deliveries compared to 13.5, which is
Yeah.
not
so we
bad.
just saw in the graphic. I mean, so India
Short 4.
bowled short when the square shorter boundaries are on the square side.
See, against left-handers, it's not as like, which is an unfavorable matchup. It's not like he's very bad. I mean,
Yeah.
numbers are slightly. I mean, for a spinner like him, it's bad.
I think even Ashwin would have that 18.9 against left-handers
Yeah.
itself. Because
An
Ashwin-
economy of 8 is very good
Yeah.
because they'll be looking to attack him, and then if you can bowl at an economy of 8, I would take it.
Yeah.
That's
I
why
think the
Chahal
only
will be-
So
argument
you're
that
saying
goes in-
Chahal ideally 1 over in the power play, 2 in the middle, 1 in the death.
No.
Or
Chahal,
mix and match.
all 4 overs.
You don't
need
need
to
to bowl in the power
Ideally, you
play.
should
No
bowl
over
him in the middle
power play.
overs.
Middle.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. Or worst case, 3 overs in the middle overs, and then 1 you bowl in the death.
maybe 15th or 16th.
Yeah.
Not
Death is
later than
16
that.
or yeah.
Oh,
Why
he's
no
gone.
bat?
He's gone.
Bat?
The only argument
Oh,
that
he's
goes
gone.
in favor of Ashwin
He's
is he can
walking.
bat.
But again, that's the thing,
Yeah.
right? Are you taking a team full of batters, or are you trying to take a team full of bowlers who can pick wickets?
Hmm.
That's where India have to find that perfect balance.
And actually, if you think about it, if you wanted someone who can just bat and bowl a few overs, then might as well take a punt on Rahul Tewatia
or Krunal Pandya.
or Krunal Pandya.
Yeah.
But then there'll be 2 similar bowlers. At least Rahul
Yeah.
Tewatia would have
Yeah,
given you
Yeah.
that leg spin option.
I
And
think
left-handed option.
after he failed that fitness, this thing, I think they never went back
I don't
to
think
him.
this management cares about fitness clearly.
Why? If you have Rhodes as leader.
That's what he's
I mean,
hinting at. There's no hint. I mean, it's straightforward.
I mean that would have been the first thing that I would have done. No yo-yo test. Fuck it. I don't want to give a yo-yo test.
Yeah, that would have been hilarious. Is this out, guys? No?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
out,
that's
it's
out. That's out.
Look at the ball. I mean,
But
it's
then
still yellow in color.
if fitness and those sort of things are taken aside, then there is really no explanation of Prithvi Shaw not being in the scheme of things, right?
Yeah.
Even disciplinary
In the
issues
second
are-
11,
I mean,
if he's
Rishabh
not there.
Pant gets away with it.
Yeah.
to a
No,
large
but
extent.
Rishabh Pant is actually athletic.
Athletic at times.
No,
it
I
seems.
mean his keeping is pretty athletic.
Is the yo-yo test
He's bowled
still
only
on?
11 overs
Are they
against
still
LHB.
doing
He's
yo-yo
limited to
test?
36. Yeah,
Are
against
Are they still doing
36
the yo-yo
against
test for our
RHB.
players now?
I don't think so. I think that got scrapped.
However, post
Oh.
the IPL in T20I, he's picked up a wicket every 16.8 balls against both RHB and LHB.
Yeah.
But he has bowled only okay. Yeah, still makes sense. It's not like he's terrible against LHBs.
Yeah.
That makes a case to say that don't.
Yeah.
And in boundaries again, as we have mentioned it like 1,000, probably 2,000 times, Australian boundaries are going to be constantly large. There's not like one side is 50 and the other side is 80. That's never going to happen.
I
Never.
think we need a fact check over there also. I don't know if all grounds are that big.
No,
I
I'm
know
saying
that MCG and
no.
SCG are fairly big.
But
No, I'm
those
saying
are the
there's
grounds
not-
that matter, no?
Yeah.
no, I'm saying
Yeah, ultimately, finally,
even if
the
it's like
MCG,
70
if
meters,
India are going to go there, reach
it's
that.
going to be 70 on
Where do we
either
play
side.
most
It's
of our
not like a
games? Yeah,
one side
MCG.
short and one side long.
I think India are playing
Opening
at,
in MCG, no?
Melbourne,
Brisbane.
Perth.
I don't think
Brisbane's our warm-up
I don't think
games.
India are playing at Perth because that won't suit the time.
I think they're playing
No, they're
in
playing
Gabba.
South Africa.
that
in-
will suit this time actually. Yeah.
South Africa, they're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, at Perth.
The Perth timing will suit us better.
I think we might be playing West Indies if West Indies get past in Perth as well. And then we have Brisbane warm-up games. But yeah, we can take off the Chahal
India not
stats
playing.
now.
India not playing at Brisbane. I think they're playing at Sydney, MCG, and
So Sydney
Brisbane's
makes more
only the
sense
warm-up.
to
only the warm-ups.
Sydney. It makes more sense to play Chahal.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Deepak
slower.
Chahar out to bat and make, even in his case, kind of stronger. The
Every
fact
time
that
he's batted for India, he's done like
he's
pretty
done
well.
remarkably well. Yeah, that South
Could
Africa
we see
game,
18 ball?
Sri Lanka game,
Yeah, the South Africa game was probably like
edged
Too
in
good.
4. He gets 4, gets off
And
the
what a
mark.
way
It'll be fun to see a few big hits come off.
Yeah. Both
Just,
of them. Imagine Chahar and Ashwin. Oof.
that'll be.
They just take it home from here. Jeez.
But
They're still going at 10 runs and over.
Exactly.
yeah, intent is there. Just the wickets.
Just the wickets.
But have you like seen any team pull off a run chase from this kind of position?
That's
7
an interesting
down.
thing. Shanaka
West
against
Indies did it
Australia?
in the Champions Trophy final in 2002.
No, I'm talking about not ODIs.
2002? No,
No,
not
2004.
2004.
Yeah,
2004.
not
India
the-
Australia Test match. Ojan Lakshman.
Yeah,
That Ishant and
There was
Lakshman. Then Ojan Lakshman.
Courtney Brown, right?
Courtney Brown and
No, that
Ian
was at least
Bradshaw.
one recognized batter. No, here
Yeah,
there is.
that's true.
No, that's the thing in T20s. I don't think we have ever seen any team recovering from.
Really? Shanaka against Australia? Or
No, but this I don't think it is this thing. No, it is 50 of
Let's
last
do
4
a
overs.
Stats Guru
Harsaib
check.
Singh going on to say, will we see more of all-rounders and specialists in T20s for India after the World Cup? I think we have more all-rounders than specialists, right?
But
vice
I think
versa.
Who are the all-rounders?
Harsaib, I think this. I was just thinking something similar, but what was not necessarily for T20. As I was thinking that the ODI series that loomed large day after, there is an option for India to actually play both Shahbaz and Shardul, so that we're testing out all-rounders rather than packing a side with batters. And again, by the time 2023 World Cup comes along, we just have Hardik Pandya as the all-rounder, and we're trying to figure stuff out. So India are ready to lose that series and in search of an all-rounder in Shahbaz Ahmed.
No, but India don't care. No, they're already qualified.
That is what I'm
For
saying,
them, they don't care about.
but for optics,
shouldn't
they
care
would
about-
want to win the series and give batters a run. So
Yeah,
they'll
that's
fill
true.
it with proper 6-7
No, but-
batters. And
But in T20, he's saying T20Is, which is very interesting because how many all-rounders that in
How many? Okay, name the
They-
all-rounders that we have right now in the current scene. Hardik,
Hardik, Rahul
Jadeja.
Tewatia.
Rahul Tewatia, Akshar, Jadeja.
but again, Rahul
Gone.
Tewatia is tricky, right? He's more of a batter. He's not.
Okay, fine. Shivam Dubey.
Again, more of a batter.
Shivam Dubey.
He's not
Yeah.
bowled really well.
I mean,
His bowling is like as
I'm
bad
not
as-
even going to go say Vijay Shankar and all that.
No,
Realistic
that's
options.
yeah. Even Tamil Nadu won't say that now.
Shahbaz Ahmed.
Yeah,
He's a
Shahbaz
really good
Ahmed.
shout.
yeah, but he's not a hitter, mind you.
I'm trying to find you guys a fun
Venkatesh.
stat from here.
See Venkatesh Iyer again.
The 9th and 10th wicket.
Stand.
Oh, it's your kind of answer.
Oh, really?
France versus Switzerland.
Wow.
Really? In cricket, 9th and 10th down. Wow.
So from this kind of situation,
France versus Switzerland. Who scored? Zidane.
Zidane. They're not living in 2006 where Zidane is still about.
Zinedine.
Zinedine. There's this video where he's fallen off the horse. Zinedine
Off
Zidane.
the horse.
And he's done it in Zinedine Zidane fashion, like
Headbutted.
no.
Okay, I thought he headbutted the horse and the horse was like.
Nonchalantly just like as if he's not been
Who
tripped.
who's the Zinedine Zidane of cricket? I mean, super successful as a player, then super successful as a manager, coach.
Probably Rahul Dravid if he wins anything. I don't know. He's also. not
If
super
बोल के तो
successful.
कुछ भी हो जाएगा ना. If नहीं, who is?
Ricky Ponting.
Yeah,
No.
What is he won as a
Ponting.
coach?
Yeah, that's what. Coach, he's not
Ponting's
coach.
not one, I think.
2013 IPL with MI, but he was not.
Yeah.
He was the
But Zidane also like technically won that because he had the best Madrid team.
whatever it
No,
is.
no,
I mean,
yeah, it still
after all,
makes
I
sense.
mean, so I mean,
Yeah,
Ponting also had a very good team.
very good team. I mean,
so
maybe
here's
they
that
don't
game.
really-
Just since we are at it, France scores 157 for 5, and in the chase, Switzerland were 112 for 8 to win,
Yeah,
and they
That's
went
still
on to win,
Yeah.
which means the last 2 wickets put on
42,
about yeah,
45.
46.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
That's us.
I mean, coming
But
back,
that's
coming
clearly
back, coming back to the
extinguished right
answer
now.
that you've said that they had a very good team. Now imagine if India would have won in South Africa, won in England, test games. They've already won in Australia. Would people 20 years down the line would have said, "Oh, but Virat had a very good team"?
Yeah, you wouldn't say
They
that.
would have. Why would that? That's the thing, no?
But
Because they had a very good team. So that's what I'm
had a
saying.
very good
But-
bowling attack, not a team.
So I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
No,
once you win, once things click. In hindsight, you feel, oh, they were very good. I mean, a lot of people say that the team that क्या नाम था वो coach का? John Buchanan coached. I mean, a dog could have coached that team and all that, but I mean, it's easy to say in hindsight.
No, but
I
it's
mean,
actually tough to coach those sort
think
of teams
about
because
it.
there's a lot of ego.
I mean,
in
you
the
have to
dressing
manage
room.
everything right now. See, I mean, the thing with India is every time there is a opener out, KL Rahul just walks into open in ODI, which in the largest scheme of things just hurt India every time he walks into open, and that is because he wants to open.
Yeah, that's his most suited.
And that's a very subtle example. There'll be so many examples like
definitely.
that.
We have a stat. We have a very different stat. Okay. Bowled on length. Okay. So essentially, it says that whenever South Africa bowled fuller length, India punished them. The strike rate is 221.
But this is again this game, right?
Yeah, in this game, 221. I think the strike rate is. And against deliveries, the on length and short, they have only struck at 122 and 221 and 122 and 130.
Sorry, Siraj bats like a proper tail ender, right? Like I know he
Siraj
is. Like,
Umesh.
No, but
that's Umesh. Sorry,
Siraj can
Umesh bats like his stance and everything.
Umesh is a proper six-hitter though. When he sometimes
I think
I take that comment. Harsa, I'm going on to say the point is: are we ready to sacrifice quality specialists to have 7 to 8 bowling options? And have players who can battle number 10 in case of Oz in England and maybe Chennai Super King, you can argue.
No, but that's the thing. CSK never compromised on quality specialists.
See,
they still had that.
But they still had batting till number 10.
They did. That's what I'm saying. They did. But how Dhoni got, say he got like 1-2 overs from Moeen Ali when there was a matchup. That's something that teams actively should be looking to do. Yeah. It's not like you can't not pick a specialist bowler.
So that is a big difference here is, I mean, if you take example of Hardik Pandya versus a Shardul Thakur, Hardik Pandya will walk into a team just based on his batting. Whereas if you pick Shardul Thakur, I mean, he doesn't really walk into a team either of the aspects. Then you're just
what about someone like Deepak Hooda?
He doesn't walk in as a batsman bowler and deserves to be dropped for the fielding.
Doesn't walk in as a batsman?
Definitely as a batter.
Not really. He doesn't walk into. I mean, see, apart from the 100 against Ireland, it's not like he's there.
No, IPL also he played really well.
No, but it's about them.
I mean, if we are ready to include Deepak Hooda based on IPL, then Samson has been doing that from 2013.
That's true. That's what.
And Prithvi Shaw has been doing it in 2017.
Bowls.
Just because he rolls his arm over doesn't mean he bowls. I mean, even for India, I mean, he was a part of the squad all along. He bowled in like 30% games.
Rarely they use
but did he bowl well in the West Indies?
Yeah, but again, West Indies, those conditions pretty
and
useful. Even if Rohit Sharma had bowled, he would have got a hat trick. I mean,
Deepak Hooda had the good fortune of playing against, betting into the Indian team against somewhat weak opposition. And he took his chances, sure, and he deserved the run that he got. But have to admit that he accepted that he was a bit lucky.
Yeah, and he was going on to say again this emphasis the importance of A games that were played in the Virat era.
Yeah, that is why Siraj was able to just walk into the team. Mayank was just able to walk into a team in Australia because they already were aware of those conditions because they were part of the A
Who got injured then for Mayank to come in?
No, they dropped Murli Vijay.
They dropped Murli Vijay.
No, Mayank came in place of KL.
No, they first dropped
Vihari.
They actually Vihari opened. No,
they dropped both Murli Vijay and KL in the third test.
Yeah, because I remember the discussion.
But then KL came back in the last test, the Sydney test. Yeah.
Rohit was batting in the middle order, no?
But Rohit got injured after the first game. He's jarred back.
Harsa was using this as a WhatsApp chat. We're like chatting with him all the time.
Why?
And this emphasis. So there's another interesting aspect to that A game thing. I mean, do you think India should have a team which plays T20Is? I mean, like T20s.
Umesh.
Because no, we don't see T20 games, no.
No, this is just. I mean, you don't even need an A team. India. I mean, since last November to this October, BCCI could have easily planned a 5-match ODI.
I honestly think they should basically make bilaterals just auditions.
Just audition.
That is what basically.
So your Sakarias,
that is what creates the mess. That is what creates the mess. That is what happened, right?
Because every series then becomes audition.
Someone
becomes
scores
audition.
And he should be in the 11. Everyone should be in the 11.
Because bilateral series, what do they give us?
You remember the 2019 IPL?
Yeah.
Every day we had a new contender for the number 4 spot. Today, Sanju Samson can be a number 4. Ambati Raidu can be a number 4.
Understandable.
Okay, how about
But
this?
India always spoils in choice in terms of depth, right? They
Yeah.
always have so many options.
No, that's what. How about this? If India pick a group of 30 and say there's a sure shot 15 for the first team, and there's a 15 for the second team, who just play T20s across the world. Like I mean, BCCI have enough money to sponsor them to
So
go
what?
to
India B versus like.
No, but they can never play other franchisee level
And
cricket.
this is where
No,
I mean that
not
is
franchisee. I'm saying, like, if say India A are
like
going
you're
and playing
saying-
New Zealand A in New Zealand, they should even play T20.
Yeah, but then
That's
the quality of that cricket is fucked.
think
but
about
at least
it.
they'll continue to play, right? They'll
Akash,
not be
The
like,
only advantage
Akash,
is
I have
that
a
they're
better
getting
option.
other conditions. They're exposed to other conditions.
exactly.
I have a better option. Apart from your A-listers, just allow everyone to play in every league.
No, that will not happen.
I mean,
But
Obviously,
obviously,
I've made it sure.
The point is that will dilute the
So
IPL
that
in
is-
their opinion.
so that is
That'll
the thing,
dilute
right?
everything.
And,
to pieces,
and that is the reason why now at the World Cup you don't really have a good answer
no,
to
but
who can replace
say if
Bumrah.
India were playing in other leagues, do you think we would win the Australian sort of mold, where they'd still have a great 11 regardless of international fixtures?
I think you'd then have a better 11.
Yeah. No, that's why I'm saying. This is not possible. IPL, they're not
That is what
going
I'm
to
saying.
have it that
I
way.
Like how many
let's
Australian
chuck
players play?
A-listers.
How many Australian players play franchise cricket? 45, 40, 50. Out
See,
of which they need to choose.
I'm saying chuck A-listers.
Okay.
Just think about someone like an Arshdeep Singh before he got an India cap.
Mm.
If he would have played in BBL last year,
Yeah.
I mean,
No, but again,
it would have helped him. It would have helped India.
no,
But
but
then
they've made it clear. No?
It has made it clear that we want to earn money.
Yeah.
We don't care if the team improves or not.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we don't want to dilute the brainchild, which
The
is the
brand.
IPL.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then you
But,
have
and
this.
it's not really diluting because we're not saying that Virat should go and play everything or Kohli
No, but I'm
or
saying in terms
Rohit
of
should play.
if all Indian players are playing everywhere, then the IPL doesn't become like.
I'm not
Exactly.
saying
main
What-
I'm not
standard.
saying all India
So
players.
maybe one way is all non-contracted
Yeah,
Indian
exactly,
players
exactly.
can play
Say,
in other
right
leagues.
now, for example, the Sakaria who's not on contract,
Yeah.
or for example, I know Gaikwad's in the ODI squad.
No, he's also not contracted.
He's not
Yeah,
contracted.
he's not
right?
centrally
So
contracted.
yeah, why can't they go play?
No, that's what the CBC have made it clear that they don't want to go that route.
No,
I'm
but
saying,
like
if you don't want to go
no, but
that
the
route,
BCCI have gone down at least the county route, right?
No, they
The county
right
route
now
is very
they've
different.
right now they've just milked money by hosting every Sunday one T20I at home, meaningless.
Yeah.
You have no clue if these players would be able to perform in Australia or not.
no, that's exactly why I'm saying, like, anyway they're playing A games. Anyway, it's not like they're not going to play A games. See, we have never.
Akash, the point
It's
is
never been included in the A
I mean,
games.
A games
Only
is
ODIs and
usually the
tests.
tests.
ODIs and tests. Only two formats they play. I'm saying include T20s and
I don't think
and
see,
have a pool of 15 players
I'll-
and then keep asking them
I'll
to
give
play.
you a reason why that won't work. Because even if you say send an A team to Australia for A T20s, list A T20s, you won't get quality players there because those boards.
You won't get quality.
you
games,
won't-
it'll be one-sided
I-
affairs.
That's what I see. I'm not talking about quality affairs. What I'm talking about is they'll get exposed to these conditions. Say 4 times they play.
That's the only advantage.
the better answer to this is host your Syed Mushtaq Ali in Australia.
No, but
That they won't do.
I mean, obviously, if
Yeah.
you're saying,
But they
Your
can.
host-
do
but
it.
that's
BCCI has the
because
money
it's
to
a
do it.
logistical nightmare.
Yeah.
If you host
One
the
is
side,
that.
Mushtaq,
not
No,
really.
I mean,
not
how
really.
many teams are there in SMAT, bro?
I mean, okay, then have it in a format then where your final 8 games are there.
Maybe something like that. Where
Because-
they tweak it. But
See,
they can't
because
have the whole shebang.
see, one good option is allow your players to play another league. They're
That
not
is
going to
no
do
doubt.
it.
Yeah.
Host your estimate in another country, they won't do it. Then what's the point? Then what's the point of having so much money if you're not going to progress the actual thing?
Okay, let's take a comment right now because it's getting really nice. We'll come back to this conversation. Another one from Darling Dad. South Africa lost the last match with 16 runs and had only 3 wickets. But today we're going to see 2 lose with a huge margin and almost have lost all wickets. Is it really worrisome in the World Cup just around the corner?
Yeah, I mean,
But it's the approach.
It is. Yeah, it is. But this approach is at least watchable than,
Compared to what they had.
Compared to what South Africa had, because
No, but what South Africa had was like a Pakistan approach where you're batting deep and keeping wickets at the end.
See, I don't really. I mean, South Africa had a decent approach in the last game as well. But the thing is, it was 240.
yeah. No, that
I mean,
approach.
today is 2:30 as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But at least India are fighting, like, say, 15 overs, 144.
India
Even
on
though
course-
they've lost their top 5,
India on
like,
course to win this. 144 for 8. I mean, they're going to win this with the canter. honestly.
Umesh Yadav will score 2-3 sixes now, and then everything will change.
Who was it where he played like that blinder in this
Against
IPL?
South? Oh no,
Umesh
I don't
Yadav.
know.
He's talking about 5 6s in a test match.
That
Yeah,
was
that was South
Africa.
Africa.
Yeah.
No, but this IPL he scored that against Rajasthan,
Rajasthan.
where
of
he
course.
was where they were very close, and then Rajasthan won the game. I
Yeah,
think.
that was some game.
That was
a
a game
good
when Ashwin
But
sent off.
Chahal took a
Five.
Chahal took a hat trick,
hat-trick.
and
a
Ashwin
five-shot, yeah.
sent off Russell, that beautiful off spinner
Oh
to beat.
yes, oh yes.
And then he ran
Free
like
hit ball, and he
short
dispatched
six.
it. And that
Easy
could be out of the
pickings.
stadium, is it?
Another
No,
full toss.
top
He's
tier.
played him like multiple times the nets that he's like, yeah, just
Yeah, that is true. Guys, by the way, thank you so much for all
the
watching this
questions.
watch along and your questions. Keep them coming. We're still here for another half an hour. I'm
15
guessing
minutes.
at best, or 20 minutes. I was actually going
Look
to
at
say
that
shorter,
stance.
but yeah. I mean, it was
Oh.
a free hit.
A.B. de Villiers,
AB de Villiers will be proud.
That's what the baseballers do.
but clean stand. I mean, like clean. Not the head position was very
Yeah.
clean.
Yeah.
There's no like jerk
Dinesh
reaction.
Karthik will be proud of that.
Chahal is proud of it. I don't know why. Namesake. Chahal. Oh,
got
going
excited.
downtown. But come to think of that conversation with the Zinedine Zidane of cricket, which current coach right now was a damn good cricketer as well, apart from Jayawardene?
Shastri is not a. I don't know.
Not current, but till a few couple of
But
months back.
Shastri
But
world
damn
class
good
in
cricketer
terms of
like
Shastri
Ponting
was-
is a good coach, no doubt about that.
but he don't won anything.
Who?
He's not. He's not.
Who's
he's
the
not
one?
coach,
But he's a good coach for sure.
Ponting.
Ponting.
Delhi Capital has been consistent.
See,
I mean,
Gary Carlson is a good coach, but
Mumbai Indians have been
okay
like
player or great
winners
player?
or not even qualifiers.
Above
So,
average.
above
He's-
average player.
Justin Langer,
Jayawardene,
again.
above average
Debatable.
player.
Above average player.
Boucher,
Also above average. In his own weight, didn't have to bat like the others. But
yeah, maybe.
Not-
Shastri is in that category only.
Shastri's in that category.
Yeah.
You're not
Champion of champions, you know.
Maybe like if Graham Smith becomes a coach,
which he'll
Maybe.
never. Which he'll
yeah,
never.
which he'll never.
Yeah,
Who
no
else
chance.
is there?
Pratik Kandari going on to say, who can be more successful defensive bowler going for wicket by flighting or aggressive spinner bowling flat?
In Australia, both have worked. That's the hardest part because Rashid Khan bowls flat. He
But you're saying a
tends to pick
perfect
wickets.
spinner for Australia obviously is Zampa kind of
Yes,
luring the batsman.
yes, because he's been like very successful with that.
So
But-
our Zampa is Chahal.
That's what I'm saying. That's what like
But isn't Zampa slightly quicker than Chahal?
Yeah.
Chahal can also be quicker if he wants to. It's not
But
like
we've
it's
never
not like very
we've,
tough
We've
to
never
to
seen
see.
him do that.
Consistently weak.
Whenever he gets hit, he gets slower.
look at
It's
Lungi.
slower,
It
but
is,
there are a couple of arm balls.
Basically,
that
that's
show.
the difference
figures.
between Kuldeep and Chahal, because whenever Kuldeep gets hit, he starts bowling
faster
faster
deliveries.
ones.
Starts
Chuck
bowling
Stones.
stones.
Starts going
Chuck
longer.
Stones.
Whereas
Kuldeep
Chahal-
starts getting nervous too quickly.
Yeah.
I think after that Moeen Ali episode is having a
And I think that entire conversation around he needs
Breakdown.
Dhoni the keeper.
Hmm.
Basically, he's gone against his reputation, because then
Yeah.
essentially it means that he needs someone to hold his hand in every game.
and Hardik Vora with the question.
Hardik, thanks for making your appearance felt, at least textually. I said textually. If you know, you know.
Hardik, yeah,
Why was Ashwin and Harshal sent ahead of Chahar? He has more shots and power than those two. Don't you think that he's too far from Akshar as well in the batting
I
department?
think the
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree, but then again, it comes back to
who was going to be in the playing 11.
yeah. I mean, they don't see Chahar as a part of playing 11, so might as well send others who might be.
who might be SC Harshal might
Give him basically
have to bat.
batting time, an extended net session.
Yeah.
But
And this is a
in case
situation-
Chahar pulls it off, wow, that will do his case.
No, that's not happening. They need like 80 runs in the next.
And
four
I've been
overs.
saying, in case DK pulls it off,
See,
in case
that's a-
Pant pulls it
let's
off.
let's set realistic targets.
No,
If
yeah,
India
correct.
reach
They don't
200,
need to pull it off. They need to give a good account of
Okay, so
themselves.
if India get to 210, would you be happy?
definitely.
210 is a win. Yeah.
No, but the question is, would you see? Then also you're picking Chahar because he scored runs. You're not picking him because he's picked wickets.
No, but
That's where
but
we
that's
already
where
know
the-
he's an established power play bowler. Yeah,
but only in
we know that
conditions
he's-
where they swing.
not necessarily.
Where else have you
But then
seen
that
him
Chepo-
perform?
doesn't that
in
apply?
Chepo,
No,
there's no
he's
swing.
never
But
played.
then doesn't that apply
He's
to
never
Bhuvi as
played.
well?
In Chepo.
Yeah, he's barely played in Chepauk.
But he's slow.
Bhuvi
He's
can
not- he's
also
not.
be a death bowler,
But don't
which
you
Chahar
think?
hasn't shown
Okay,
that.
even in
very well.
Dubai and all, bro, where's their swing?
So my question is,
It is early on. There is
Okay,
swing.
Akash.
There will be swing in Australia if
In
it's in
Dubai-
Dubai. In
Wait,
Australia,
in Dubai-
sure.
No. How it's not like
Acha,
in,
Akash, let me
if
ask
in
you
Dubai.
this: doesn't the same apply for Bhuvneshwar Kumar as well?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
But then you will
No,
have
but
him in the
Bhuvneshwar
11.
But
Kumar
he's
is
an
also a death
upgrade. He's an
bowler.
upgrade in the
Yeah.
batsman front, right? than Bhuvi. He's an upgrade on the batting front. Chahar.
That is true. No, that's what. No,
And Bhuvi is not a guaranteed death bowler anymore. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
no longer.
That's true.
But
Poor
who's a
guy's
more
confidence
guaranteed
must be
power
shot.
play bowler? Chahar or Bhuvi?
Bhuvi, I think. I still would
I
say
think both
Bhuvi.
equally.
If the
Equally.
ball is swinging,
Both
I think
equal.
Bhuvi
Yeah.
is better than Chahar because his control is very good when the ball is swinging. That's like the ifs and buts.
Yeah, I
here.
think Bhuvi. Because he's been there and done it for the longer time, it's giving him the benefit.
Even
of
in
the doubt.
that Asia Cup, when the ball is swinging, only when it is swinging, he is like too
Yeah,
tough
in this
to play.
series, South Africa Pacers have bowled 25 full tosses and conceded 21 runs per over. On the other hand, Indian Pacers have bowled 26 an economy of 13.12. I mean, full tosses are meant to be smacked out of the park, so no surprise.
Not
with
if you
those
can bowl
numbers
low
there.
full tosses.
Or you can bowl lucky full tosses like Shatul.
Wow,
or
and
Dom
he,
or
and
Dom
he has
Bess.
conceded 51 in his 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Is that a joke?
And the 2 wickets he's picked.
I think
is
Pant went after him,
Yeah. And then got out.
and then
And
now
then DK went after him.
now Chahar.
Yeah.
DK went after Pretorius.
He's still
Oh.
going at 10 runs and over.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
ridiculous. That's why ball. Oh,
No,
he got
just
away with it.
inside.
He's got-
Oh,
That's
harsh
a
call.
wide.
Madan Gopal is not having it.
JR Madan Gopal.
Must be a batsman. Must be a batsman. So
Good job.
Boucher stepping down after the World Cup.
Yeah. To be Mumbai's new
Oh.
Jayawardene.
Will we ever see an Indian guy like say a Kumble takes, an international job? Not the
That
Indian
is
But
that
you've
is something
seen,
that I want to see. In
job. What
my
BCCI
lifetime.
had that also in the contract?
No,
You never know.
That you can't have
But
Indian
but
coach.
Sunil
Sriram has been Australia's coach for
Lanchin
years
Rajput.
now.
He's Bangladesh's
Lanchin
coach.
Rajput?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
he did Afghanistan.
And then
Afghanistan.
Sunil Joshi is Oman's coach.
Then Monty Desa is the batting coach of West Indies, but is he a West Indian?
What if
Probably.
what if this happens? Ravi Shastri becomes South Africa's coach.
Yeah, I mean, I would
That'd
love
be
it.
very
But he
interesting.
was in the reckoning for the ECB role.
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Yeah,
With
that's what-
Lang, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
That's like the
Two
new
rivals.
Liverpool manager is like
Exactly.
the new United and City.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Interesting.
Is Dan Vettori in the Australian coaching
Yeah.
He
staff?
is.
Yeah,
He
he
is.
right?
He is.
So weird for a New Zealander to be in the Australian coaching staff. Can you imagine an Indian in the Pakistani coaching staff?
I mean, not as much. I don't think
If there's
they
any
have that kind of
Pakistani
a
coaching staff
rivalry.
for us, it would be Wasim Akram, but he also has a heart in his sleeve.
But
right?
he's also done it, no? Well,
With-
during
yeah.
his KKR stint, he's
Oh yeah,
like
with
trained.
KKR, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
not.
franchisee cricket is different.
No, but again, there also he's trained the Indian bowlers very well.
Huh.
It's not like he had like, oh, I won't do it.
Yeah.
No, but
that
like
sort of
say
thing.
like for
Fair.
example, Chandrakant Pandit takes a South
He had a
Africa
chat
role.
with Ishan Sharma, everyone.
Oh, yeah. No, but say Chandrakant Pandit takes like a South Africa role or a New Zealand role. Like they won't even go for those choices, right?
No, that thing even India won't go
Uh,
because he's a very like proper
domestic,
taskmaster sort of a coach,
like how Kumble was.
which
Sure,
we know,
man.
Sahab.
which we know
What-
how.
How is it
Oh
when
my
you
God.
need a million runs, all
Dude,
these
this
shots
is
go?
honestly looking like a PlayStation 5 game.
What
Yeah.
a shot.
Dude, that is just ridiculous. That's like L1 circle. That is.
but on the offset.
What on the offside
Yeah.
for sure.
Even QD is thinking, ki bhai,
And like Bish keeps saying, the run rate is just sticking at 10, never been lower than 10. I
Look
mean,
at that, it's
times it
wide,
has.
and then he still gets that.
Bowlers
clean
are actually
connection.
bowling wide to stay away from the arc of formation chair. Great striking.
This is where we have
I mean,
landed ourselves.
Dwayne
There's such
Pretorius-
a difference of batting under pressure and when there's no pressure.
Snowball.
Oh, is he middle
No, that's
this
6.
enough?
Perfect. That's 6.
It's gone.
6 and gone.
oh, what a fine knock.
Whose band is called
Pratik
six and out?
Kandari putting the mockers on
Whose
Pratik.
band
Why
is
did
called
you
six and
jinx
out?
it? Why did you jinx it? Sorry?
Whose band is called six and out?
Oh, I know this. Brett Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
That's
this.
just what
6
I've.
and out.
6 and out indeed. Deepak Chair.
So he joins the band.
Malti would not
Is
be
he a
happy.
bandwagon?
Malti, right? I think both of you all follow them on both follow on Twitter.
Oh,
I
her
don't-
sister. You mean.
Okay.
No,
sure.
but
you can check.
No, but even yeah,
Sure.
I don't think either of us. Have you seen his Insta profile? It's like very selective.
Select.
Yeah.
Profile mana photos, na?
No, I'm saying he take
Followers.
the people also. No.
Follow.
So why would he follow?
He's wondering
Now he's like,
He's
I don't know.
What?
I'm just thinking he's gone to check my followers. Fuck.
This is what happens when you log into cricket.com's Instagram profile.
Oh. By the way, this is the new World Cup ad. If you guys are watching this at the same time, let us know if you like it, don't like it, because I don't know. I'm just thinking this is only an India Park seller, but still.
So
And I love the fact that it's going to be early finishes for CDC during the Australia time zone.
early start also.
And early starts as well. It's fine. We don't mind it. It can go home.
Yeah.
Oh,
9
असली
p.m.
बैटर तो अब है.
Oh,
अब तक
and
तो सिर्फ-
he is here. 2 RCB legends.
Oh, what a shot! भाई क्या
Navdeep Saini, where would
क्या
you rate
gap
him?
निकाला है यार.
Where would you rate him in terms of tail end batting? He's pretty good.
-3.
No, that 50 against New Zealand.
That's so.
Against in the
Because he
smallest ground
concedes-
in the world.
because he
Definitely
concedes
better than
60,
Mohammad
70, no?
Siraj and Ashish Nehra.
Auckland, Eden
Oh,
Park.
Ashish Nehra.
Eden Park was it? Navdeep Saini?
Yeah, I think.
याद नहीं
Was
रहता
it?
भाई सारे न्यूजीलैंड के ग्राउंड एक जैसे लगते हैं.
Yeah, Eden Park resembles Carbon Park to be fair.
Wow.
Size of it. Deepak Chahar knew it. Should have picked the slow one. Didn't. And it could be curtains for India. No, not yet.
It just move a little because I think it's getting cut on the
Imagine
frame.
Umesh wins this.
Yes.
Imagine Umesh wins it.
भाई ये प्रॉपर
Yeah,
आरसीबी
yes,
फैन है भाई. यहाँ से
Exactly.
भी जीत जाएंगे कहीं से
The
भी.
only thing
imagine
that
नहीं
is
होगा.
missing is calculator. If he had a calculator in his hand, he'll be perfect RCB.
Imagine he wins it. He wins that.
So who's top score? DK. Well done.
Look at
46.
Chahar.
So just
Second-
convert
second
those
highest run
single
scorer.
digit scores into 30s and you would have
Ones
your
into
win.
twos.
Just
Bunch
Shreyas
to
will be
30s.
highly disappointed. How did Shreyas get a shot ball?
No.
No.
Two short balls followed by
Yeah.
He was
so-
LBW.
Oh, double
yeah.
bluff. Double bluff.
And he
against Wayne
reviewed it.
Parnell,
Was
yeah.
3 reds.
3 reds.
Against Wayne Parnell.
What is Shreyas' best format?
Oh, is that?
Ranji
ODIs, I
Virat.
think.
Listing.
I think ODIs, yeah. is
Yeah,
best format.
ODIs you can still. I
But then
think
everyone's best format is ODIs.
But
That's the
that's
worst
only
part,
Gill
yeah.
and Dhawan.
No,
KL,
Gaikwad.
I mean,
KL,
if you
Virat,
think about it, KL
Rohit.
without Rohit, everyone's best format
Yeah.
is ODI. I mean, that's the easiest format to play out of the three at the moment.
Yeah, that's true. Kind of
I
true.
think so.
Yeah, I mean,
Now
obviously.
this is-
No,
Rohit's
it's
still
only
better
the
than
easiest
T20s.
because people haven't started playing 50 overs in the same way as they play 20. It'll
I
come to
still
that.
think
No,
it's
they
Rohit.
they are, but I think it's slightly easy to adjust
See,
in a
if
50-over game.
if
You have enough time to adjust.
No,
in-
very soon the scores are going to become 375.
that
It's
is
going
what
to
I'm
become
saying.
the
That is
norm.
what I wanted to come
It's
to
gonna happen.
next. If the 50-over format starts becoming, if the 2023 World Cup itself is like a 400-run World Cup,
Yeah.
then in
most
India,
of
it will not
these
happen, I don't think.
most of these so-called proper ODI batters
Batters.
won't be good enough.
No, but that's what we expected even 2019 World Cup, right? Before that, all the pitches were flat, 350,
But like,
400.
but no, but
350,
all I'm saying is like how I was suggesting wholesale changes after this T20 World Cup, no matter what the result is. Even after that ODI World Cup, there will be a post-mortem saying, okay, fine, people like Gill, people like Iyer, where do we bleed them in? Fine.
Iyer is already part of. Iyer is a short
But
starter.
where is he
in-
batting? Where? He's not
Number
part of the
4.
starting 11.
No,
that's
ODIs
KL.
he is.
That's
How,
KL.
bhai? How? Give me your ODI
No,
11.
that's KL.
Okay, wait. KL. Yeah, KL is there.
Pant is there.
Yeah.
Sky is there. How is
No,
Iyer
I
a
think
short
Sky-
shot?
Hardik is there.
I don't think Sky. I mean, like
Sky is there.
Sky is there, but I don't think he's a sure shot starter in ODIs.
What do you mean?
In T20s,
Bro,
there's no question.
Basically,
in ODIs, I
Rohit,
don't think-
Dhawan, Kohli, Sky, KL, Hardik. That's your top.
But
six.
that's what I'm saying.
Jadeja when he
How many?
cracked.
Okay, wait. How many games do you think Sky has played in ODIs?
Not
He
that
is
many,
not.
but
He is
on
not.
the merit
But
of
based
on
white ball
potential-
supremacy, he starts.
But that's what I'm saying. You again,
See-
this is what we do with the best, right?
But
Mixed
Akash,
formats.
I mean,
Just because he plays well in T20s, let's
But
play him.
bro, he's way better than Shreyas.
I mean,
Iyer.
that is what. See,
But between T20 and ODIs, you can mix
exactly. And
formats
think
a little
about
bit.
this.
Not
Think about
really.
this. Think about this.
I mean,
I mean,
I'll get it.
it just comes down to how good is he in T20. It's like way better.
No.
It's like even if AB de Villiers does not play an ODI for an entire year, just plays T20Is, the next ODI that South Africa are playing,
Yeah.
he has to be there. And that's the same situation with Sky.
No, that's true. But again, Iyer's numbers also in ODIs are not. It's
Forget
like
numbers.
up there in top
Forget
10.
numbers. I mean,
He averages like
his
I think
numbers.
nearly 50
I
numbers.
think this
in
depends on-
T20Is were also better before this year.
No, that's
Yeah.
what. No, that's the thing. In T20s, as I said, right, there's not enough time for you to like say if you scored 50. He doesn't have that
Sure.
second gear to go
Sure.
and hit those like quick runs. But Sky has that. Sky has that game. In
It depends on the
ODIs,
rest of your team as well. If you have a team that's generally fairly defensive,
Mhm.
you need someone like Surya.
that's
right?
true. But I'm
And
saying
based on his performance in T20s, you can blood him in.
you can
but-
let him. But I'm
But our
saying that-
ODI team is again, like you said, not that gung-ho like England's who goes
Correct.
for 450. right?
And therefore, we
But they
need
have
the
to be.
Surya kind of guy.
But they have to be because the
But
bowling
they'll-
attack is essentially the same.
but they'll
Yeah.
have Hardik.
There's no guarantee on
Much
how
slower, but yeah.
Bumrah's
That's
fitness
the
is
question,
going
right?
to be in the long run.
But in the top order, no, you
Then
want
you have to bat Hardik at
Why?
7 if you have to field
Arshdeep is
Surya.
not there. Harshal is not there.
Hardik
But
at
essentially, it's the
7.
same bowling
Because
attack. I
Rahul,
mean,
Pant.
who would come
Only
in?
Bhuvi and Bumrah and Chahal.
That's what I'm saying. The
Yeah,
ODI,
because
ODI
Pant,
bowling attack
has
would
to
be.
play.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
we
what
are
I'm saying.
cross talking.
Yeah,
No,
sorry.
no. Say Sky has to play and Hardik has to play.
For what? Which format?
No, ODIs.
ODI.
Okay.
Then I'm saying like, then you can only pick 4 bowlers.
No, how why? Hardik at 6,
Hardik at 6, then Sky.
Sky at 4. No
Then
room for
Rahul.
Pant.
At
Rahul at 5.
But
Rahul
Pant has
five.
played really well in ODI. Sorry,
Not
T20.
really well.
Not
He's played
really
well.
Yeah.
Last 3 games he scored like match-winning knocks.
I would
against
say
England,
Pant is higher in the
match-winning
pecking
knocks
order than
against-
an Iyer.
And that is what. See, the point is, a year before this year was really good.
But even in ODIs, he's
He
still
just
really
got
good.
no. But the point is that was before he got exposed with his
To the short pitch bowling.
Yeah.
pitch bowling.
Mhm.
Apart from that, everything he does is very good.
Mhm.
I think in ODIs we're just one bowler short from sealing a top team. Because in ODIs, the team that I'm looking at right now is Rohit, captain for the T20
Yeah.
World Cup.
Mhm.
Dhawan,
Mm.
Kohli,
Mm.
Surya, Rahul, Hardik, Jadeja, Bhuvi, Bumrah, Chahal, and
Movie
one
doesn't
more.
start. When is the last time
Bhuvi
you
is-
watched an
Bhuvi-
ODI?
Bhuvi is out of
Yeah.
the ODI contention. It'll be
Yeah.
I
Shami.
know, but like, come
It-
on.
Shami has
guys.
to play.
It's
It will-
You
2023.
must be the only guys discussing the ODI World Cup right
I know,
No,
but,
but-
And
we have already talked about the
Yeah.
T20 11
No,
a
but
And
lot.
this game is honestly like finishing.
See,
There's no climax.
would you guys
You-
like watching ODI cricket?
I
Depends
really
on
don't.
how
I hardly like watching T20I stuff.
So
मैं ODI का
yes.
क्या बोलूं? I mean, have a Test World Cup, not a Test Championship, World Cup, proper World Cup. 6 महीने चला उसको.
Because see, last time when India played ODI, right? Prasidh Krishna was there, Siraj was
Which
there.
was when?
West
Against
Indies, I
West
think.
Indies,
Yeah.
I think it's
So
gonna.
Bhuvneshwar Kumar has
Shardul
never.
Thakur was there.
I'll tell you what. It's gonna be Bumrah,
Yeah.
either one of Shami or Prasidh Krishna,
Yeah.
and one lefty or Steve
And one-
Mohsin, whoever. It
No,
is.
I think one Siraj. Siraj will play.
Natarajan.
Not really. I don't
Siraj-
think Siraj is same. Either Siraj, Shami, or Prasidh.
Shardul after Jadeja.
But again,
No,
yeah,
why?
that's the
So
thing.
you have Jadeja, Hardik, Shardul, and 3 bowlers.
And
Shardul's career is already 3 times longer than it should be.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he's had his match-winning performances. Thank you, Shardul, but he's
Because
not
if
an
you're
international
playing
quality
Shardul,
player.
then be ready to just chase 340, 350 every game.
That
That's
is
what
true.
he'll score.
Worst economy rates for South Africans in T20 internationals, minimum 3 overs.
Lungengidi.
Kyle
48.
Abbott, poof, 1 for 68.
Oh, this
In
was in
four.
the.
West Indies
This
2015.
is. 20.
Lungi and Giri, like you said,
In this game,
this
51.
game. And not to forget, Morning Morkel against New Zealand in 2014.
Was
So-
it in? I think that was in New Zealand. I think.
Yeah.
Lungi must be
Shamsi
hoping he
is
doesn't get
England.
one more over.
Shamsi earlier this
I
year.
think earlier this year.
Lungi has an over left.
So India need 15 more.
Oh,
yeah.
And Siraj
Lungi
wants
must
to-
be
So-
must be only South African in the park who would be hoping that the last wicket doesn't fall.
Yeah,
Okay.
He comes back,
And
bowls a
picks a
maiden,
wicket. Oh, okay, like
and-
gets a wicket.
or I mean, even if he doesn't get a wicket, he just bowls a maiden.
So is he
Bring his
the
economy.
best batter after Dhoni, like playing the helicopter shot? I mean, being an RCB fan, I think you're entitled to say that.
Yes, who's Siraj?
Yeah, he has a very good
Of a
helicopter shot.
Fail of a helicopter shot.
You said an RCB.
Oh, my God!
That was a proper
Oh
helicopter.
my God!
Oh no!
But we gotta give it him for the credit. Because you said it and it was like helicopter right then and there.
Yes, that's
Wow.
job done.
Wow.
I don't know
that
what
was
Bauma is doing with
ridiculous.
Pretorius, but it's job done.
So
Now,
S- South
I'll say
Africa-
something
yeah.
about this approach. Even when we've lost the game badly, even when they were
Yeah.
batters short, even when they lost wickets up front, they ended up scoring 178.
Yeah.
Mm.
And this is what this approach does.
Yes, it I mean doesn't work on 4 occasions,
Yeah.
but I'm saying it.
No,
it,
but
like,
this approach also, you'll have your days where you see 110, 120 all out.
That'll be rare.
that is very rare
Right,
because the
2
quality
out
of
10
batters.
times,
No,
But those 2 times you have to be prepared.
yeah, but the quality of batters is like that.
Oh, yeah.
See,
And
like
Rohit is
how
still
England played,
क्या जरूरत थी वो reverse sweep मारने की?
like how England played, right? The 2019 World Cup. They
Or
were
switch it, whatever it was.
they were going all guns blazing, and there's only one occasion where they were like really bad.
Which is when?
I think they lost that game against Sri Lanka. Was it?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
So apart
that was
from
like in a hurry,
yeah,
wanting
See,
to
those are the
finish it
kind of
off.
banana skins I don't want us to have in the World Cup, where
but every team is going
we
to have
never
that. No team is
expected
going to
Sri
be like.
Lanka was going to beat us that day in the Asia Cup, but they did.
No, that's what I'm saying. No team, only Australia.
See,
Yeah,
after
apart
losing
from
the
that, no
toss,
team.
all bets were off.
That game.
every T20
But
game.
in Australia, the toss won't matter as much as we think.
It still
Yeah.
will. It still will.
Yeah, but it
dew
won't
is
be a
not a
lottery
very-
anymore. But yeah.
Yeah,
But
it
dew,
won't
I
be
don't
like
think
last
dew-
year's
See,
World
I
Cup
don't-
where
I-
it was just
I don't think
you
it's
know
just the
the
dew.
team chasing.
I don't
over
think
you.
it's just the dew. It's also about the mindset because you know
Yeah,
what
all
So
the
there's
opponent
no
is.
chasing.
dew, right? In Australia.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's not just about the
No,
dew.
he's saying like chasing is easy because you know the target, so you can plan it around well.
You can plan your approach.
No, but if the target is 200, it should be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
of course,
But
it should be even
whe-
fight for
yeah.
two teams. Okay, wait.
Wow.
Interesting thing is, South Africa's number one bowler till now, Shamsi, has only played one game this series.
Hmm.
So does he feature in the 11 now, or is he done? Because Keshav Maharaj clearly
Yeah, I mean-
has batted well.
In
Clearly
fact,
is picking wickets.
so we spoke to another plug in here. We spoke to Graham Smith, and this was like 3 months before when South Africa
IPL.
out for the first time when they came down for
Okay.
the first T20 series. He believed even in Australian conditions, if he was picking the South Africa team, he'd have two spinners, i.e. Maharaj and Shamsi, and potentially have three with Markram also bowling side spin over there. So I see Shamsi start regardless because, like you keep
Mhm.
harping on one point, which is big boundaries, that's going to be an advantage for Shamsi as well.
That's true, but they have not played him here, and they've kind
Sure, again,
I
like
think they can.
Here,
they
I
can-
think
tonight, pace
No, wait.
conducive,
So,
small ground.
forget that,
Tell me
right?
something.
Horse for
One
crosses.
question, one technical question. They can actually swap Shamsi for Ngidi and still maintain
No, that's what I'm saying.
still
Nokia is there. No,
Jansen?
still maintain the.
But you're not
talking
template
about
they have
Nokia.
to. Yeah.
but they have to play Nokia. He's
Nokia
the
can
X
play for
factor.
Pretorius,
But Pretoria is an all-rounder.
but you already have Parnell for it. How many all-rounders do you need?
I mean, you need one more.
See, their batting is thin.
Because after
You-
Miller,
they
who's
have to
there?
play-
There's
yeah.
no one else.
And they have
Stubbs.
Bauma.
I mean, apart from Stubbs.
No, I'm saying they
Look
have
at
Bauma as
Indore.
well, so
Wow,
they're
that
one
looks-
batter short.
Looks fucking beautiful.
ऐसा ही है भाई, सही है, sexy है.
Indore. This guy will be there,
ये
right?
तो फिर भी
that Tane Chowdhury,
इससे 192 किलोमीटर दूर एक और शहर है, वो और अच्छा है.
that side.
Which side? This side? That side?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is Tane Chowdhury's
This is
town.
Tane Chowdhury. I think with his accent, he
Tane
feels like
Chowdhury,
in
if you're
the-
listening or any of his fans, definitely give us a subscribe. But regardless, guys, it's been fun doing this watch along yet again on cricket.com. Had plenty of insightful chats with the boys. Questions are answered as well. Hopefully, we've answered all your questions, queries, and all of that much more. Akash is red faced by the end of it. Bishin's kind of almost yawning.
and
I'm
I've
still-
lost a few more hair.
Yeah, someone's lost a little bit of hair. I've just enjoyed my burrito. I'm really jinxed everyone who's come out of bat today. Dinesh Karthik was looking well, jinxed him.
So if your team is playing UCL today,
Taking the mantle
please
from
don't-
Akash, honestly. But look, ODI cricket, we're going to be doing live blogs in terms of written pieces. So check it out. But watch-alongs, you guys can expect us, I think, in 14 days' time or 13 days' time when we're playing New Zealand in one of the warm-ups. So I think we'll be doing watch-along for the warm-up games. And then, of course, the big one on the 23rd of October, India-Pakistan. Rahul Dravid's going to be talking.
unfortunately, we can't.
We can't hear Dravid, but I'm sure it'll be a compelling chat.
Yeah, just because he's a favorite.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Dravid's
he's
Dravid.
just
Dude, Dravid is he can't. He's the best man in
Okay.
cricket.
no. This
So-
I give it to you, but I'm saying just because this.
Shall we leave before the viewers count turn to 0?
Where is
Okay,
the
no,
viewer
that is
count
it's
currently?
going quickly.
Can you see the
Right,
count somewhere
thank you
there?
so much for
Yeah.
watching,
Oh.
everyone. Really appreciate it. Subscribe and, of course, spread the word. Cricket.com is your place to be. Somesh, Akash, Bishan, and me, Abni Shagde. It's a good night from all of us, and goodbye. We'll see you soon. Plenty of content. Hit the bell icon and stay updated.
Views increased.
Yeah,
right at the end.
exactly. As soon as he said good night, there are two
Yeah,
more
one.
viewers. Okay, guys.
Cheers.
Wrap.
See you.
Take care. End the
Cut.
broadcast.
End it.
End it.